At Collect Co for tonight's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday night. Thank you and welcome. Let's get started. Let's start by sharing. Sharing, not sharing. All right. Sharing, yeah. All right, let's do it there. We've already had two people say, "Are you live?" Uh-oh. We are live. Let's get this link shared everywhere. Group. Let's get it shared. Got it shared in the group. Let's go over here to the main page. YouTube is good. Great. We love when YouTube is good. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. We are live now. Okay. Let's see here. All right, let me get this. So first thing, please go ahead and share the post. Hit all the likes you can find, etc., etc. And let's get started. So let's, where else do I need to share it? YouTube. Let's see, there's YouTube. There is, boom, and share here, copy link. Let's go over here to Instagram. Go to my story. There's tonight's hot picture. Link. Live now. And boom. Did I ever share anything into the group? I don't think I ever shared anything in the group except for the feed that I just shared, which is tonight's feed. Let me close all this out. Okay, I think I'm back where I can actually talk and listen now. So here's what we're going to do. Chat, and we're live. All right, so if you're watching on Facebook, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, meaning you like the video. Looks like we got 109 people watching right now, so that means go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. That's on Facebook. Like the post, go ahead and share. And if you're watching on YouTube, there's a similar function. It's a thumbs up button. All you got to do is hit that. That's all you got to do. Click, poof, done. Just hit the thumbs up button. Now, for the duration of the next 5 hours, as many people that's going to click on this video, if I get everybody to like it, it would be amazing for Collect Co. Not everybody's going to like it, though. Not everybody's going to share it. But if you could do a small part for me and do that, that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. So we have a lot of great new arrivals that Paul's marked for us. We have new vinyl as well. And I think I'm going to go ahead and start with an official warm-up crate. I got some stuff that was traded in and sold to us as well. So let's go ahead and get started on some of that. But first, let's go through this crate that's here on the table as a warm-up crate. Hope everybody can go ahead and like the post. Any Collect Co shirts for sale? Yeah, actually, there are some Collect Co shirts for sale. I don't have many sizes left. I had an idea the other night. It's on my to-do list of count how many shirts I have left and go ahead and try to sell those off so we can put in a new order. Try to do maybe some long sleeve ones for winter time because we don't have any long sleeve shirts. So I have to get with my t-shirt designer and maybe even do a new logo or something for the winter, some long sleeve shirts. So take pre-orders on those, etc. First, let's go through this here. I'll get some auction started. Did you do the Japanese stuff? Did you unbox it? Okay. Gotcha. All right, so let's go ahead and go through a warm-up bin of new vinyl. Let's see what's here on the table. We have Eddie Money, self-titled, limited edition of 1,000 on pink-colored vinyl. Eddie Money is $39.99. That was a new release from Music on Vinyl. I have two left. Pink, Misunderstood. Pink is $34.99. These are all new and sealed. My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade. featuring Welcome to the Black Parade, Famous Last Words, and Teenager, My Chemical Romance. That's new and sealed for $44.99. I got 2 copies left of the Donnas, and this is on natural colored vinyl with a black swirl, $39.99 for the Donnas. I've got 2 Velvet Underground and Nico's. This actually has a banana you can peel off. You can go straight back to 1967 and peel off the banana, $36.99 for Velvet Underground and Nico. Depeche Mode, Some Great Reward. Depeche Mode is $31.99. Sublime's actually already sold. That was from a flip video. I hadn't pulled it. Tanner, that's sold to Kara Bauer. We can go ahead and put a sticker on it. Pussifer, Conditions of My Parole. Pussifer is $39.99. Primus Pork Soda is $39.99. And Michael Jackson Bad, new and sealed gatefold. Michael Jackson, $28.99. Rodriguez, Cold Fact. The Sugar Man, $36.99. Also, Primus is Rhinoplasty. This is Primus Rhinoplasty, $39.99. We also have Hootie and the Blowfish Cracked Review. Hootie and the Blowfish is $29.99. And we have Dwight Yoakam, Population Me, independent retail color exclusive, $29.99. These are all new sealed buy it nows. I'm about to get some auctions started. We have vintage stuff. I have all the new pre-orders. Tanner, if you want to print the sheet on my laptop, I have not done that. We'll go ahead and get that going. Let's go ahead and pull some of our very first Japanese auctions for tonight. How about Journey, Raised on Radio? This looks like a really nice copy. Journey, Raised on Radio. This is a near mint, minus, and pristine Japanese pressing. So usually all night we'll keep 2 auctions running. We'll keep 2 auctions running, and we'll keep some buy it nows all night. We'll be doing that from 7 to 11, maybe midnight Central Time. Journey Raised on Radio is near mint and pristine in the shrink wrap. It has the obi, it has the Japanese insert, and the vinyl is near mint minus and pristine. That is going to be a $45 start. $45 start. Journey Raised on Radio, $45 start on that. Okay, next is how much for the Donnas. Chris Sanchez, the Donnas LP. I have 2 left. That was a big pre-order. They were delayed, but I do have it. I do have 2 left after everybody got one. $39.99 for the Donnas. Now Yearbook. Now Yearbook 73, that's a triple LP red vinyl, $59.99. New Steppenwolf that came out last week, that's a orange vinyl, limited edition, Steppenwolf debut, $33.99. Scott Weiland, 1 left, 12 bar blues. Scott Weiland, 12 bar blues, $39.99 for that. 25th anniversary 2 LP, and I thought that was on blue vinyl. Yes, it's on blue and green vinyl. Scott Weiland. Tom Waits, Frank's Wild Years, $36.99. Old Crow Medicine Show, Jubilee, $29.99. The Cure Show, 30th Anniversary 2 LP, that's $44.99. Club Stone takes that last Scott Weiland, 12 bar blues. Looking for a $45 start on Journey. ZZ Top Deguelo, $33.99. Almost, we have ZZ Top and Yes, Tales from Yesterday. This is a 2 LP tribute to Yes, $31.99. REM Reveal. That's $36.99. Also, the Super Blues album with Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, Bo Diddley, $29.99. Yes, The Ladder, $39.99. And Deep Purple, Slaves and Masters. Those are 2 music on vinyl pressings there in the last $39.99. Yes, I'm going to talk about Ozzy in just 1 second. Big pre-order announcement today. I've got that live, but I'll show that and share a link in just a second. Quick story, though. Bark of the Moon's being reissued. And I'll give the full details on that in just a second. Final call if you want to bid on Journey, Raised on Radio, near mint and pristine, shrink wrap, obi, and hype sticker, $45 start. If it doesn't get a bid, it'll be a buy it now. Here's our first crate. This is stuff from last week. Just a quick warm-up before we get into the new stuff. We have Eddie Money. We have Pink. We have My Chemical Romance, The Donnas, Velvet Underground, Depeche Mode, Pussifer, Primus, Michael Jackson, Rodriguez, more Primus, Hootie, and the Blowfish. Also, Dwight Yoakam, Population Me, Now Yearbook, Steppenwolf, Tom Waits, Old Crow Medicine Show, The Cure, ZZ Top, Yes Tribute, REM, Super Blues, Yes, and Deep Purple. Yes, and Deep Purple. You find it up, put it for pre-order. Actually, I didn't get the solicitation for it until, I only got the solicitation for it this morning, actually. So, all right, our first crate of stuff here Paul's got marked for us. Let's go ahead and show our next auction. This is an extremely clean, near mint Randy Travis with hop sticker. Paul has this clean and marked. It also has the hop sticker Forever and Forever Amen, My House, and Too Gone Too Long. This is a near mint and pristine copy of Randy Travis, Always and Forever. That is a $35 start. $35 start. If anybody wants Journey, it's a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now. Van Halen box set was read last night, or actually Tanner has the list right here. James Cohorn, I'm not going to read it. It would take 20 minutes to read all the names, but if you want to know if you're on it, then yes. If you pre-ordered Van Halen, everybody got one. If you pre-ordered it, everybody got one. Journey's a $45 buy now. I find that very surprising, but Randy Travis already has a bid for $35. Let's go ahead and go through a crate of new vinyl for tonight. James Cohorn, you got a Van Halen box set. I'm going to keep one for myself. I'm going to open it up tonight and do a video about it. And I think after that, I've got 3 left. I'll show those in just a second. We've almost sold all, if I count mine that I'm buying, 110 copies we've sold. For a box set, that might be a record of actually ones we've sold, and everybody's going to come through actually on the payment. Randy Travis, always and forever. $35 start to Kevin Hughes. He's in, going once, going twice. Going once, going twice. Now, I have a whole pile of auctions somewhere. They're right here behind me. And Tanner's going to work on getting some comps on a few things. Tanner, I'll hand you those that I need comps on. First, we'll do this unofficial for Stained Break the Cycle. Stained Break the Cycle. This is an unofficial pressing. It should be on colored vinyl. $45 start, Stained Break the Cycle. Sealed unofficial. I actually bought some records back from a longtime customer. He's been buying from us since like 2020. And some of these have original price tags where he bought them from us in 2020, 2021. And a lot of that stuff he's bought from us has went up. This is an unofficial pressing of Stained Break the Cycle. Brooks Valder's in at $45. Final call on Randy Travis for $35. Mint and pristine in shrink wrap and hop sticker. Okay, so this week is the big week for new vinyl. This is all the new Rocktober. Usually they sprinkle out these Rocktober exclusives all through the month. But I think what's happened is some of them come out the last week in October, and then they're kind of old news by then. So they're releasing all of the Rocktober exclusives, this week. And I posted pre-orders for 90% of them. And the first one here is the Cars Greatest Hits. So I'm going to be reading a lot of waiting lists. All of them are on colored vinyl. They're amazing. They're Rocktober indie exclusives on colored vinyl. First is the Cars Greatest Hits. This is $29.99 Rocktober indie exclusive. Their classic Greatest Hits album on Magic Red vinyl. Magic Red vinyl. They all have unique colors to them. The Cars Greatest Hits is $29.99. The pre-order for the Cars Greatest Hits is Richard Davis, Alan Case, James Rayner, Rich Recor, Kara Bauer, Lily McCurry, Timothy Horn, Joe Musser, Johnny Williams, and Ron Duffield. And that's the Cars Greatest Hits. Just what I needed. Since you're gone, you might think. Good Times Roll, Touch and Go, Drive, Tonight She Comes, My Best Friend's Girl, Let's Go, I'm Not the One, Maggie, and Shake It Up. That's the Cars Greatest Hits. $29.99 red vinyl, new Rocktober indie exclusive. $29.99. All right, we got new bids on our auctions. So Randy Travis was at $35 with Kevin Hughes. And then we had a $45 bid on Stained. G. Michael Toynton also bid $45. We have Sherry Darnell bid $40 on Randy Travis. Joe Strummer. Tanner will please write that down. Joe Strummer pre-order for Craig Thomas. I will check into that. Randy Travis got a $40 bid, then $45, then $50. Jar of Flies has not been auctioned yet. Randy Travis is at $55. Grant Peltzer says he'll take a copy of the Cars. Dan Triaga says he'll take a copy of the Cars. Yes, the Marilyn Manson's unofficial, but I have the official press too. I've got 2 different copies. The unofficial is what I'm going to be selling tonight, but I have an official press listed online right now for $200. And if anybody's interested, I will sell it to you, but it's $200. It's the official press that came out that was canceled. We had somebody not pay for one, which is incredible because it was only $60 and they're selling for like $200. So we have that one listed online. The Cars Greatest Hits, I got 3 copies left. The next is the Best of ZZ Top, another Rocktober exclusive on blue vinyl. This is their classic 1977 Best of, $29.99. So I'm going to auction an unofficial Marilyn Manson. It's going to be a little bit cheaper, and then I have the official press as well. It's $200 if anybody wants to go ahead and buy it right now. That's about what they're going for. ZZ Top's Greatest Hits. We have Mike Massey, Stacey Brown, Darren Wortman, Krista Moss, Lily McCurry, Scott Beebe, Greg Rogers, Julianne Roman, Matt Algram, and Johnny Williams. And that's for the Cars, or that was for ZZ Top's Greatest Hits. First time this has been reissued in quite some time, and it's on blue vinyl, $29.99. All right, final call on Stained. We had 2 bids, and then no one else bid again. Michael, you're out because Brooks was first at 45. That's going twice, going 3 times. And now Randy Travis, Kevin Hughes is back in at 55. Kevin Hughes is back in at 55. Christopher Morris is going to take the Cars Greatest Hits. There's one left. And Dan Triago wants a ZZ Top's Greatest Hits. These are all new Rocktober exclusives on colored vinyl. The next one is Buffalo Springfield again. This is actually recorded in mono. Not only is it a Rocktober, but it's also part of Atlantic's 75th anniversary. Crystal clear vinyl. Crystal clear vinyl, Buffalo Springfield again. That's also $29.99. The pre-order for that was Joe Barrios, Sherry Darnell, Julie Roman, and Jerry Stone. Joe Barrios, Sherry Darnell, Julie Roman, and Jerry Stone. That was Buffalo Springfield again. Clear vinyl, recorded in mono, new and sealed, $29.99. Jake Biderman is in on the Stained at $46. So who was it? Brooks, I believe. Brooks, you're now out. Who was first on that? Yeah, Brooks, you're out on Stained. She's back in at 47. Let's do a final call on Randy Travis, though. Final call on Randy Travis. Sherry's out. Kevin has that for $55. Final call. Matt Biggs wants a Buffalo Springfield. And I've got 2 of those left. That's a new release. New bid on Stained at 48. I've only got one of these. It is a Rocktober exclusive. One of Rock's greatest records, the Certified Gold second studio album of Van Morrison on limited edition olive green vinyl. Olive green vinyl. I've only got one extra to sell. The pre-order for that was Scott Beebe, George Buchanan, Sherry Darnell, and Julianne Roman. I've got one extra to sell, Van Morrison, and that's on olive green vinyl. That is part of that Rocktober release. $29.99. Now, this next one, I did not post a pre-order. There was no pre-order up for this one. That's part of the MC5 catalog. High Time. Rocktober on clear and yellow splatter vinyl, the 1971 classic from Detroit's finest. That's MC5 High Time Gatefold. $29.99. I've only got 2 of those. Kenny Cakes Jr. is going to take a Cars Greatest Hits. One copy of Cars Greatest Hits. I have a feeling we're going to have several waiting lists tonight after we sell out of these. Cars Greatest Hits now down to 1 copy. Kenny Case Jr. gets that one. Fred Carnell gets Van Morrison, and that's officially going to start our first waiting list. Scott Drum, I'm going to put you on a waiting list on Van Morrison if that's okay. I only got 1 copy. We got to give that one to Fred Carnell, and then Scott Drum's first on the waiting list. Both MC5s are sold. That's sold to Mike Massey and Steve Henry. If anybody else wants one, let me know. That's MC5 High Time. That's on splatter vinyl. Those are both sold and sold. Let's go ahead and end the Randy Travis album. Randy Travis is sold for $55 to Kevin Hughes. That is done. Stained is a sealed unofficial. I don't think this album's ever been officially released. It should be on colored vinyl. Usually they make them on yellow or blue. It's one of those Holland bootlegs unofficials. Very good sounding record. I've had them before. Very good sounding record. We were at $47.48 and it's sealed. So $48 is the high bid with Gary Samuels. The other 2 bidders are out. So Gary Samuels is last person standing, $48 on that. Journey is raised on radio, pristine mint, Japanese pressing, shrink wrap, hop sticker, Obi. It has the book. It's a $45 buy it now. That was our first auction of the night. I cannot believe it has not sold, but it's a buy it now. Alan Mays wants on the Van Morrison Astro Weeks waiting list. I have 1 copy of Death Angel. This is called Act 3. It's new and sealed from Music on Vinyl, $39.99. A recap of the last 4 weeks. That would take about, we're live about 30 hours a week. So if you got 120 straight hours to watch all the feeds, you could get caught up pretty easily. Let's see here. Tim Luddy, if you don't want the Journey album, Rydell Martin does. So this is sold to somebody for $45. Tim Luddy has dibs. If not, it's sold to Rydell Martin. Final call on Stained. That's at $48. I'm going to grab our next 2 auctions. One more call on Death Angel, new and sealed, for $39.99. Let's go ahead and auction that. Let's go ahead and auction this Mechanical Animals. Let's go ahead and auction it. And I've got this Trivium album as well, which is sealed. It should be on orange vinyl. So we got some very cool metal and alternative rock and stuff like this that we don't get into often. So this is a Marilyn Manson unofficial Mechanical Animals. We'll go over that one more time. This is an unofficial press. I'm going to start it. Even the unofficials aren't cheap, as y'all well aware. Mechanical Animals. It is a 2 LP. Now, if anybody's interested, I have a new sealed, the recall that just came out. It's $200 if anybody wants it. I'm going to start this at $95. This is the 2 LP unofficial. And yeah, about 3 years ago when I was selling them, they were only about $45. That's our original price tag from 2021, from 2.5 years ago. So if anybody's interested, $95 start. That's sealed unofficial, and it doesn't sound too bad at all. I've sold a bunch of those before. $95 start on that. Okay, Tim, I've already got somebody saying they'll take it for $45. So if you don't want it, it's sold to Rydell Martin, but just let me know if you do want it for $45. Greg Rogers takes the last Cars Greatest Hits. So if anybody wants it, or if anybody wants on a waiting list, $29.99 on that. Next is Darkness. You now have Permission to Land. This is now a 20th anniversary celebration of Darkness, Permission to Land. This is on limited edition blue marbled vinyl. And of course, this has the hit song, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. $31.99. $31.99. Tanner, let's go ahead and sell Stained. Stained is sold to Brooks Valder for, Gary Samuels. Gary Samuels gets Stained for $48. Journey looks like it is going to go to Rydell. Marilyn Manson's a $95 start. And this is the new Darkness, Permission to Land. Big pre-order on this one. Blue marbled vinyl. This was out of print for the longest, and sealed reissues that I used to have about 2 years ago were about $100. This is on blue marbled vinyl. Here is the pre-order. Walt Cruz got 2 copies. David Schroeder, Eric Fisher, Dwayne Sevilla, Ed Nelson, Jess Stevens, More or Less, Alexandria White, Mike Helton, Matt Algram, Kenneth Jank, David Polkey, Craig Ruth, Tracy McFadden, Rebecca Barber, James Bragg, Brittany Bragg, Todd Tipton, Ron Duffield, and Patty Kay. And that's Darkness, Permission to Land. Blue marbled vinyl, gatefold, 20th anniversary. I also think it includes a book, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, $31.99. $31.99. Ryan Christie wants one. First time I heard that song, I was amazed by his voice. I kind of discovered it a few years ago. I was like, wow, that's amazing. That vibrato or whatever you call his voice. Ryan Christie gets Darkness. Kevin Jordan also wants Darkness. It was released 20 years ago this month, I believe. Jerry Stone also wants a copy of a Darkness. Marilyn Manson, unofficial, final call if anybody wants in for $95. And let's go ahead and auction the Trivium. Ascendancy. Yeah, I believe this is orange vinyl from what I came up with. This is new and sealed, $55 start. Trivium Ascendancy, that's a $55 start. It should be orange vinyl. I've got 4 copies of the Darkness left. Next release is a new one. Bob Dylan, well, a new reissue. I didn't know he had a Christmas album. Christmas in the Heart. I've got 2 of them. Bob Dylan, Christmas in the Heart, $31.99. Had no idea Dylan had a Christmas album. I think it originally came out in 96 or 2009. What year is it? This has 2009 on it. That's Bob Dylan's Christmas album. I only have 2 copies right now. Jerry Stone wants one. Let's go ahead and make Marilyn Manson a buy it now. So no bid. First come, first serve. If anybody wants it, first come, first serve. $95 buy it now for the unofficial Marilyn Manson. Trivium is at $55 of Alan Totten. Jerry Stone got a Bob Dylan. Sherry Darnell also wants a Bob Dylan Christmas album. If anybody wants on the waiting list, I'm obviously going to order more. I've got about 3 months to keep Christmas albums in stock. Some new releases this week. First on the Marilyn Manson was Jake Biderman. Jake Biderman got that for $95. No bid, but now it's a buy it now. Jake was first, and Autumn Betts was second. Tanner, that Journey was $45 if you needed a price on that. Trivium is at $55 of Alan Totten, going once, going twice. Next is Accept Metal Heart, new and sealed from Music on Vinyl, $39.99. Accept Metal Heart, $39.99. And I meant to put a pre-order out for this, but I didn't get it out in time. Here's another Halloween record. We have the Ghoul music I'm going to show later. Shock, Terror, and Fear, Frankie Stein. This is another one. Frankie Stein and his Ghouls. The 1965 Shock and Roll Classic. The first reissue of any kind, only limited to 900 on emerald green vinyl. These vintage Shock, Terror, Frankie Stein type records are very desirable, original copies. I've only ever had a couple in the tens of thousands of records I've bought and sold. First time these have ever been reissued. They made 900 of these, green vinyl, and I don't have a price on it. I think that's $33.99. I only got 1. I ordered 10, and they only sent me 1. So I don't know if I can even get more of those, but that's $33.99. Okay, how do you get on a wait list? Make sure you join our private group. That's Whole Lot of Records. I think Mr. Mike Massey just shared a link. We have a private group called Whole Lot of Records where we post pre-orders, and we post pre-orders for new vinyl and new releases. Make sure you're in there because we sometimes only get limited editions, and it's only limited sometimes to the pre-order. So, okay, this is very interesting. So the person I bought this back from, he bought this from us back in 2021, paid sticker price for it on one of our sales. That's when we used to hand number all of our records. This is the good old days. Remember that, Tanner? We used to hand number all of our records as we sold them to keep them in order. There would be no way to do that now. But this is Alice in Chains, Black Gives Way to Blue. I really wish it was open because when I saw that he was going to trade it back into us, I was like, wow, I would love to listen to this. It's been out of print since 2021. It's sealed. It's a $125 start. And back then, I didn't even realize how great of an album it was. But this is such a great Alice in Chains album. What's that one? Check My Brain. I think that's the one that's on here. Let's see here. Of course, Black Gives Way to Blue. That's sealed. It's a $125 start. $125 start for Alice in Chains. That is pretty much out of print. Black Gives Way to Blue. $125 start. It's sealed. Back up to the top. Did we already pull Jared Benoit, Darkness? I don't think I have I? Jared Benoit got a copy of The Darkness. That's blue marbled vinyl. There's 3 of those left. Trivium was at 57. Brandon Jones wants the Shock, Terror, Fear album. That was $33.99, Tanner. It wasn't priced. Patrick Carter's in on Trivium at 60. Allen bid 62. Alice in Chains is at 125 and now 130. I wish I would have kept about 100 of those back somewhere in the back room because they have essentially 5 times in value since 2021. Testament, The Legacy, $39.99. Usually when I'm showing new vinyl, I tell y'all, some of these, while I have them in stock, you might want to grab them in a couple years. Instead of $39.99, they're going to be about $200. Some of these records are like that when they go out of print. Testament, The Legacy, $39.99. That's music on vinyl, new and sealed Testament. I only have 1 copy. Another new release, no pre-order for this. It's actually an import only. That's why it's $64.99, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to have at least a couple. Howard Jones, The Very Best of Howard Jones, celebrated together, $64.99. Right now, it's an import only. Limited edition, 140-gram translucent green vinyl on 2LP. The first ever Very Best of Howard Jones, 22 tracks, 4 tracks unreleased. It's a gatefold 2LP on colored vinyl. The Very Best of Howard Jones, $64.99. That's an import only, $64.99. Of course, it has all those great songs on it, $64.99. Yes, this is an official pressing, 100%. Yes, this came from my distributor back in 2021, new and sealed. That came from my distributor back then, new and sealed. Okay, Trivium is up for auction. Alan Totten was at 62. This is Trivium Ascendancy. That should be on orange vinyl, Ascendancy. We were at 62 with Alan Totten. Next was Alice in Chains, 125, 130. Trivium is at 65. Trivium's at 65. Alice in Chains, 132. Mike Massey wants a Howard Jones. Alice in Chains, 135. Alan's out on Trivium. Next is Jamie Butler says he'll take the Testament. That's so to Jamie Butler. Alice in Chains, 138. Alice in Chains, 140. Jeffrey Dunlap's 150. I think these start at like 150 on Discogs right now, and I'm not for sure if that's even in the United States. I just did a quick scan on it before we got started. So it looks like we're out on Trivium. The last bid on that was Patrick Carter at $65. Final call. Howard Jones, 1 copy left. Here's another random restock. I had it officially last night, but this is the new Roger Waters, The Dark Side of the Moon, 2LP blue vinyl, $46.99. Roger Waters, The Dark Side of the Moon, $46.99. That's blue vinyl. I did have that last night, but there's a random copy. They actually allocated and cut me a few off, and they're now shipping out the last of it right now. Destruction, their entire catalog's back in print. I had a couple last week. I got 2 more tonight. This is Sentence of Death. Destruction on bone-colored vinyl. Destruction is $49.99. Destruction, Sentence of Death, $49.99. Silver-colored vinyl. New bid on Alice in Chains, $170. Craig Ruth is at $70 on Trivium. Brian Jones wants the Roger Waters Dark Side of the Moon. That's sold to Brian Jones. I do have more of those. They're just in a different crate if anybody else wants one. Metal Church. This is music on vinyl. New and sealed Metal Church, $39.99. I only have 1 copy. Metal Church. Alice in Chains is now at 175. We did get a new bid on Trivium. Craig Ruth is at 70. Patrick Carter, just so you know, you're now outbid on that. I've got the next Rocktober. I didn't post a pre-order for this one either. This is another new Rocktober. It's also part of Atlantic's 75th anniversary. Clear vinyl, Portugal, featuring their hit single or hit song, Feel It Still. And that's a gatefold Portugal Woodstock, and that is $29.99. Portugal the Man, technically. Portugal the Man, $29.99. I got 2 copies of that. That is $29.99. Another new release, Jackson C. Frank, I love his music. My Name is Carnival. This is the Jackson C. Frank Sessions recordings from 68 to 74, including Blues Run the Game. That was the first time I was listening to a deep cut Sirius XM radio station, first time I ever heard Jackson C. Frank, and they were playing the song Blues Run the Game. And that is $29.99. $29.99 on that. Alice in Chains is at $190. Trivium is at $72. We have another random restock of Testament. It actually came in last night, or we showed them last night officially, but this is Testament Live, 1997, colored vinyl, $28.99. There's one extra copy. I don't think I have too many more of those. They're back here behind me. I may have only one extra of those, actually. I think I only have one other copy of that. Testament's $28.99. Portugal the Man. Portugal the Man is $29.99. Woodstock. Clear vinyl, part of that Rocktober and Atlantic 75th anniversary. There's the other Destruction album, Released from Agony. That is $49.99 as well. Destruction, Released from Agony. And music on vinyl, Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary. Boogie Down Productions, and that is supposed to be $39.99. I got $49. That's not right. It's supposed to be $39.99. That's $39.99. $39.99 for Boogie Down Productions from MOV. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second so I can take a drink of water. Quick time out. All right. Fred Carnell wants the Portugal the Man. And we have, here's the Ghoul Music. This is the one I posted pre-order for. Before I show that, let me get everybody updated on Trivium. Craig Ruth, let me know if you want back in, because Patrick Carter has that for $72. It's now a final call. And Alice in Chains is now a final call. Jeffrey Dunlap has that for $190. Autumn Betts, let me know if you want back in. Alice in Chains, $190. Damn Yankees is not available on MOV. That was only done one time as a limited edition. And that was only done as a one-time limited edition. Now, there's supposed to be a Friday music coming out later this year, but it has not become available to me. So here's the other Halloween release, Frankie Stein's Sounds and Dance Music, the first reissue of the 1965 Halloween horror rock classic, pressed in gold Coke Clear with yellow swirl vinyl, limited to 900, $33.99. And the pre-order for the Ghoul Music, Frankie Stein, first reissue since 1965. And where is that pre-order? That was Wendy Michelle, Letty Collier, Ken Crooker, Brandon Jackson, and Michael Ling. I've got 5 pre-orders on that. Wendy Michelle, Letty Collier, Ken Crooker, Brandon Jackson, and Michael Ling. And I've got 5 extras to sell. 5 extras to sell. Craig is out on Trivium, so it looks like we're about to do a final call on this. Patrick Carter has it for $72. That's now a final call. What was the Testament? Testament is live at the Dynamo Open Air, 1997, $28.99, colored vinyl. New bid on Alice in Chains, $195. A new bidder on Alice in Chains, $200. Thomas Hujar wants a Ghoul Music. That's sold to Thomas Hujar, and that is 4 left on that. New and first time ever on vinyl, Alan Jackson's Honky Tonk Christmas. Alan Jackson's Honky Tonk Christmas. First time ever on vinyl, $29.99, a 30th anniversary release. First time, and as y'all know, anything Alan Jackson on vinyl is very limited. None of his original albums have ever been reissued, just the greatest hits. Alan Jackson, the pre-order for that, here's everybody that's already got one. Brandon Sanders, Charlie Baugh, Mike Post, Joseph Dela Cruz, Chris DeMoss, Stephanie Wildwoman, Lisa Montgomery, Stacey Metternich, Misty Wires, Debbie Blair, David Bosworth, Preston Denny, Jackie Reynolds, and Joseph Snow. That's Alan Jackson's Honky Tonk Christmas. I've got 2 available. I've only got 2 more available, $29.99. All right, Tanner, let's go ahead and sell Trivium to Patrick Carter for $72. We got 3 bidders still on Alice in Chains, Black Gives Way to Blue, Jeffrey Dunlap's at $210. I've got 3 other Alice in Chains albums tonight. Hope everybody's ready. I hope everybody's ready. Somebody just asked about Kiss. It was actually number 2 on my pile. I should have had this last night for Kiss Night, but I actually just did a deal on it officially the day before, and I didn't have it ready. This is Kiss. Look how nice the cover is. I think it's there's so many variants of this album. This is the Filmworks label. I think technically it's a reissue from '76. I know it's not a first press, so we can go ahead and chalk that off the board. The vinyl is a solid EX Plus. It has 2 little scuffs right here. Other than that, it's very clean, especially for the way we normally see this album. The jacket is also extremely nice. I'm thinking a $40 start. It has the Casablanca inner sleeve. It is the Filmworks label. It is the Filmworks label, and that's a $40 start. And it doesn't have any of the misprints because it's not going to be a first pressing. That's a $40 start on Kiss. That's a very clean copy. Back up to the top. Alice in Chains is $210. Alice in Chains $225. Misty Wire says, I'll take another Alan Jackson. I have one left. Kiss is at $40. Alice in Chains is at $225. Next is original motion picture soundtrack to Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. $31.99. I only have one copy. $31.99. $31.99. And another new Christmas album. This is a new color variant for this year's release. Limited edition silver vinyl. This is a Holly Dolly Christmas featuring duets with Michael Bublé, Willie Nelson, Jimmy Fallon, Miley Cyrus, Billy Ray Cyrus, and Randy Parton. That is $31.99. That's a new silver vinyl release from Dolly. Comes out this Friday. Wow, that was an eventful crate. That was a lot of pre-orders and great new release. Kiss is at $40, now $45. Alice in Chains is at $240. Kiss is at $50, and Alice in Chains is at $250. So we sold out of Cars Greatest Hits. Here's what's left in the Rocktober for the first bin. I've got 2 more crates just like this of new releases. ZZ Top is on blue vinyl, $29.99. ZZ Top's Greatest Hits. If you missed the very first part of this crate, we're going to go back through it one more time. Buffalo Springfield, again, clear vinyl in mono, $29.99 as well. Only copy I have of Death Angel, Act 3, MOV, music on vinyl, new and sealed, $39.99. Kiss is at $55, Alice in Chains is at $260, and Kiss is at $56. These two, Alice in Chains is sealed, and Kiss is EX Plus with a very nice cover. Also an EX or EX Plus cover. The Darkness, Permission to Land. I only got 3 copies left on blue marbled vinyl. $31.99. Troy Robinson wants a ZZ Top's Greatest Hits. Now keep in mind, make sure we don't tag anybody twice. I don't think, Troy, you was on the pre-order for that. You wasn't, so let's go ahead and give Troy a ZZ Top's Greatest Hits. We have Accept, Metal Heart, $39.99 for Accept. The new Howard Jones Greatest Hits, $64.99, 2 LP. Destruction is $49.99. Metal Church, new and sealed, music on vinyl, $39.99. Portugal the Man, Woodstock, clear vinyl, $29.99. And Jackson C. Frank, My Name is Carnival, Sessions, $29.99 for Jackson C. Frank. Testament Live, 1997, colored vinyl, $28.99. The Other Destruction is $49.99. Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary, $39.99. Boogie Down Productions. The Gold Music, limited to 900 on swirl colored vinyl, $33.99. One Alan Jackson's Christmas album left, $29.99. The Grinch is on black vinyl, $31.99. And Dolly is on silver vinyl, $31.99. All right, back up to the top. So Troy got a ZZ Top. Alice in Chains, $275. We have Richard Perales. Richard, sorry, I'm struggling with your last name. I know I've said it before, though. You get the last Alan Jackson's Christmas album. That's so do you, so thank you. I believe you've bought from us before. By the way, Alice in Chains is at $280. Fred Carnell also wants a ZZ Top's Greatest Hits. Sell that to Fred Carnell. Alice in Chains is at $290. And no first press is, so yeah, Kissin' Time is not on this one. That's on one of the first. This has Kissin' Time right here, and I think that's omitted from the very first presses. That's how that album works. This is Kiss. The high bid is $56. $56 on that. Alice in Chains is at $290. Let's go through a new crate. Let's go through some new stuff. Paul priced, actually vintage or pre-owned stuff. We have vintage and pre-owned stuff to do. So let's go ahead and grab one of those crates. And plus, we got all kinds of new stuff from last night as well. I've got some Japanese stuff. We just have a lot of albums. We have a lot of albums to go through, right, Tanner? So a lot of this stuff was traded in from customers. Actually, most of tonight is from 2 regular customers. They thinned out a little bit of their collection and traded some stuff in. So we got some great stuff because most of it came from us originally. The Destruction albums are $49.99. First time those have been reissued in a long time. Let's do some final calls. Tony Reese has Kiss for $56. Final call. Alice in Chains is at $290. Final call. That's our next 2 auctions. And I've got plenty more to go through after that. We got auctions all night. We'll be here pretty late. We've got a ton of new stuff. We're going to go ahead and go through our first crate of pre-owned. And we got 2 more full crates of new releases, just like the last one. It's going to be a great night to be watching. The Best of the Gold, Volume 3, the 50s. There's several compilations tonight. The first one is $14.99. Yes, Bad Company's in. I'll be showing that in just a second. The Best of Gold, Volume 3, the 50s, $14.99. The Best of Gold, Volume 3, the 50s. Loretta Lynn's Greatest Hits in shrink wrap, $17.99 on that original Decca label. Loretta Lynn's Greatest Hits in shrink wrap, $17.99. And we have Robert Palmer. This one's called Simply Irresistible. It's a promo 12-inch, $9.99. Promo 12-inch single, Simply Irresistible. New bid on Alice in Chains, $295. Shane's right back in at $300. Nobody else bid on Kiss, so we got to go ahead and sell that to Tony Reese. Tony gets that for $56, Tanner. And we have Stephen A. Young on the Best of the 50s. That's so to Stephen A. Young. He also wants the Robert Palmer. That leaves Loretta Lynn's Greatest Hits. Loretta Lynn's Greatest Hits, $17.99. Chet Atkins, the Guitar Genius, $9.99 for Chet Atkins, the Guitar Genius, blue Camden label. And we also have Les Paul Now. This is a Phase 4 stereo release from London. It's a UK pressing. Les Paul. Boy, check out that custom Les Paul SG there. What's that baby worth? $14.99 for the album. You couldn't buy the guitar for that, right, Tanner? Nope. Couldn't buy the guitar for that. Let's do a pretty desirable country album here from Waylon Jennings. This is Honky Tonk Heroes. Waylon Jennings, Honky Tonk Heroes. That is in shrink wrap. It's technically listed as a reissue on this orange label just because of the catalog number, APL 10240A. I still think it's from the original year. Very nice condition on the vinyl. This is a very desirable Waylon Jennings album, Honky Tonk Heroes. Low production, we just don't see them that often. The vinyl is very, very clean. The cover's in partial shrink wrap. It's got a little bit of a tear here and there. It's got a kind of a bigger tear on the back. It is still in shrink wrap though. $35 start. Waylon Jennings, Honky Tonk Heroes, $35 start. Okay, are we done on Alice in Chains? Jeffrey Dunlap, if you're done bidding, let me know. If you're done bidding, Shane Devers has that for $300. Final call. Rob Scheffler is going to get the Chet Atkins. That's sold to Rob Scheffler. And the Chet Atkins is, actually he asked which that's called. That's the Guitar Genius. Right now, that's sold to you, Rob Scheffler. Les Paul, we have George Strait, Pure Country, sealed, $34.99. George Strait, Pure Country, 25th anniversary, limited edition, sealed, George Strait, $34.99. Waylon Jennings, Heartaches by the Number. Waylon Jennings is $29.99 in shrink wrap. Another one we don't get that often. Heartaches by the Number, $29.99. Jeffrey says he's out on Alice in Chains. 5 seconds left. We're about to sell it. Doug Kershaw, Alive and Picking. Doug Kershaw is $14.99. Alive and Picking, $14.99. Okay, let's see here. This Waylon's at $35. Then we had another bid for $35 with Toby Grimm. Kevin Hughes was first. Next is another bid on Waylon for $37. Now, Toby Grimm gets this Waylon Jennings. Tanner, that one was $29.99. Kevin Hughes was second. Gideon was third. This Waylon's at $45. And let's go ahead and sell Alice in Chains. Sold $300 to Shane Devers. $300 to that Shane Devers. Rob Scheffler needs to put back Chet Atkins. He says he already has it. All right, so Waylon's now up for bid. Honky Tonk Heroes, that's up for bid. Let's go ahead and put up another country. We've done some metal. We've had 2 metal albums pretty much at the same time. Let's do 2 country albums at the same time. Here's another highly requested, another album that's never been reissued. Dwight Yoakam, Buenos Noches from a Lonely Room. Near mint minus on the vinyl. Extremely nice. It's in shrink wrap. It has the original inner sleeve. This is a $35 start. $35 start. Congrats, Shane, on the Alice in Chains. Yes, that's a great album. I wish they would put it back in print. Maybe some kind of anniversaries coming up or something. Alice in Chains is very tight right now in their catalog. They're very tight. They know the demand, and they're really making it for what it's worth with anniversary releases and box sets, and they know the demand right now for their albums. So I'm not saying they're milking it, but they're definitely spacing it out. They could put everything out next week and flood the market, but they're kind of like Smashing Pumpkins. They just press a few and then they cut it off, and then they press a few and then they cut it off. They always want people hunting for their albums, it seems like. So Waylon Jennings was at 45 and then 49. Dwight Yoakam's at 35. Waylon's at 60. So we still got Doug Kershaw, George Strait, Les Paul, Loretta Lynn, and Chet Atkins. Next is the very best of Buddy Holly and the Crickets. 2 LP, remaster, $34.99. A remastered of Buddy Holly's catalog for his greatest hits, $34.99. $34.99. Ray Charles story, 14 all-time hits by the Genius, Volume 3. Ray Charles is $14.99. $14.99. Dwight Yoakam's at $36. Toby Grimm's out on Waylon. Kevin Hughes has this for $60. Final call on Waylon at $60, and Dwight Yoakam still has a bid at $36. The Very Best of Gold, Volume 4, the 50. Stephen A. Young, here's Volume 4, $14.99. The Very Best of the Gold, Volume 4, $14.99 on that. Wayne's backing on Dwight Yoakam at $40. The George Strait is George Strait Pure Country 25th Anniversary Limited Edition, sealed, unopened, $34.99. Sealed and unopened. Zac Brown Band, The Foundation. Zac Brown Band is sealed, $124.99. $124.99. That is now out of print. This album has, I think, been out of print since 2015 when it came out. And, of course, that has chicken fried on it. That is sealed, $124.99. Tim McGraw, The Biggest Hits, $39.99. Tim McGraw, The Biggest Hits. I think another album that is out of print. A lot of these country albums, it's amazing the demand for them, and they don't keep them in print. Like Tim McGraw's Biggest Hits, his greatest hits, $39.99 for Tim McGraw. And I Am the Blues, Willie Dixon, a limited numbered copy from Music on Vinyl on blue vinyl, $44.99. Low number appears unopened. Yeah, number 184. Number 184, $44.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Waylon Jennings to Kevin Hughes for $60. That sold at auction to Kevin Hughes for $60. Dwight Yoakam was at $36, $37, and then $40. John Stott says he's out. Doug White is going to take the Zac Brown Band. That sold to Doug White. Homeland Conspiracy is out on Dwight Yoakam, so it looks like Wayne Carr has it for $40, going once, going twice. Sherry Darnell wants the Tim McGraw's Greatest Hits. Michael Nath wants the Willie Dixon. And Patty Kay, you were next on Willie Dixon. John Smetzer is going to take the George Strait. Okay, Dwight Yoakam's now a final call for $40. I'm going to grab some of our next auctions. I think I have some people interested in Platoon. I've also got a couple of Japanese James Bond soundtracks. And a while back, somebody asked me to do Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to hand Tanner a couple things to do some comps on that I haven't had time to tag, which is this one and this one, and this one and this one. And keep in mind, the Lamb of God is autographed. I'm going to hand these off to Tanner. The Lamb of God has an autographed insert. So I'm going to grab our next couple auctions. We got an Alice in Chains unofficial. And then, of course, we have the Jar of Flies. Let me grab, what did I do with that? Let me grab the Jar of Flies. We'll get it on deck. I know a lot of people's waiting on that. Get ready for a bidding war for Jar of Flies. And I'm going to end Dwight Yoakam in just a second. Okay, I've got two copies of Marilyn Manson. We've already sold one for $95, and that was an unofficial. And then I have the official press that was recalled a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago now. It's $200. Doug White says he needs to put back Zac Brown Band. We have Metallica, the $5.98 EP, sealed, $22.99. This is Metallica, the $5.98 EP, Garage Days Revisited, $22.99. If anybody wants Zac Brown Band, it's $124.95. $124.99. Loretta Lynn, Don't Come Home A-Drinkin' with Lovin' on Your Mind, in shrink wrap. The original price tag, the original label, Loretta Lynn, is $14.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Dwight Yoakam. That is sold to Wayne Carr for $40. Next is Ryan Bannon's going to take the Metallica. I think I have more of those that I can sell for $22.99. I have more of these that I can sell if anybody else wants one. I have them in stock. I really don't want to do $22.99, but actually, I think, how many do I have over here? There's one. There's another one I can sell to somebody for $22. I actually don't think I have many more left after this. I need to order more of those. Garage Days Revisited. This may be my last copy. So I think I had two people wanting one. There's one to Ryan Bannon. There's one for Brian Arrigo. Next is Calvin Ward is going to take Loretta Lynn. That's sold to Calvin Ward, Loretta Lynn. And let's go ahead and auction the Led Zeppelin House of the Holy Japanese pressing. Very nice copy here. This is Led Zeppelin House of the Holy Japanese press. It has the obi and the original strip. It includes the original inner sleeve. Thick cardstock on that. There's the Japanese insert. And at first glance, this looks like an extremely nice copy, and I'm pretty sure it is. This is Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy, and the vinyl is near mint minus and pristine Japanese. Wow, very, very nice. Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy. It has the original inner sleeve. It has the insert, and this is going to be a $75 start. It does still have the strip, nice jacket, very nice. 2,500 year, Warner Pioneer Corporation on the back. $75 start on that. $75 start on that. Okay, back up to the top. We have 2 more people wanting a Garage Days. Tanner, let's take down their names. They may be around here somewhere, those Garage Days Revisited. I'm going to take down y'all's name for Garage Days Revisited. I've got all my Metallica records in one spot, but I'm not seeing them. I see Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Justice, Black Album, Load, Reload, Saint Anger, Death Magnetic, Hardwired, S&M, 72 Seasons, Garage Inc. I've not seen any more. I guess I'm out of stock. I'm officially out of that album. I need to get more then. Okay, back up to the top then. So the backup people on that was Ron Duffield and who else? Somebody else. Alex Unrain and Ron Duffield. And then Chris Gardner's at 75 on Led Zeppelin. Okay, our next auction is going to be the Platoon soundtrack. This is near mint in shrink wrap with hype sticker. The Platoon soundtrack is going to be a $20 start. Very nice copy. The vinyl is near mint minus. It has that original, just generic inner sleeve, shrink wrap, and hype sticker. $20 start on that. Chris Gardner's in on Led Zeppelin at 75. Back to the bin. Back to the bin. Shout, the Isley Brothers. This is a 2013 pressing, $19.99. You make me want to shout, the Isley Brothers. That's a 2013 remaster of that, $19.99. You'll Never Walk Alone, Mahalia Jackson. Mahalia is $14.99. John Duran is at $20 on Platoon. It's Been a While, Stained. This is live Stained. This is something I've recently had. It's a 2 LP live album by Stained. It's Been a While. Foxwoods, 2019, $34.99. $34.99 for Stained. It's Been a While. The Best of Ray Charles, $16.99. That's in shrink wrap. That's a CTH pressing, OG. 4-digit, 1841 Broadway, $16.99. Calvin Ward wants ST. ST was Stained. Is that right, Calvin Ward? If so, that's so to you. Craig Ruth was second. Zach Billy's at 21 on Platoon. Final call on Led Zeppelin. Chris Gardner has this for $75. A near mint and pristine Led Zeppelin House of the Holy. Richard, the Marilyn Manson is the new pressing. So quick story. Marilyn Manson officially announced that they were going to reissue Mechanical Animals. I did a pre-order. The week that was supposed to come out, they recalled it and said they were canceling it. Some people got some people didn't, but they canceled it and it was a cutout, meaning they're not going to make any more. I sold whatever I had left. Then we had a waiting list. I knew wasn't going to get any more. We found one in the back that somebody didn't pay for, first-time buyer from the pre-order. I've sold 4 on eBay for $199.99. I've got one more. If anybody wants it, same price, $199.99. It's an official pressing that came out last month or 2 months ago now, and that's the only one that's ever been officially pressed in a long time. I guess since it originally came out, maybe. There's probably been one since then. Yeah, there's been at least one since then, but as y'all know, very limited. The Best of the Gold Volume 5, that's $14.99. Richard says he'll take it. Let's make a note of that. I think it's behind, it's in the back in the Discog stuff, so let's pull that for Richard, and we need to end it online. We'll make a note of that. Best of Gold Volume 5, $14.99. So that's sold to Richard for $199.99. Waylon, Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. This is in shrink wrap, $29.99. Another really nice Waylon Jennings album in shrink wrap, $29.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Led Zeppelin for $75 to Chris Gardner. The Platoon is now getting new bids. We're at 20, 21. Calvin Ward did want Stained, and Platoon's at 25. Toby Grimm gets Waylon Jennings, and Tanner, this one's also $29.99. That's so to Toby Grimm. Kevin Hughes was next. Richard Nixon, the commemorative edition inaugural address. That is sealed and unopened, $16.99. Sealed and unopened Richard Nixon. And The Importance of Being Earnest. Ernest Tubb, that's a UK pressing, $14.99. I think it's actually a Stetson, like Stetson hat promotional, I think, $14.99. Platoon's at 26 now 30. Let's go ahead and knock out the Grail. I was going to wait till 8 o'clock, but if we start a new auction, it's going to be after 8 o'clock now. This is Jar of Flies. And I don't know if Kyle, I'm assuming Kyle opened this. It's really hard to tell. I don't know if he's watching. Kyle, did you ever even open this thing? It looks like it's never been opened. I don't know if he's watching or not, but he bought this originally from me 2 years ago. It's going to be for auction now. $225 start, Jar of Flies. It's either way, it's near mint. It's music on vinyl. It's out of print. It's one of the most desirable pressings because of the sound quality. Kyle has never opened it. It is sealed. That came from us 2 years ago as a new release or a new music on vinyl in stock. $225 start, Jar of Flies, sealed music on vinyl, $225 start. Platoon is at $31 and now $35. Elvis Gold Records Volume 4, $14.99 for Elvis Gold Records Volume 4. That's on a tan RCA label, $14.99 on that. Elvis Gold Records Volume 4. Winston Churchill, the memory of a great man, Winston Churchill. This is $14.99 in shrink wrap. That's on that classic red RCA Victor label, $14.99 in mono, $14.99. Platoon is at $35 and now $40. We have Platoon at $36. We already had a $40 bid. Chris Gardner wants Elvis Presley. That's sold to Chris Gardner. Alice in Chains is a $225 start. Doug Kershaw, the Louisiana Man. That's in shrink wrap, $14.99. Doug Kershaw, the Louisiana Man, $14.99. And Last Night Blues, Lightning Hopkins with Sonny Terry. This is $26.99. It's Prestige Bluesville, 180 gram reissue, $26.99. Platoon's at $41.45. Michael Nath gets Lightning Hopkins. Next is Silverchair Neon Ballroom. Music on vinyl, Silverchair, $39.99. Silverchair Neon Ballroom, $39.99. Alan Jackson, Where Have You Gone? This was originally a Walmart exclusive on black and white swirl vinyl. That is $24.99 for Alan Jackson. Also, Ray Charles Sings, Basie Swings. Ray Charles and Count Basie Orchestra, Genius Squared. That is sealed, unopened, $36.99. All right, final call if you want to get a bid in to lock in Alice in Chains. If not, here in just a moment, I'm going to make it a buy it now. Do y'all realize what we're dealing with here? Jar of Flies, Sap, amazing stuff. This is when, I always knew Alice in Chains, but when I first listened to this and I realized how diverse they could be doing some acoustic stuff, I was like, whoa. It's kind of like with Led Zeppelin. They can do the Immigrant Song, and then they can do Hey, Hey, What Can I Do? And Going to California. That's the kind of band that I'm into. They can do the hardest music. They can do Man in the Box, and then they can do some acoustic stuff on Jar of Flies and Sap. It's incredible. $225 start for Alice in Chains. In my opinion, an amazing, top 25 all time. Their music is just incredible. $225 start on that. I hope that a reissue's coming soon, but we never know with them. Platoon's at $50. Shane Devers gets the Alan Jackson. John Lill got the Ray Charles. Sherry's out on Platoon. The high bid is now $50 with Zach Billy. $50 with Zach Billy, final call. I Stay Away. Yeah, I Stay Away is incredible. The Best of the Gold, Volume 1. Best of Gold, $14.99. Best of Gold, Volume 1. And Charlie Daniels Band, Fire on the Mountain, including the hit The South's Gonna Do It Again hop sticker. That's $19.99. Charlie Daniels Band, Fire on the Mountain, gatefold on that original label, Kama Sutra. That's $19.99. $225 on Jar of Flies. Final call before I say buy it now. Next is Lord Huron, Lonesome Dreams. $49.99. A Newberry Comics exclusive, green glow-in-the-dark vinyl limited edition. And that is $49.99. $49.99. Okay, Calvin Ward wants the Charlie Daniels Band. That's sold to Calvin Ward. Stephen A. Young wants Gold Volume 1. Gold Volume 1. And we got 2 bids on I figured somebody, I don't think anybody was going to risk losing it to the buy it now. Eli's in first at $225. Toby Grimm was second. Platoon is now Zach Billy's for $50. John's out. Sherry's out. Zach Billy has that for $50. Final call. So Eli has Alice in Chains for $225. Final call. Final call. Elvis, Gold Records Volume 3. This is a German pressing. German pressing. $16.99 on that black RCA German label. Very unique. $16.99 for Elvis. Gold Records Volume 3, a German pressing. Jeffrey Dunlap's at $235 on Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies. Country Folk, Waylon Jennings and the Kimberleys. This is $34.99. Wow, we don't get this one too often. Orange RCA label, Waylon Jennings and the Kimberleys, LSP number 4180, $34.99 on that. Alice in Chains, $235. Christopher Morris first on Elvis. Mike Vander gets second. Eli's now $250 on Alice in Chains. Zach Billy is going to get the Platoon soundtrack for $50. Sell that to Zach Billy. Alice in Chains is warming up. I think I had to do an introduction of how great Alice in Chains is to wake everybody up to realize what was on the auction block. But the bids are warming up now. We have a From Russia with Love. And this is something that originally came from us again. Probably, man, great Bond movie. Great Bond movie. From Russia with Love soundtrack. And of course, this is a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. This is going to be a $45 start. The vinyl's near mint and pristine. It includes a Japanese insert, and it has this amazing cover. It has this amazing cover with the obi with it. 007 From Russia with Love. $45 start on that. I was just talking last night or a couple nights ago about Sean Connery stuff, posters, any kind of memorabilia. How much the demands went up recently. From Russia with Love's a $45 star. What was the Lord? The Lord Huron is $49.99. It's called Lonesome Dreams. Lonesome Dreams. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second so I can take a drink of water from Chick-fil-A that I've put energy packets into. Yeah. Okay. Back. Alice in Chains 260. Next is Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass Greatest Hits. $14.99. Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass Greatest Hits. Music from Peter Gunn by Henry Mancini, a classic in mono. $19.99. RCA Victor. That's in mono. $14.99. Henry Mancini, Peter Gunn. 1959. Peter Gunn. Also, Country Greats, 17 great country artists performing their greatest on Columbia Records. This is a mono white label promo sampler. Includes June Carter, Johnny Cash, Jimmy Dean, Little Dickens, Flatt and Scruggs, the Jordanaires, Ray Price, Carl Smith, etc. And that's on a white label promo 2i from Columbia. Country sampler. That's $24.99. Alice in Chains 261. Jackie Reynolds on Herb Albert. Rob Scheffler on Peter Gunn. Alice in Chains is at $270. And final call if you want to get a bid in on From Russia with Love. $45 start if anybody wants in. Chris Farrar, you were second on Peter Gunn. Buck Owens sings Tommy Collins. Buck Owens is $19.99. Buck Owens sings Tommy Collins. That is an original stereo press from Capitol. $19.99. Misty Wires on the Country Sampler. Tracy McFadden's in on Bond. Thank you. $45. And Alice in Chains is at $275. The Best of Gold Volume 2. $14.99. The Best of Gold Volume 2. The 50s. $14.99. Best of Gold Volume 2, the 50s. Ernest Tubb Favorites, another Stetson record from the UK, $14.99. And the last record in this bin is a sealed Johnny Cash Greatest Hits Volume 1, a sealed copy for $39.99. Vintage and sealed, probably from the early 70s, $39.99. Tom's out on Alice in Chains. We now have a final call on Bond for $45. We're now going to go ahead and say Alice in Chains is going once, going twice to Toby Grimm. We still got another bidder, though. Jeffrey's in at $280. I'm going to go through this crate very quickly just one more time. We've got 3 more crates of new vintage arrivals, 3 more crates like this, and 2 more full crates of new vinyl releases. And tonight's new vinyl releases are incredible. We've already been through that first bin. All the Rocktober exclusives are in, or at least some of them. We're still waiting for a few more. Pete Weisgarber gets the Johnny Cash. All right, let's go ahead and sell Tracy McFadden the Bond soundtrack for $45. Thank you, Tracy. And now this is down to Toby Grimm and Jeffrey Dunlap unless somebody else gets in on the action. Jar of Flies is at $280. All right, the Man with the Golden Gun. Let's go ahead and knock out the other Japanese Bond soundtrack. Another very cool Bond soundtrack. Awesome artwork, awesome cover. Once again, near mint and pristine with Obi. Another $45 start. This includes the Lulu song, The Man with the Golden Gun. Title song by Lulu. There's the original Japanese insert. Awesome cover there with the Japanese Obi. Very presentable. These things are frameable. I have a couple copies of most of these because my goal one day is to take all the Japanese pressings, at least from Sean Connery up and through the 80s when they made them, and have them all framed. That's going to look amazing. I have a great Kim Winfrey in Carthage. She does a great job framing. I'm actually taking her about 10, 15 things Friday. So I have all these ideas about all this Bond stuff I'm having framed. Toby Graham is at $290 on Alice in Chains. This is a sealed, unopened music on vinyl pressing of Jar of Flies Sap. Jar of Flies was a release and Sap was a release. They put them together here as one package. That's at $290. Bond is a $45 start. Here's what's left in this first bin. If you need prices, let me know. I'm going to go through them very quickly. Loretta Lynn's Greatest Hits in shrink wrap, original Decca label. Les Paul, still available, $14.99 from the UK. Doug Kershaw, Chet Atkins, The Best of Buddy Holly, remastered. Ray Charles, Story, Volume 3, 14 hits. Best of Gold, Volume 4. Zac Brown Band, sealed, $124.99. Shout, the Isley Brothers, Mahalia Jackson, The Best of Ray Charles, Best of Gold, Volume 5. Richard Nixon's Inaugural Address. Ernest Tubb, Winston Churchill, Spoken Word, another Doug Kershaw. Silverchair, the only Waylon Jennings left. It's a hard one to get to, $34.99. Lord Huron, Lonesome Dreams, that's still available. Also, Buck Owens, an original press, The Best of the 50s, and another Ernest Tubb. Silverchair is a music on vinyl pressing of Neon Ballroom, music on vinyl. It's near mint. It's actually open, but it's music on vinyl, near mint, $39.99. Final call on Bond for $45. Toby Graham has Alice in Chains at $300. Alice in Chains at $300. Which Winston Churchill? Winston Churchill is a spoken word record called The Memory of a Great Man, an autobiography. A record of a great man. It has some of his speeches. It's narrated by Chet Hunley from NBC, and that is in shrink wrap, $14.99. Shane Devers is going to take that, Waylon Jennings. And Tanner, this one was $34.99. $34.99. That is sold to Shane Devers. All right. Loretta Lynn was in shrink wrap, Decca label. Loretta Lynn was $17.99. $17.99. Let's grab our next crate of new arrivals, including a lot of the new Rocktober exclusives. Great stuff in here. I've got all the pre-orders for everything that come in. And we have some great stuff in here. Still battling on Alice in Chains. I'm going to make Bond a buy it now. If anybody wants it, $45 buy it now. Score music, The Man with the Golden Gun. John Barry, of course, title song by Lulu. Great score music as well. That's a $45 buy it now. That was Roger Moore's second film as Bond. $45 buy it now. Okay, we got one Alice in Chains up, so I can't do another one. But Tanner's got a auction ready for us right here. This is Lamb of God, and this one's called Omens, I believe. This is actually autographed. Let me show this to you. First thing, I'm going to show you a little bit of damage to the cover. It does have a spine crackle there. Very common with these new pressings. Very common with these new pressings. It has a spine crackle. It's very unfortunate, but it happens a lot with these new pressings. Here's the autographed insert from the band. There's the autograph insert from the band. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signatures. So it has an autographed insert. And, of course, the vinyl is near mint. This is Lamb of God Omens on red and black marbled vinyl. This is going to be a $75 start. Lamb of God's Omens, $75 start. Autographed insert, $75 start. Tanner has me the price, and he didn't know it was even autographed. So I'm going to bump that a little and say $75 start, Lamb of God Omens. Red and black marbled vinyl. It does have a spine crackle. Other than that, very nice, near mint on the vinyl and autographed, $75 start. Let's see here. Calvin says he'll take the Loretta Lynn if Joe passes. Joe Hawkins, let me know if you want Loretta Lynn, whether you're in or out. If you're out, then we're going to sell that to Calvin Ward. Joe passes, so sell that to Calvin Ward. Christopher Morris says he'll take the Winston Churchill. That's sold to Christopher Morris. Winston Churchill is sold. Brian Arrigo's at $75 on Lamb of God. Let's go ahead and wrap up Alice in Chains. Jeffrey Dunlap, if you're done bidding, please let me know. Please let me know. Toby Graham has it for $300. Jar of Flies. We're about to sell it. Okay, next is a new release from Talking Heads. This is True Stories, and this is the Rocktober red vinyl, limited edition red vinyl. I've only got 3 copies. Talking Heads, True Stories. The pre-order for that is Richard Davis, Jerry Stone, Joe Maynard, George Buchanan, Paul Brothers, and Ben R. Richard Davis, Jerry Stone, Joe Maynard, George Buchanan, Paul Brothers, and Ben R. So part of Rocktober. Rocktober, they do all these great titles, limited edition, colored vinyl. They press them once, they'll have them in stock for a little while, and then they're gone. And this is red vinyl, Talking Heads, True Stories, red vinyl. I've got 3 copies left for $29.99. Jeffrey's out. We're about to sell Alice in Chains. Toby Graham has it for $300. Brian Arrigo has Lamb of God for $75. That's going once, going twice. We have Bad Company, another new Rocktober release. This is essentially Bad Company's greatest hits. It's called 10 from 6, the classic rock and roll fantasy compilation on milky clear vinyl. Feel Like Making Love, Bad Company, Shooting Star. That's $29.99. Bad Company, 10 from 6. Alan Case, Jen Baker, Joe Valente, Jimmy Clark, Sherry Darnell, Jerry Stone, Alvo Dabney Jr., Christopher Morris, and Johnny Williams, all on the pre-order. And that's Bad Company, 10 from 6. Bad Company, 10 from 6. Greatest hits. Can't get enough. Feel Like Making Love, Shooting Star, Bad Company, Rock and Roll Fantasy, Ready for Love. That is $29.99. That's sealed, I believe. That's sealed as well. Yeah. Okay. Next comment was Thomas Hujar on Talking Heads. That's sold to Thomas Hujar. New bid on Alice in Chains. Jeff McMaster has it for $305. New bid on Alice in Chains. And there for a while, we didn't even think it was going to get a bid. And we're still going now. Jeff McMaster has that for $305. George Ellis also wants a Talking Heads. One copy left, unless somebody's already claimed it. Dan Triaga wants a Bad Company. Michael Nath wants a Bad Company. David Tate wants a Bad Company. Jackie Reynolds wants a Bad Company. Those are all sold. Toby Graham says he's out. Toby Graham had it for $3. Jeff has bid $305. He's out. We also need to do a final call on the Lamb of God Omens. It is red and black marbled vinyl. It has an autographed insert. It has a little bit of a chip up there on top of the cover. Other than that, very nice red marbled vinyl. That's final call for $75, and now a final call for Alice in Chains. So Bad Company sold out. If anybody wants on a waiting list, let me know. One Talking Heads left. And this is an unofficial from Rush. Dreaming Out Loud, the Wisconsin broadcast, 1994, Volume 1. And right now, I don't know if they've actually released the Volume 2. If so, it's not in stock. Volume 1, 2 LP, $39.99. Dreamline, Spirit of Radio, Analog Kid, Code Fire, Time Stand Still, Nobody's Hero, Roll the Bones, Animate, Stick It Out, and Double Agent. Rush is $39.99. Rush is $39.99. Toby's out on Alice in Chains. Conan the Barbarian. Chris, I will get that on deck. I will get that on deck. Next is Toby Graham put N.I. I'm not for sure. Don Alker wants Rush. Darren Wortman wants Rush. So I will try to get Volume 2. Anthony Barone, let me know if you want on a waiting list for Rush. I've got to get more of those in. I was going to keep one myself if we didn't sell them all, but they have all of a sudden evaporated. So I need to get more anyway. So Rush is sold to Dan Alker and Darren Wortman. Anthony Barone, I'm going to put you on a waiting list. Richard Nixon is sold to Toby Graham. Edward Star Wars wants the Talking Heads, and Calvin Ward also wants on that Rush Greatest Hits. Let's end these auctions. I'll go ahead and introduce some new stuff while Tanner is getting caught up on tagging. Alice in Chains is $305 to Jeff McMaster, and Brian Arrigo gets the Lamb of God for $75. Those are both sold and sold. Let me go ahead and do our next auctions. Guess what? It's a Alice in Chains. I don't think this is... I know what to do this one. I'm good. And I'll do this Mudvayne. That one there? Yeah. Yep. That's it. Okay, so this was a very desirable pressing as well until they did the standard 2 LP remaster. But this is Alice in Chains Dirt from Music on Vinyl. It's actually a single LP MOV pressing. It is opened. It's near mint. Alice in Chains Dirt, it's going to be a $35 start. This is the Music on Vinyl pressing. $35 start. Alice in Chains Dirt. It is opened. MOV, near mint. $35 start on this. We have Mudvayne, Lost and Found. This is something that originally came from us as well a couple years ago. I think it's now back out of print. Actually, I know it's out of print. Mudvayne, Lost and Found, 2 LP, near mint, $55 start. Mudvayne is going to be a $55 start. It's on this blue, clear, white kind of swirl vinyl. Mudvayne is a $55 start. Very nice jacket. Very nice vinyl. Mudvayne's a $55 start. And this is actually the original sleeve that came with it. It did not come sealed. Kyle may have never listened to it. It could be technically still listed as new because you don't know if it was ever opened or not. There's Mudvayne. That's going to be a $55 start. Yeah, I'll take a waiting list from Volume 1. If anybody that got a Volume 1 wants a Volume 2, I'll try to get Volume 2. If anything, I'll back order them if they're out of stock. So if anybody wants on that Volume 2, if you got a Volume 1, let me know. Let me know. So, Okay, next release. We've sold out of everything. Kyle says it's new, so I think me opening it up right there was the first time actually it's been opened. So $55 start on Mudvayne. New. You can't call it sealed technically, but it is new. Monkeys, Greatest Hits. Monkeys Greatest Hits. New from Rocktober, indie exclusive, yellow flame vinyl. The Monkeys Greatest Hits, $29.99. The Monkeys Greatest Hits, $29.99. Monkeys Greatest Hits. This is a pre-order, and it's on orange vinyl, limited edition, $29.99. Heather Perry, Sherry Darnell, Stacy Brown, Michael Pott, Scotty Hops, Darren Wortman, and Matt Algram. Heather Perry, Sherry Darnell, Stacy Brown, Michael Pott, Scotty Hops, Darren Wortman, and Matt Algram. That's a new release from the Monkees. That is on limited edition yellow, orangey colored vinyl, and that has all their great music. The theme song, Last Train to Clarksville, She, Daydream Believer, Listen to the Band, Little Bit Me, Little Bit You, one of my favorites. I'm a Believer. Pleasant Valley Sunday, I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, $29.99. $29.99. Of course, I'm a Believer's on there. Wow. Orange vinyl, $29.99. All right, Alice in Chains was at 35. Then we was at 37. Dan Alker, one's on the waiting list from Volume 2. Alice in Chains 40. Autumn's at Mudvayne at 55. So Autumn has the high bid on both. 40 on Alice in Chains, 55 on Mudvayne. Monkeys, $29.99. Ministry, The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste, new and sealed from Music on Vinyl, $39.99. It's Mudvayne and OG. Well, it come out in, no, this is a 2015 pressing. It says 2005, 2015, but no, we got it back in 2021. No, was it even on vinyl in 2005? I don't know if I've ever seen an original of that before. I've only remember ever seeing that one when I had it in stock 2 years ago. That might have been the first time on vinyl. I don't know, but that's a 2015 pressing. Ministry is $39.99. Arrested Development, 3 years, 5 months, and 2 days in the life of, $39.99. And this has one of their top streaming songs that's actually called Tennessee. Arrested Development, $39.99. Ministry, Arrested Development, The Monkees, and a new release from Mudhoney. I'm surprised we didn't have more pre-orders on this. I went ahead and ordered several, but this album's been out of stock for quite some time. Mudhoney, Super Fuzz Big Muff. Mudhoney is $28.99 from Sub Pop, a special anniversary edition on mustard yellow vinyl, $28.99 for Mudhoney. The pre-order for that was Fred Carnell, Brent Robley got 2 copies, Mike Massey got 1, Christina Sotar, James Bragg, and Steve Howell. Steve Howell, that's Mudhoney, $28.99. Super Fuzz Big Muff, and that's like if you look them up on Spotify and iTunes, their top streaming songs are all from this album. Mudhoney's $28.99. Back up to the top. We have, next comment was Kevin Jordan wants the Ministry album. That's sold to Kevin Jordan. Ryan Bannon's back in on the Alice in Chains at 45. 45 on that. Sherry Darnell wants the Arrested Development. Mike Massey wanted a Mudhoney, but he was already on the pre-order. Alum Die, I will put you on a waiting list for Arrested Development. I only had 1 copy, so Alum Die, I'll put you on a waiting list for that. Alex and Rain wants a Mudhoney. Alex, you got one of those. Alex, if you're a first-time buyer, anybody that's new and watching for the first time, thank you and welcome. Make sure you message our page, which is CollectCo. If you're buying on Facebook, we need a message sent to our inbox with your email address and mailing address. $7 in limited shipping. We do this all week. Alex and Rain gets that. Thomas Hujar also wants a Mudhoney. Jake Biderman is at 56 on Mudvayne. This is a 2015 pressing on clear blue white swirl vinyl. Jake Biderman's at 56. Autumn's at 50 on Alice in Chains. Jeannie Pinnell wants a Mudhoney. Troy Robinson also wants on that Arrested Development waiting list. Ryan Willis also wants a Mudhoney. Rich Recor also wants on that Arrested Development waiting list. So 3 people now on that waiting list, Rich, Troy, and Alum Die. If anybody else, Music on Vinyl, $39.99. Joe Bonamassa, new from Friday, or new release for Friday. Joe Bonamassa, Blues Deluxe Volume 2. This is a new studio album, 20th anniversary, the best-selling album, Blues Deluxe, $33.99. Joe Bonamassa, Blues Deluxe, and that's on blue vinyl, $33. Wow, that's a little bit confusing. Hold on a second. New studio album, 20th anniversary, the best-selling album, Blues Deluxe. So it's a new album of Volume 2 for that album from 20 years ago, I'm assuming. That's confusing. New studio album, 20th anniversary of best-selling album, Blues Deluxe. Blue vinyl, Joe Bonamassa, that is $33.99. Mudvayne is $60.61, re-released and remastered. Okay, that makes So it's not actually new songs. It's just re-released and remastered. It's the anniversary of that album. So that is $33.99. $33.99. Okay. By the way, this is now a final call. If anybody wants back in on Alice in Chains, who was the other bidder? Ryan Bannon? Let me know. This is the music on vinyl pressing. Autumn Betts has it for $50. That's the music on vinyl pressing. Mudvayne's at $61. Okay, Joe Bonamassa is $33. Darren Wortman wants on Rush Volume 2 waiting list. Tanner's got it. Rush Volume 2 waiting list. Greg Rogers wants a Joe Bonamassa. I have only one copy of this, Suicidal Tendencies. Still psycho after all these years. Suicidal Tendencies is $39.99. Ryan, I've only got one copy. Ryan's out on the AIC, so final call on that, $50. $50. Ron Tuffield's in, though, at $51, and Autumn's back in on Mudvayne. We did got another, let me fix my words there. We received another big restock of Kiss Carnival of Souls, $33.99. Kiss Carnival of Souls, the final sessions, 2014 remaster, new and sealed, $33.99. Kiss Carnival of Souls. Tanner, let me give you this record this other person's been asking about to do some comps on. Tanner's our comp man tonight. Let me just make sure I can find it. Did I already hand you the Conan soundtrack? Did I? Oh, here it is. Okay, it was slipped in. I'll hand that to you right now. That's easy. It's new and sealed. I also got some Japanese stuff over here. And I know there's some people waiting on Animal House too. So let me go ahead and do that. Got some stuff on standby over here. Okay, so Dan Alker, yes. Dan, you're on Rush Volume 2 waiting list with Darren Wortman. Alice in Chains is at 55. Greg Rogers wants ST. ST with Suicidal Tendencies. That's so to Greg Rogers. Next is another music on vinyl release. Joe Satriani, Surfing with the Alien. This is a music on vinyl exclusive remaster. Joe Satriani, Surfing with the Alien. Love that cover. $39.99. Lots of Kiss in stock. New Rocktober release. Talking Heads, Rocktober, 1985, Talking Heads, produced classic on blue vinyl. This is another Rocktober limited edition colored vinyl release for Rocktober. The pre-order for that was George Buchanan, Jerry Stone, Richard Davis, Chris Kirkley, Joe Maynard, and Jason Walraven. George Buchanan, Jerry Stone, Richard Davis, Chris Kirkley, Joe Maynard, and Jason Walraven. Talking Heads is $29.99. I've got 4 of those available. Another Talking Heads colored vinyl release. Ron Duffield's backing on Alice in Chains at $60. Jake Boderman said he was out on Mudvayne, and the last bid on that was Autumn Betts at $63. So Autumn, you have Mudvayne for $63, and that's now a final call. They're still bidding on Alice in Chains. Price on Satriani, that was $39.99. $39.99. George Ellis says he'll take one of the new Talking Heads. 3 copies left. Another music on vinyl title, Testament Low. Testament Low, $39.99. New and sealed from MOV. Testament's $39.99. Tom Gigliotti says he'll take the Joe Satriani. That's sold to Tom. Stained is already sold. Yes, Stained is already sold. Okay, this is a big new release. Finally, for the first time in a long time, Bad Company's classic debut album. They did a great job with this. They even put the original hop sticker on it. It's on clear vinyl. Of course, all these Atlantic clear vinyl reissues are sounding amazing. Even Analog Productions are going to reissue them. That's how good I think they have the source tapes for these. Gatefold, $29.99. Gatefold, Bad Company's debut album. First time in a long time that album's been repressed. $29.99. There were several people in the pre-order. Jerry Stone, Scott Corcoran, Michael Potts, Kevin Black Fox, Greg Preston, Scotty Hops, Alvo Dabney Jr., Christopher Morris, Jeff Malwitz, Johnny Williams, and Stacy Brown. Stacy Brown. Let's go ahead and sell Mudvayne so I can introduce some new auctions. Mudvayne is sold to Autumn Betts for $63. $63. If I can get that to come out correctly. Alice in Chains is at $65. Michael Nath wants a Bad Company. Paul Brothers says he'll take one of the Talking Heads. Tom Gigliotti also wants a Bad Company. Joe Satriani was Surfing with the Alien. Pamela Yeager also wants a Bad Company. 2 left. This is a gatefold. I love how they put the original hop sticker on it, clear vinyl. Such a great album. That's sold to Pamela. 2 copies left. Let's go ahead and update everybody on Alice in Chains. Autumn Betts was at 65. Ron Duffield, let me know if you want back in. Let's introduce our next auction, which is going to be this right here. It's the Metallica 72 Seasons on purple vinyl. 72 Seasons on purple vinyl. Metallica. That's the limited edition, sealed, indie exclusive, Midnight Purple, their new album. $40 start. $40 start if anybody wants in. Sealed Metallica. Man, the more I listen to this, the more I enjoy it. Plus, I get to see it live. They did half of the album live when I went and seen them in Dallas. I'm listening to it more and more. It's just a great album. $40 start. They still got it, in my opinion. Jeffrey Schneider wants a Bad Company. If you're a first-time buyer, or if you hadn't bought from a while, make sure you message us. We need your mailing address and your email address in the form of a Facebook message. We invoice on Mondays. And keep in mind, that's an all-day process. We invoice on Mondays. Jeffrey Schneider got a Bad Company. Ron Duffield's back on Alice in Chains at 70. Still bidding on Alice in Chains. Yeah, we had Bad Company self-titled. We had Bad Company self-titled, and we had Bad Company 10 from 6. And 10 from 6 was a greatest hits. We're sold out of that already. But there's a waiting list. Edward Star Wars gets this Bad Company. He gets the last copy. Metallica is at 50 and 50. Shane Devers was first. Nick Bargeron second. Autumn's back in on Alice in Chains at 75. Nick Bargeron's in on Metallica at 60. And I'm officially out of Bad Company. So we can start a waiting list. Greg Rogers will be first if he's okay. This is Wednesday. We might actually have these in by Friday. Okay, Metallica's at 70 and Alice in Chains is at 75. Next is Kiss. We have a restock of the Ace Frehley solo album, $33.99. Kiss Ace Frehley solo album, 2014 remaster, $33.99. And I've got 2 copies of MC5, another Rocktober exclusive that I did not, this is one of the few I didn't post a pre-order for, back in the USA. Clear vinyl, MC5 back in the USA. Of course, y'all know original copies of these albums are so hard to get, and they're usually beat to heck. The music, it was played like the music. They were trashed and thrashed. $29.99. MC5 back in the USA. $29.99. Greg Rogers does wants on that Bad Company waiting list. These 2 MC5s, and that's Bad Company self-titled. Mike Massey and Rich Record get the 2 MC5s. That was the only 2 copies I had, so if anybody wants in, let me know. Shane Devers is at 70 on Metallica. Nick Bargeron, let me know if you want back in or if you're out. Alice in Chains now just hit $80 with Ron Duffield. All righty. And we have 1 copy of Halloween Metal Jukebox. This is a first time ever on vinyl, limited edition, red and orange splatter, $38.99 for Metal Jukebox. And this is a new release from the Rolling Stones. I call it a new release, but it was out almost 60 years ago, pretty much. And that is their first album, England's Newest Hitmakers, $36.99, part of Rolling Stone's deep discography reissue campaign, $36.99 on the Rolling Stones. Also, a quick announcement. We're pretty caught up on shipping. I think we are caught up, is what Ed told me today. I hear Jake in the back right now with the tape gun, so we're shipping every day. But I do want to remind everybody that Doug is on vacation this week. Not a big deal, but with all this Kiss merchandise we've sold, shipping is kind of unusual this week. Shipping is very unusual with all the Kiss merchandise because we got all these different size boxes and packages. You know, we've sold Kiss dolls, we've sold Kiss pocketbooks, and we have all kinds of boxes in the back. We got thousands of boxes, but keep in mind, if for some reason shipping gets slightly delayed, that's why our main shipping guy, Doug, is on vacation this week, and we had all this Kiss merchandise from last week and now this week. But right now, Ed and Jake and everybody else is keeping up with it, so right now we're caught up on shipping. Huge announcement. I want to show it right now. We've already got 56 pre-orders. For the first time ever, make sure you go pre-order it right now because I'm going to order a bunch. For the first time ever, Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon is getting a Record Store Day Essential. This is actually a Record Store Day Essential. I can get these. Blue vinyl, Ozzy Osbourne Bark at the Moon. It looks like we've already got 56 pre-orders. If you're on YouTube and you don't have a Facebook, let us know. We'll take down your name right now. That's Bark at the Moon. That's the first time pretty much ever that album has been reissued. That's on blue vinyl. Ozzy, Bark at the Moon. And that's going to be $34.99. It's due out November 17th. 40th anniversary. It includes a poster. And there's already been a lot of pre-orders on that. I have 56. Some people bought 2. I think one person ordered 3. Also, Collective Soul's Greatest Hits. Shania Twain is doing for the first time ever a greatest hits. I've got a lot of pre-orders. Jeff Healey, this was a surprise release. One of my distributors, this popped up in stock. I went, holy crap, that album has never been reissued. But I guess it was just like old stock or something. I have no idea. It's an official press on a Bluesway label. But yeah, there's a lot of great pre-orders. Make sure you're in our group. But for the first time ever, Ozzy's Bark at the Moon is being reissued on blue vinyl. Pretty incredible. I got that email announcement this morning. And, well, actually, Craig told me about it like a week ago. And I had no information. It was not in any of our systems. And then finally, I got 2 or 3 different email blasts this morning. And I was like, finally. So I had to get that out to the public ASAP because that's a huge deal. An Ozzy album such as Bark of the Moon, never been reissued. Okay, back to the crates. Sorry for the delay. I just to get you updated on a few things. We pulled the MC5s. Alice in Chains was at 80 and then 85. Pamela Yeager wants the Stones. That's so to Pamela Yeager. And then Tanner's going to take down the Ozzy names that if you don't have a Facebook, Brian C., Patrick Carter, Sam Squatch, Grant Peltzer. And we have, let's see here, Metallica, 72 Seasons. Metallica of 72 Seasons, that's sold to Shane Devers for $70. Shane Devers for $70. We do not do Record Store Day releases. Anything coming out on Record Store Day, sorry, we do not get those releases. Alice in Chains is at 85 of Autumn Bets. Who else was bidding? Ron Duffield. Ron Duffield, let me know if you want back in. Steve Wright wants down for an Ozzy. And let's go ahead and mark down our next auction, which is going to be this Conan Barbarian, which is a sealed out of print. Tanner put wow. Yeah, some of them have sold really high recently. This is new and sealed. It's a 2015 release. I think the OGs of this are extremely hard to find. Here's where the last couple sold. I'm going to kind of split the difference. There's one sealed. This one's sealed. Let's start this at $85. Conan the Barbarian. This is a sealed copy of Conan the Barbarian. $85. That is sealed. Misty, I will put Travis Tritt on deck. Let me go grab that. We have Warrant, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Ghostbusters, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Travis Tritt, Billy Ray Cyrus, Judas Priest, Great White. Let's go ahead and pull out this other Alice in Chains. That's going to be a heated battle. And I got some Japanese pressings. Not new from Japan. It's stuff that came from Japan, but we bought it back from a customer. And we've got our newest Japanese stuff over here. I don't even know if we'll even have time to get to it. So there's that. All right, Alice in Chains, 90, now 95. One more time with this bin. This is the Monkees' Greatest Hits. Yellow and orange vinyl, $29.99. The Monkees' Greatest Hits, $29.99. Orange and vinyl Greatest Hits. That's a new Rocktober exclusive. Mudhoney, Super Fuzz, Big Muff. First time that's been reissued in a long time. Colored vinyl, $28.99. $28.99. Joe Bonamassa, Blues Deluxe, $33.99. Kiss, Carnival of Soul Session, $33.99. Joe Bonamassa's a new release. Mudhoney, colored vinyl, new release. Monkees, colored vinyl, new release. Kiss is a restock. New release from Talking Heads, blue vinyl, $29.99. Restock of Testament Low, MOV, $39.99. Kiss Ace Frehley, $33.99. Halloween Metal Jukebox, $38.99. And one copy of the Rolling Stones debut album, new and sealed remaster, $36.99. All right. Autumn bid 95 on AIC. Ron Duffield, you're out. Conan the Barbarians at 85 of John Duran. Mike Bolton wants a Mudhoney. 3 copies left. Can you do the other crate of new bin next? I would, but I would have to keep the show balanced, Mr. Johnny Williams. I usually do new and then I do pre-owned. So let me jump over here and do a bin of pre-owned. I got to keep it balanced. But I do have one more bin of new vinyl. We usually go new vintage, just to keep it balanced. And right here is new vintage stuff. And most of this, like I said, originally belonged to us. We had a couple customers trade in some stuff. So next is Mudhoney. You're thinking about Mud Crutch, Dennis Jackson. That's Mud Crutch. I actually have copies of Mud Crutch coming tomorrow. This is Mudhoney. This will sound nothing like Tom Petty. That is nothing like Tom Petty. You're thinking about Mud Crutch. All right, Ron Duffield, let me know if you want in on Alice in Chains. Autumn Betts has that for 95. Final call on Conan. John Duran has that for $85. John Duran has that for $85. Christopher Morris takes that new Rolling Stones release, England's newest hit makers. And by the way, speaking of the Rolling Stones, I don't know if y'all saw the video. I don't know if y'all saw the video or not, but one more quick little thing here I want to show you. I can't show you the whole video, but if you want to go watch it. Last night I was in the back looking for Wisconsin stuff, and I clicked on, I opened up a box of 45s, and I found these here. It is one of the best selections of Beatles, Rolling Stones, Grateful Dead, and Bruce Springsteen 45s I think we've ever had. It's just absolutely incredible. Let me turn down my darkness, not that low. But just if you want to go catch that video, I actually have it posted pretty much about everywhere now. I got to upload it to YouTube tonight. Just a quick little 5-minute preview. Promos, foreign imports. If you're a Beatles collector, it is amazing. I was getting dizzy-headed. I'd never seen so many promos, foreign pressings, just colored vinyl, and it's just amazing. And there's that many Rolling Stones probably. There's that many Bruce Springsteens, and there's a ton of Grateful Dead 45s, which is just something we never get. All right, the Conant record is sold to John Duran for $85. Alice in Chains, they're still bidding. Ron Duffield, you're out. Autumn has it for $105. Our next release is Travis Tritt. It's all about the change. This is very difficult to get. I think this was a club only. Yeah, I think this was only released as a club. Travis Tritt, once again, another artist with nothing that's in stock, or none of his albums have ever been reissued or repressed. $95 start, Travis Tritt. It's all about the change. Near mint and pristine vinyl, the covers in shrink wrap, and this was never for sale in stores. This was a club release only, $95 start, and it's never been reissued. Alice in Chains at $105, Travis Tritt's a $95 start. New vintage and pre-owned. We have Johnny Cash, Greatest Hits Volume 2, VG Plus condition, $17.99. VG Plus condition, $17.99. Johnny Cash Greatest Hits Volume 2. Misty's in on Travis at $95. The Best of Gold Volume 10, the 60s. The 60s here, VG Plus, $9.99. Travis Tritt's at $100 with Kevin. The Great Buddy Holly, a VG condition record, $9.99. The Great Buddy Holly, VG, $9.99. Artie Shaw, Moonglow, that's in shrink wrap. The vinyl's VG Plus, and it's in mono. VG Plus, $9.99. All right, Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains Dirt. This is now a final call. Autumn has it for $105. A near mint music on vinyl pressing. Autumn has it for $105. Travis Tritt's at $95 and $100. I got to come see and go through the 45s. We're going to show the 45s live right here. It was weird. At 5:30 a.m. this morning, I had 2 people immediately message me and want to buy that VJ promo record. And one guy was like, can I come to the store tomorrow to look through those? And I was like, no, they're going to be sold on Facebook. He said, what does a man have to do to come to look through those records before anybody else does? And I was like, you can't. You have to watch our Facebook show in about a week when we have them for sale. So they'll be for sale here on Facebook and YouTube Live. We've had people offer us money before to get early looks at records, and we're like, that's not the way things work. You have to watch our Facebook shows. The Ray Charles Story, 29 all-time great hits by the genius, 1962 mono, VG Plus, $21.99. Even Seth has offered me money to look through records, and I won't let him, right, Seth? Seth says he has no idea what I'm talking about. Ray Charles Story, VG Plus condition, $21.99. VG Plus condition. This is a 1962 mono, VG Plus, $21.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Alice in Chains. This is sold to Autumn Betts for $105. Autumn Betts gets that for $105. Travis Tritt's at $95, $100, $105, $105, $110, now $115. Darren Wortman wants on the Bad Company self-titled waiting list. Darren Wortman wants on the Bad Company self-titled waiting list. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy, $32.99. An OG copy with the original inner sleeve. Werewolves of London, EX condition, $32.99. Let's get a new auction started. Let's go ahead and knock this out. Alice in Chains. The Devil Put Dinosaurs here. This is an unofficial press, $75 start. Another one, let's get ready for the action to happen. This is sealed. It should be on colored vinyl. This is sealed, unofficial. This album has not been officially repressed in a long time, a very long time, if ever, actually. Let me think about this. This album here, I think, is only available as a picture disc. I don't know if it's ever been officially released on black vinyl. This is a colored vinyl. I'm pretty sure Kyle bought this from us back in 2021. Yeah, 2021, I originally sold this to him. It's sealed. He's never opened it. That's a Alice in Chains unofficial. The Devil Put Dinosaurs here. Another great sounding unofficial. Shane's in at 100. Travis Tritt's at 125. That's got 3 bidders right now. Warren Zevon. We have George Jones' Greatest Hits. EX Condition, $16.99. Music Core label. Got some classic country mixed in some of these crates. There's George Jones. Little Red Riding Hood. Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. VG Plus, $16.99. That's a 66 mono. Yeah, I think it's white vinyl, James. You may be right there. I think that's white vinyl. It's sealed and I can't tell, but that was from those unofficials that came out a couple years ago. There's probably some people watching that bought one of those from me. I think it's white vinyl. Alice in Chains at 100. Travis Tritt 130. Christopher Morris wants George Jones. Pamela wants Sam Riding Hood, I think. Wait a minute. Is that right? SSHR? I think so. That's sold to Pamela Yeager. And Mike Bolton wants Warren Zevon. So George Jones to Christopher. Pamela got Little Red Riding Hood. And Mike Bolton got Warren Zevon. Travis Tritt's at 130, 135. We have Hank Williams Sr. live at the Grand Ole Opry, EX Condition, $22.99. Hank Williams Sr. live at the Ryman, the Grand Ole Opry, EX, $22.99. There it is, the Grand Ole Opry House, now known as the Ryman Auditorium, in shrink wrap, EX, $22.99. That's one of those concerts I've said before. I was like, you know, we talking about time traveling to see Jimi Hendrix or, you know, the Doors or the Beatles. Imagine going to the Ryman, the Grand Ole Opry, and Hank Williams Sr. comes out on stage and he performs a concert. That would be amazing. That's sold to Lisa Montgomery. Billy Humphrey was second. The gatefold was the only pressing. Yes, so the only time this has ever been released on vinyl is actually a picture disc in 2013. That's what I thought. So this unofficial press is the only way to get it on vinyl. Final call. Final call. One bid. Shane Devers has it for $100. One bid, $100. Shane Devers, final call. Hank is sold to Lisa. Billy was second. Travis Tritt's at 160 with Misty Wires. 160 on that. Sherry Darnell, you were third on Hank Sr. New bid on Alice in Chains for 105. Johnny Cash. Now, there was a song. Johnny Cash is in VG minus condition. VG minus condition, $9.99. VG minus. Buddy Holly. For the first time anywhere, Buddy Holly's VG Plus $14.99. For the first time anywhere, VG Plus $14.99. Pryor Goes Fox Hunting. This is Richard Pryor and Red Fox. EX Condition, $12.99. Richard Pryor and Red Fox. EX Condition, $12.99. That's going to be an instant seller. And the Best of Gold, Volume 9, the 60s. I hadn't been reading track listing. Let's take a look at this one. EX Condition, $12.99. The Byrds, Mr. Tambourine Band, the Buckinghams, Paul Revere, the Spiral Staircase, More Than Yesterday. I love that song. Patty Page is on here. Billy Joe Royal doing Cherry Hill Park. The Circle, Turn Down Day, another hit from the 60s. And Ruby Baby by Dion. That's EX $12.99. Okay, so Alice in Chains is at 105. Travis Tritt was at 170. Alice in Chains 105 again. Alice in Chains 125. I'm pretty sure that's 125 and not $1,125. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be $125. James Cohorn got the Richard Pryor. Jake, that is sold to Richard. No, it's sold to James Cohorn, not Richard Pryor. That's sold to James Cohorn. Toby Grimm second. Shane Devers third. Alice in Chains is at 125. Richard Pryor fourth to Kenny Cates. Greg Rogers fifth on Richard Pryor. Misty Wires is at 175 on Travis Tritt. Now 180. Alice in Chains is at 130. Whipped Cream and Other Delight. Now, this is an earlier pressing. Later pressings had a Taste of Honey highlighted in gold. This is Whipped Cream and Other Delights, just $9.99. A VG Plus copy, a instant classic. Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Emmylou Harris, Cimarron. That's in shrink wrap with the hype sticker. EX Condition, $14.99. Travis Tritt, 2 bidders are tied at 180, and the high bid on Alice in Chains is at 150. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second. All righty. Thank you for allowing me a timeout. Jetstream gets Herb Albert. Jackie Reynolds was second. Allison Chains 155. Greg Rogers gets the Emmylou Harris. Allison Chains 160. Travis Tritt 185. Two heated and great auctions up for bid right now. Two records that we don't get too often, especially the Allison Chains, and we don't get Travis Tritt that often either. Leonard Skinner Street Survivors with the airbrush cover. It's actually not airbrushed. This is a completely different photo. A lot of people think they airbrushed all the flames out, but this is actually a completely different photo. I think this was the photo that was on the back of the cover. That's EX Condition $32.99. I've said it before. I see less of these than I do the actual flames cover. That also has the insert, which I think has merchandise or tour dates. It had just the insert. Just had the insert. $32.99 for LS, Leonard Skinner. Allison Chains 160, Travis Tritt 185. Allison Chains 170, 175. Travis Tritt 190. Stevie Ray Vaughan couldn't stand the weather. EX Condition $57.99. Couldn't stand the weather. EX Condition $57.99. Dennis Jackson wants Leonard Skinner. Dennis Jackson gets Leonard Skinner. Walter Trout, Survivor Blues on blue vinyl. Walter Trout is on blue vinyl. EX Condition $19.99. EX Condition $19.99. And Johnny Cash is in VG Plus Condition $16.99. Johnny Cash, VG Plus Condition $16.99. So Jake, Dennis Jackson got Leonard Skinner. Michael Nath is going to get Trout. New bids on both auctions. They're both at $200. Travis Tritt's at $200 and Alice is at $200. And Tanner just left us. He had to go do an airport pickup. As George Costanza said, that's a socially binding contract. That's an airport pickup, Jake. You cannot leave somebody hanging at the airport. I think he had to go pick up his future in-laws, but he will be back. So now it's just me, Jake, and Tanner. Or excuse me, me, Jake, and Seth. Sorry, Seth. Sometimes I forget your name. So just me, Jake, and Seth. Jake's tagging. Seth is inputting data. On deck is a beautiful Japanese pressing of Book of Dreams. They're inputting data. They're tagging. I'm selling. And we got a lot more. Well, we got a lot more stuff to go through. I better start talking even faster. Wow, Loretta Lynn's Coal Miner's Daughter. For some reason, we just don't get this often anymore. In shrink wrap, EX Condition, $22.99. Dennis Jackson wants WT. That was Trout. I think that's what Michael Nath already got. So, Dennis, you were second. Allison Chains is now at $205. Allison Chains is at $225. Kevin says he's out on Travis Tritt. Misty has it for $200. This was never released in stores, and it's never been reissued. Travis Tritt, it's all about the change. It's a near mint club copy in shrink wrap. That's at $200 of Misty, going once, going twice. Allison Chains is at $235, now $230. Billy Humphrey, first on Loretta Lynn. Kevin Hughes was second. We have Richard Pryor. I don't see that one as often. EX Condition, $12.99. He says, is that something I said? Richard Pryor, EX Condition, $12.99. Allison Chains is at $240. Slade, Alive, EX Condition, $17.99. Slade, Alive, that's Slade. That's EX $17.99. Shane Devers gets Richard Pryor. He's also the high bidder on Allison Chains at $250. Travis Tritt is now a final call. If anybody else wants to be in, I think it was between Misty and who else was bidding? He said out. That was between Misty and Kevin, so I think that's wrapped up now. Final call, though, in case anybody was hanging around. That's at $200. It's about to sell. Greg got Richard Pryor. Or excuse me, Shane got Richard Pryor. Greg was second. Brian C. got Slade. And this is So to Slay. Did I get the Conan record? Yes, John Duran, you got the Conan record for $85. Yes, you got it for $85. Flip Wilson, another comedy record. Flip Wilson, You Devil You, VG Plus Condition, $9.99. And Jimi Hendrix Smash Hits. The vinyl on this one's VG, $14.99. Purple Haze, Fire, Wind Cries Mary, Can You See Me, Hey Joe, all along the Watchtower, all there on side one. Travis Tritt has sold Jake to Misty Wires for $200. I've got some other great country albums over here that's out of print. And we have, let me pull those right now. The other one's Billy Ray Cyrus. We'll do that in just a second. And we got the Cheech and Chong record. I'm going to pull these. I got some Japanese stuff here. And then, yeah, we'll keep going in just a second. First, let's do a Japanese pressing that was sold back to us. I remember this one, I think. It's been a while since we've had one, though. Maybe this is the last one we had. Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams. A beautiful near mint minus and pristine Japanese pressing. $45 start, $45 start. And yes, if you didn't know it, we buy records. We actually have some people ship us stuff sometimes. Sometimes they ship us a lot of stuff. Some people drive here and drop stuff off. But we buy records every day, obviously, as you can see. There's the original inner sleeve. This is a beautiful Japanese pressing. There's the original inner sleeve of lyrics. Japanese insert. Perfect cover of Obi. Book of Dreams. What a nice Japanese pressing. $45 start on that. $45 start on that. Alice in Chains down to 2 bidders. Jeffrey and Shane. Shane has it for $275. C6 Steve. You Can't Teach an O-Dog New Tricks. VG Plus condition $14.99. C6 Steve. VG Plus $14.99. I'm a Stranger 2. Chris Smither. VG Plus $39.99. I'm a Stranger 2 in shrink wrap. VG Plus $39.99. Jeffrey's at $285 on Alice in Chains. Eddie Murphy, comedian. VG Plus $14.99. Michael Nath gets C6 Steve. That's sold to Michael Nath. And Johnny Cash Orange Blossom Special. VG Plus $17.99. Columbia 2i. VG Plus $17.99. And in mono. Dennis Jackson, you were second on C6. Dan Triaga got the Eddie Murphy. Kenny Cates, you were second. Alice in Chains is now at $300. Final call if you want to get in on the Steve Miller Band Book of Dreams, looking for a $45 start. We got a box set. It's the Swing Gears. The Swing Gears is 6 LPs of music. EX condition overall, $22.99 for the Swing Gears. Original performances by 24 top bands playing 72 top tunes. That includes artists such as Duke Ellington, Artie Shaw, Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller. That's all the classic swing music. 6 LPs, $22.99. Slade, Come On Feel the Noise. That is VG Plus $11.99, a 1982 UK import. VG Plus $11.99. By the way, we plan on doing a metal show tonight or tomorrow night. It's Thursday night. We plan on doing metal. We have a bunch left. I really haven't got to go through it. I know we have a lot more. We still haven't sold off, but tomorrow night will officially be metal night. But we'll have a lot of records just like this because I don't think we have near as many as we've had the last couple of weeks unless I can get to the back and really find the rest of that collection. But we will have more metal records tomorrow night. I know I already have a whole crate behind the counter that we didn't get to the last time. So more metal records tomorrow night. We'll have new Japanese stuff. We'll have new vintage arrivals. And plus, lots of more new vinyl coming in this week. Lots and lots more new vinyl. So just so everybody knows. Back up to the top, we had Alice in Chains at $310. Jetstream wants the Swing box set. And let's go ahead and put Slade on top of that. That was sold to Craig Ruth. Alice in Chains is at $325, and David Brailsford is in on the Book of Dreams. Let's go ahead and do that a final call in because I was about to end it anyway. David has that for $45, going twice, going 3 times. Next is Gordon Lightfoot, If You Could Read My Mind. EX condition, $12.99. Gordon Lightfoot, If You Could Read My Mind. Red Fox, Laugh of the Party. Red Fox, a vintage Red Fox album. VG Plus, $9.99. Red Fox. Pamela's back in on Steve Miller, or in on Steve Miller at $47. And Louis Armstrong, All-Stars. Louis Armstrong's an EX edition, $12.99. All right, looks like the autocorrect got him, but he was still technically first. Shane Devers on Red Fox. Kenny second. Dan Triaga third. Toby Grimm fourth. Steve Miller Band, 48. 3 new bidders on that. Kevin Hughes, 4th on Red Fox, and James Cohorn, 5th. We need to do a final call on Alice in Chains. Jeffrey Dunlap, do you want back in? Shane has it for $325. Final call, $325. Don't shoot me, I'm only the piano player. VG Plus condition, $17.99, and that has the book. It looks like it has some sticker stuck to it there. Has the book. Another great Elton John album. Danielle's the first song. Elderberry Wine, Blues for My Baby and Me, Have Mercy on the Criminal. Texan Love Song's a good one. Of course, Crocodile Rock, and then High Flying Bird. That's a kind of a deep cut classic there. VG Plus $17.99. Alice in Chains, new bid, $330. So we got 3 bidders on Steve Miller Band all of a sudden. Edward Star Wars has it for $48. That's going once, going twice. Kara Bauer's going to get the Elton John. And we have Gladys Knight and the Pips doing the soundtrack to Pipe Dreams, the original motion picture soundtrack. That's by Gladys Knight and the Pips. EX $12.99. Lou Rawls, All Things in Time. Lou Rawls is EX $9.99. Echo and the Bunnymen. Wow, VG Plus condition, $34.99. That randomly just popped up out of nowhere. Echo and the Bunnymen. VG Plus $34.99. Alice in Chains, $335. David Brailsford's at $50 on Book of Dreams. Johnny Cash, Big River. It's a Pickwick record, but that is VG Plus $14.99. Johnny Cash, Big River, VG Plus $14.99. Echo and the Bunnymen is sold to Pamela Yeager. And we have Montrose, Jump On It. Montrose is VG Plus $14.99. Allow me to have another timeout. I'm going to take a sip of water right quick. I had Chick-fil-A today, first time in months. When I was in college at the Student Center at Tech, there was a Chick-fil-A. I ate there every day. Never got tired of it. It was always a huge line, but you know how Chick-fil-A is. They'll get you through there. But, whew. So, here in Lebanon, I pass by it every day. I'm like, no Chick-fil-A. But today, I had a Chick-fil-A craving. Alice in Chains, $3.35. David Brailsford is at $50. Pamela got Echo. Chris Bijak got Montrose. Dennis Jackson wants to put back Leonard Skinner. G.C. Colleton, you were second on Montrose. Bob McKinney was third. Joe Cocker, Jamaica Say You Will. EX Condition, $12.99 on Joe Cocker. And David Bowie Live, VG minus condition. VG minus $12.99. All right, Ron Duffield, ball's back in your court. Shane has it for $3.35. Going once, going twice. If you say out, we're going to wrap that up pretty quick. The Shane, we got a new bid on Book of Dreams. David's back in at $50. We still got two other bidders that have not set out. Chris Bijak says he'll take the David Bowie. And we have Louis Armstrong, Chicago Concert, EX Condition, 2LP, $17.99, $17.99. And I'm grabbing for more, but that was the last record in there. Pamela's back in on Steve Miller Band. Jeffrey's back in on Alice in Chains. Here's the Leonard Skinner that was put back. That's EX Condition, $32.99. Leonard Skinner, Street Survivors. Boy, what a great album, too. It's a very unfortunate, of course, we know the unfaithful story of the plane crash, but they were still putting out great music. What's Your Name? That Smell. One More Time. You got that right. Honky Tonk, Nighttime Man, Ain't No Good Life. Great album. Went out on top. Of course, they continued. You know, I guess technically there still is a Leonard Skinner touring, even though I don't think any original members are still alive. I don't think any, I think the last one passed away earlier this year, right? I think the last original Leonard Skinner member passed away this year. Let's see, I can't identify him on here, but I think that's what happened. Okay, next is Steve Miller, 53. Billy Humphrey says he'll take the Leonard Skinner. Steve Miller Band, 55. Alice in Chains, 350. And Tracy McFadden, Gary Roslington. Yes, Gary Roslington. Thank you, Tracy McFadden. Yes. Last original member passed away this year, so that's incredible. Very unfortunate, though. Alice in Chains, 350. Jeffrey Dunlap, you're out. Ours is getting remodeled, too. I think Chick-fil-A is doing a big remodeling world or countrywide, at least. Here's what's left. If you need prices, let me know. I'm going to go through these one more time very quickly. Then we'll do a big recap tonight. Johnny Cash, Greatest Hits Volume 2. The Best of the Gold, Volume 10, The Great Buddy Holly, Artie Shaw Moonglow, The Ray Charles Story, Johnny Cash, Buddy Holly, Best of Gold, Volume 9, The 60s, Johnny Cash, Stevie Ray Vaughan still available. We have Flip Wilson, Jimi Hendrix, I'm a Stranger Too, Chris Smither, Johnny Cash, Gordon Lightfoot, Louis Armstrong, Gladys Knight, Lou Rawls, Joe Cocker, Johnny Cash, and Louis Armstrong. Okay, let's see. So Shane Devers has this for $350. Jeffrey Dunlap, you're out. We have, let's see here, Billy Powell, Pamela's out. So final call on Steve Miller Band. Edward Star Wars has this for $55. Edward Star Wars. Pamela says she's out, so that's a final call. The Stevie Ray Vaughan that's still available is Couldn't Stand the Weather. What a great song. Also, Voodoo Child, Slight Return, his Jimi Hendrix cover. EX Condition, $57.99. $57.99. And Alice in Chains, I'm about to say I'm waiting for Jeffrey Dunlap to give me a final call. Shane has it for $350. Our new sign will be delivered. We'll have a completely new front of the building about the third week of this month, which is coming up very fast. Our new sign is going to be delivered October 19th. Our front of our store is going to be a completely new looking building. And then by the first of next year, we plan on having a big new grand reopening. Just looking ahead like 6 months from now. But because we're going to change up the way our store really looks after the first of the year, as far as appearance, the front of it, the inside of it, and we're always changing things in here. So, but yeah, big new remodel probably after the first of the year. So, okay, Pamela says she'll take. Actually, Patty, if you're passing on Stevie Ray Vaughan, it looks like Pamela wants it. So, Patty, you've got dibs. You ask first. If you pass, that is sold to. If Patty passes, it's sold to Pamela. Jeffrey's out on Allison Chains. Let's sell this to Shane Devers for $350. Jake, that's sold for $350. And Edward Star Wars gets Steve Miller Band for $55. And Patty's going to let us know on Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's introduce 2 new auctions. I got another crate of great new vinyl and new releases to go through. Let's do another really tough to get original country album. Here's another album that I don't think was released in stores. I don't think this was ever sold as a retail copy. And this is Billy Ray Cyrus, Some Gave All. Billy Ray Cyrus, Some Gave All. Of course, it has Achy Breaky Heart. It's near mint and shrink wrap. This is going to be a $95 start. Billy Ray Cyrus, $95 start. This has a barcode on it, but it is a club copy. So I'm assuming this may have been sold in retail settings. But if so, it was very low production. 1992 for country vinyl. Pretty much nothing was being made on vinyl in the genre of country in 1992. Very little. $95 start on Billy Ray Cyrus, Some Gave All. That is the, either way, that is the OG year release for that. $95 start. Let's do a classic here. National Lampoon's Animal House, original motion picture soundtrack. So Patty passed on the Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jake, so that goes to Pamela Yeager. Billy Ray Cyrus is a $95 start, and we have Animal House. The vinyl is extremely nice. EX Plus to Near Mint Minus, and this is going to be a, well, I was going to say a $20 start. Michael Nath has bid $45. He's pushed his chips to the center of the table. Animal House, it does have a clip corner. The vinyl's very clean. Michael Nath at $45. I think he's been waiting for one of those. Billy Ray Cyrus is at $95. We have Kiss, restock of Kiss Alive, new and sealed 2014 remaster, $46.99. $46.99 for Kiss self-titled. Sabotage, Hall of the Mountain King. That's on gold vinyl. I've got 2 copies available, $54.99. Sabotage, Hall of the Mountain King, $54.99. Gold vinyl. It also has an exclusive 7-inch, 180-gram Sabotage, $54.99. Killing Joke. I like some of the songs on this album. Nighttime, Killing Joke. From Music on Vinyl, new and sealed, $39.99. Killing Joke, $39.99. Killing Joke, $39.99. Has some of their top streaming songs on here. We have Nick Bargeron is at $46 on Animal House. Mike Massey wants Killing Joke. Billy Ray Cyrus, we're looking for a $95 start. Some Gave All. Some Gave All. Billy Ray Cyrus, $95 start. And we did get a restock of Rush Vapor Trails. $46.99 for Rush Vapor Trails. $46.99. And yes, there's been about a $6 price increase on these. The last time we got a restock, I had those back ordered from almost a year ago. And of course, I had to order more when we sold out, and there was a price bump. So they're $46.99 now. Vapor Trails remixed. Still a great price for whenever they go out of stock, and they're selling for $75 and $100, just like all the other Rush albums. $46.99 for Vapor Trails remixed. 2 LP remastered, 2013, new and sealed. Grant Peltzer wants one. That's Vapor Trails. All right, Billy Ray Cyrus, final call if you want in on $95 before I make it a buy it now. Final call for a $95 buy it now. Animal House is $50. Nick Bargeron, you're out. There's another Vapor Trails. We have Ryan Adams, Heartbreaker Deluxe Edition. Not much of his stuff is in print. $49.99. $49.99. Ryan Adams' first solo album, expanded. 35 audio tracks, unreleased outtakes, demos, and exclusive photos. And a never-before-seen DVD, 11-song solo acoustic live show from October 20th, 2000. $49.99. Ryan Adams, Heartbreaker. Steve Miller Band, The New Joker, 50th anniversary on gold vinyl. $36.99 for The Joker on gold vinyl, $36.99. And first time I've had this, it's a Kiss Unofficial from 1988. It's on orange vinyl. Ritz, New York, 1988, $39.99. The classic American live radio broadcast, 1988, Kiss. That's an orange vinyl unofficial, $39.99. All right, if anybody wants Billy Ray Cyrus, it's a $95 buy now. Final call to Animal House. Final call to Animal House. Michael Nath has that for $50. Nick, if you're done, let me know. David Tate's going to get Billy Ray Cyrus for $95. Jamie, we've got you a Vapor Trails. I'm going to go ahead and pull you another one just in case. But yes, I keyed that in last night. Tanner says you had one missing in your order. Sorry about that. Of course, we pack and tag everything by hand. Sometimes we end up leaving out a record. Sometimes we mistag a record. Sometimes we get boxes swapped when we send out hundreds of packages. Sorry, sometimes we have human error. So if you ever have a problem with your shipment, delivery, something missing, you got an extra record and you are very honest about it. Sometimes people get records they didn't order. Thank you for letting us know, but we pack up a lot of stuff. There's sometimes a little bit of a human error involved in that. Next is David Tate got Billy Ray Cyrus, $95. Bob McKinney wants a Rush Vapor Trails, and Arthur Wyman says he'll take the Kiss unofficial. All right, let's go ahead and sell Animal House then. That's sold to Michael Nath for $50. Very nice copy of that being sold. I've got Cheech and Chong. I've got to step to the office right quick and grab something else. We're going to do a cool auction here. We have Cheech and Chong Big Bamboo, an original pressing with the rolling paper, and I'm also going to put with it the original movie poster. We have the original movie poster too. Here's the rolling paper. No one has smoked that one up yet. You can do that if you want to. That's totally up to you. Or you can leave it in there and consider that a collectible piece of paper, which is pretty desirable with a lot of people. So here's what I'm going to do. The movie poster, I've got the original movie poster and the record for just a $55 start. Let me go get the movie poster so I can show it to you. Give me a 30-second or actually about a 15-second timeout. The movie poster and the record for a $55 start. Let me go grab that. Okay. So here's what the movie poster looks like. It is an original movie poster. We're going to ship it to you rolled, so we'll come shipped rolled in a tube. I want to show you the damage first. Up here in the top left corner, it does have some water damage. It does have some water damage in the top left corner, but there's the movie poster. Very cool. It shows Cheech and Chong getting rolled up there. Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. This is an original movie poster, one sheet from 1978. And that is the poster and the record for a $55 start. We'll ship this rolled in a tube to you. Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. Original 1978 movie poster. That would look very nice frame. Actually, if you frame it and all this gets kind of put around the frame and the mat, it would look really nice. It's, of course, folded, which is a good sign that's an original. If you see a poster that's folded with the kind of the panes up through the middle, that's a really good chance it was original, because all the movie posters, at least 95% of them came shipped to the theaters folded. They came shipped to the theaters folded. So $55 start on that. Okay, next release is Dwight Yoakam, live, Austin City Limits. We had one person on a waiting list for this, Debbie Blair, from a while back, like 2 months ago. They finally came back in. I've only got one extra, though. Austin City Limits, live, Dwight Yoakam, $33.99. I only got one copy. There's been a lot of people ask about Rob Zombie and White Zombie lately. I guess it's getting close to Halloween time, huh? White Zombie, $39.99. Devil Music, La Sixta Resto. I've got 3 copies, $39.99. Somebody asked for that the other night. I didn't have their name down, though. Our next auction, there's Cheech and Chong. We got another auction here. This is a white label. Actually, I'll do those later. I got some 45s over here. I'll do those later, though. Let's do this RTI Led Zeppelin box set. This is Led Zeppelin Mothership. We had one of these the other night. These are no longer priced. These are no longer pressed. Excuse me. These are no longer pressed at RTI. I don't know where they're pressed at now, but the very desirable, of course, is the RTI, high-quality pressing, original Led Zeppelin Mothership, and this is sealed. Sealed for a $115 start. Sealed, the RTI pressing. Sealed, and it's perfectly sealed. Hop sticker, of course, $115 start. The best of Led Zeppelin. All right, next claim was Dan Triaga, Anthony Barone, and Mike Bolton on White Zombie. All 3 of those are sold. All 3 of those are sold. Condition of Cheech and Chong. The vinyl is nice. This is complete and EX Plus and near mint minus. Let me tuck the rolling paper. It does have the rolling paper, of course. There's just a generic inner sleeve, but yeah, very nice vinyl. We'll call it EX. It's closer to EX Plus than near mint minus. So we'll call it EX Plus. That's just the original generic inner sleeve. And of course, you get the movie poster. $55 start. Movie poster as well. The original theatrical movie poster included as well. $55 start. Record and poster. Led Zeppelin's $115. So I got some of the Kiss picture disc in. Ace Frehley. Let me know by commenting the name. We have Ace Frehley, $38.99. Gene Simmons, $38.99. Paul Stanley, $38.99, and I've got 2 Paul Stanleys. I don't have any Peter Criss right now. I've got Ace, Gene, and Paul, Kiss picture disc, new. Those are new, $38.99. Savatage, we did get a restock of Gutter Ballet, $34.99 for Savatage Gutter Ballet. There was 3 people on a waiting list. Garrett Cypriot. By the way, Garrett, if you're watching, let me know if you want one of those Whitney Houstons on sale. I know you mentioned it, I think, last night, but things were so busy. Jorge Fernandini and Jim Anstant. 3 people on a waiting list for that. That is Savatage Gutter Ballet, $34.99. And that is black vinyl, Savatage Gutter Ballet, $34.99 on that. Clay Moore wants a Paul Stanley. All right, no bids on Cheech and Chong. I am shocked. Buy it now for $55 for the record and the movie poster. Wow, can I retract that? I don't know if I want to do that or not. We got to ship the poster and everything and the record. It's a great deal, though. $55. Mike Massey's first. I'm going to consider that a great deal. The original Cheech and Chong Bim Bam Boo and the movie poster. Jake, Mike Massey gets that for $55. Just however you want to tag that. We'll just lay that off to the side. I'll put that right there. Great deal, and congratulations. Jeff McMaster was second. Shane Devers was third. Preston fourth, and Keith wants a Savatage Gutter Ballet. Now, final call on the Led Zeppelin Mothership. If if anybody wants in for a $115 start. Our next Japanese pressing is going to be a Billy Joel's Greatest Hits. I'm going to start this probably just as low as I ever will start one for just $55. This is Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2. Japanese pressing. The vinyl is near mint minus and pristine. It's got 2 LPs, his greatest hits. This album is not in print. Anthony, if you want to bid on Led Zeppelin, make sure you put LZ 115. Make sure you put the actual numerical. Otherwise, I don't know if you're bidding or I maybe thought you were claiming. So Led Zeppelin is, make sure you put a numerical. Put LZ 115, and I know you're bidding. This has the book with it, and it's actually a really nice cover as well. Just a little bit of foxing. Just a couple spots of foxing around the edge. So Anthony's in on Led Zeppelin for $115. That helps me out to know you're actually bidding. It also helps out everybody else to know what the bid is. Billy Joel's $55. Led Zeppelin's at $115. Puddle of Mud, Come Clean, $39.99. Featuring Blurry and She Hates Me. That is music on vinyl, $39.99. I've only got 1 copy. I do have this for the first time ever. It came back in. I had it back ordered for 9.5 months. Exodus, Pleasures of the Flesh, $31.99. That's been on back order for 9.5 months. And there's no telling when I ordered it how long it had been out of stock before then. Exodus is $31.99. That's been out of stock for a long time. Exodus is $31.99. White Line Pride. White Line Pride is $39.99. Music on vinyl, $39.99 for White Line Pride. Stephen Tuttle's in on Led Zeppelin for $120. Final call if anybody wants to get on Billy Joel for a $55 start. That's his pretty much greatest hits. That is his greatest hits, $55 start. One other Savatage record here. This is on blue vinyl, $56.99. Savatage, this is Streets, a rock opera, 2 LP gatefold. It also has a 12-page book. And that's on blue vinyl. Stephen Tuttle's in on Led Zeppelin. Anthony Barone, you're out. Let me know if you want back in. He is in at $125. Silverchair, we showed this last night. Frog Stomp. Frog Stomp is $49.99. The legendary debut album, including Tomorrow, Pure Massacre, and the vinyl-only track Blind. It has an etched D-side, $49.99. $49.99. No problem, Garrett. Thank you for letting me know. If you decide you ever want one, just hop on one of the sales, and I will still honor the on-sale price. Ryan Bannon takes a White Line. That's sold to Ryan Bannon, Jake. And Kevin Jordan wants Savatage Streets, that's so to Kevin Jordan. Led Zeppelin's now at 130. Kiss, we got a restock of their debut album, 2014 remaster, $33.99. Kiss, Kiss. Debut self-titled, $33.99. Steve Wright wants BB. BB was, what was BB? BB was, what was BB, Steve? I'm not for sure. Except, first time I've ever had this, Death Row. Except, music on vinyl, $39.99 for Except Death Row. And Halloween, Pink Bubbles Go Ape. Halloween, Pink Bubbles Go Ape, limited edition, 30th anniversary on pink and black splatter vinyl. $33.99. He said disregard. Okay. Let's make Billy Joe a buy it now for just $55. Japanese pressing of Billy Joe. $55 buy it now. $55 buy it now on Billy Joe's greatest hits. Japanese pressing. Japanese pressing. Billy Joe greatest hits. If anybody wants in on that, it's going to be a $55 buy it now. The only two auctions that did not sell tonight was James Bond, the man with the golden gun. $45 buy it now. And Alexandra Vigil is going to get the Billy Joe. Jake, that's a $55 buy now. Stephen Tuttle, you're out on Led Zeppelin. Anthony Barone has that for $130. Let me know if you want back in or if you're done. And another Kiss Dynasty, another Kiss album, Dynasty, 2014 remaster, $33.99 for Kiss Dynasty, $33.99. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of that, Ben. That was more new vinyl. That was a lot of restocks, more so than new releases in there. We've had an amazing night for new vinyl. I've already been through 1, 2, 3. That makes 4 crates of new vinyl. I've got 2 more crates of new vintage pre-owned stuff. I have one more new box set here that I have not officially shown. James Bragg, you was on a waiting list, and this is Dookie. This is Green Day Dookie. First time I've actually got to show this for anybody who didn't pre-order it. This is Green Day Dookie, $179.99. The landmark 1994 album, 30th anniversary Super Deluxe, numbered edition on colored vinyl. I still got, let's see, I'll have 2 extras of the colored vinyl limited numbered edition, $179.99. I pre-sold 12 of these. I was really surprised that it has 6 LPs on colored vinyl, a 36-page book, a Dookie air freshener, a Dookie dog poop bag, a 5-button set, a Kiss cut magnetic sheet, postcard, bumper sticker, a paper plane, original cover poster, a color your own Dookie cover lithograph, and that's 6 LPs on colored vinyl. Green Day, landmark album from 1994, Super Deluxe anniversary, 30-year anniversary, $179.99. We've got a very cool foil cover there, and there's some cats and dogs smoking marijuana on the back. $179.99 for Green Day Dookie. I've got 2 left. And James Bragg, you was the last one that was on a waiting list. I actually was short, and luckily we had somebody put one back. One of the few times I was happy to see a putback. Stephen Tuttle's back in on Led Zeppelin at $135. I don't think there's any more new Rocktobers. Tonight was about half of the Rocktober titles, though. The other half should be in for Thursday and Friday shows. So one more time in this bin, we had Kiss Alive, Sabotage Hall of the Mountain King, Rush Vapor Trails, Ryan Adams Heartbreaker, Steve Miller Band, Dwight Yoakam. We have Paul, Gene, and Ace Kiss Picture Disc. Ace, Gene, and Paul Picture Disc. Also Sabotage, Gutter Ballet, Puddle of Mud, Exodus. Can't believe we didn't sell any of these. Pleasures of the Flesh, $31.99. I'll have to do that tomorrow for Metal Night. Silverchair, Kiss Self-Titled, Accept is still available. The other Halloween title, and Kiss Dynasty. Those are all still available. Anthony Barone's going to let me know if he's back in on Led Zeppelin. If not, then we're going to go ahead and wrap that up to Stephen Tuttle. Let's go through a bin of new vintage and pre-owned stuff. I think this is a lot of pre-owned sealed stuff. Let's go through this one first, and then we'll go through another bin of other stuff. Okay? So, Anthony's back in on Led Zeppelin for $140. And keep in mind, this is the RTI pressing. I have in stock right now on our shelf this album. I have it in stock, but it's not pressed at RTI. I have these in stock. I actually may offer it up for sale as a discount when this one's done. Just FYI, foreshadowing. But however, it's not an RTI pressing. Not an RTI pressing. We got 3 bidders all of a sudden, 130, 137, and 140. The Kiss Solo Disc are $38.99. I've also priced some trinkets and whatnots from last night when I was going through the Pittsburgh collection. Let me grab some, it's usually reserved for Trinket Tuesday, but let me grab a few things over here. I think y'all like these. Any Grateful Dead fans? And let me grab all this little small trinket stuff that I priced last night. I was trying to find albums from the Pittsburgh collection. I ended up running across that 45, and Dale from Pittsburgh had all these incredible knickknacks. So let me show some buy it now trinkets first. This is a new Blu-ray Woodstock, $34.99, Woodstock 40th Anniversary Collector's Edition. And it's got a lot of extras with it. Really cool stuff. It's got the, let's see, it has 3 hours of music, live music concert footage that was not on the original film. $34.99. I do have an SRV for auction as well, yes. Woodstock Blu-ray, $34.99. Woodstock Blu-ray, $34.99. I have a Yellow Submarine Christmas ornament, $14.99. Yellow Submarine Christmas ornament, $14.99. If you want these comment buttons, this is a Yellow Submarine button pack. That is $19.99. The Yellow Submarine buttons, if you want those comment buttons. And these are $9.99 each. If you want these comment guitar picks, and then you can let me know which one. We have Revolver guitar picks from the Beatles. We have guitar picks with the Beatles cover art. And then this is just like a random selection. There's Rubber Soul, Yellow Submarine, Abbey Road, the Apple logo, and Sgt. Pepper's. Those are guitar picks. Christopher Morris wants the Woodstock box. By the way, Pamela was at $142 on Led Zeppelin. Stephen Tuttle has it for $150. Christopher Morris got the Woodstock box. So Yellow Submarine Christmas ornament, guitar picks, and I think there's 2 each. So yeah, there's 10 total in those. 3 different packs of those. The buttons are $19.99. I got 2 different Grateful Dead bears and these acrylic holders. We have Black Peter and we have Jerry Garcia. Those aren't Beanie Babies. Those are just bears. This one's numbered 8127 of 30,000, and then this Jerry Garcia. They're both new with tags, $24.99 each. Some Grateful Dead bears, Black Peter and Jerry Garcia, $24.99, $24.99, and those are in acrylic holders as well. That is a couple random collectibles that I marked last night. Grateful Dead bears, buttons, guitar picks, and the Christmas ornament, if anybody wants those. All right, so let's go through this new crate. First, we have some other auctions I need to put up. The other auctions include this right here. This is a Stevie Ray Vaughan Texas Flood. I think this is expanded. By the way, Pamela's at $152 on Led Zeppelin. This is Stevie Ray Vaughan Texas Flood expanded, I believe. Let's see here. I haven't got a lot of time. I haven't had to figure this out yet. Let's see. Side 2 has live tracks. Yeah, I think this is an expanded remaster. So Stevie Ray Vaughan Texas Flood, 180 gram for sure, expanded and remastered deluxe edition. I'm pretty sure is what this is. I think I've had these before because I'm pretty sure the person I bought these back from bought it from me originally. Let's do it for a $35 start. It's a 2 LP, glossy cover, near mint. The vinyl's near mint, and that's 2 LP. Includes live tracks, SRV Speaks, Tin Pan Alley. So yeah, I think it includes a bonus disc with live tracks and bonus tracks. That's a $35 start. 30 or 35, whichever I said. Okay, Led Zeppelin is at $152. Ryan Adams was $49.99, Brad. $49.99. Led Zeppelin's at $155. Jason Kenton says he'll take the Jerry Garcia bear. That's this one right here. That's so to Jason Kenton, and it's stickered, Jake, $24.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan's at $30, now $35. New pre-owned and vintage arrivals. We have Best of the Gold, Volume 8, the 60s, $14.99. The 60s, Volume 8. Spinning Wheel, Kind of a Drag, Flowers on the Wall, Lady Willpower, Kicks, Down in the Boondocks, Babysitting Boogie, Little Green Apples, Red Rubber Ball, and PT 109. $14.99 on that. SRV is at $30, $35, $35, $40, and now $50. Led Zeppelin's at $155. Pamela's out, and Stephen Tuttle. They're still bidding on the RTI sealed copy of that. Boulders, 10, Moxie. Garage Psych comp, similar to Pebbles. Well, I love listening to Pebbles. $29.99. Pebbles and Nuggets. Boulders is $29.99. One Flew Over the Moxie record, $29.99. Of course, Paul marked all these for us, so he always has a couple gems tucked in here. Like the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly soundtrack. This is the Misprint label, $49.99. misprint label. This says the good, the ugly, and the bad on the label. The good, the ugly, and the bad. That just don't sound right, does it? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Theme music from Ennio Morricone. This has the Metallica song, The Ecstasy of Gold, $49.99. The Metallica walkout song, I should say. SRV was at 50 with Michael Nath, now 55, now 60 again with Michael Nath. The Beatles guitar picks are $9.99 per pack. $9, and there's 2 each of them. So it looks like 5 there, but there's 2 each of them. There's Revolver. I think that was really cool, the Revolver artwork. And then this is, of course, from With the Beatles or Meet the Beatles. And that's got all kinds of different ones. Sgt. Pepper's, Rubber Soul, Yellow Submarine, Abbey Road, and then the Apple logo. $9.99 on that. Chris B. Jack's out on Stevie Ray Vaughan, so it's down to Calvin and Michael Nath. There's Ennio Morricone. We have Dusty in Memphis, $54.99. This is in premium RTI pressing. RTI, once again, one of the better record pressing plants here in the United States. This is part of the Rhino Summer of Love collection, one of the greatest albums of all time. Son of a Preacher Man, Dusty in Memphis, Dusty Springfield, $54.99. Okay, Bob McKinney says, I will take them all. He asked how much first, and he says he'll take them all. So, Jake, those are all 3 sold to Bob McKinney. Next was Chris B. Jack, and next was Jeff McMaster. So we still have, as far as Yellow Submarine, I've got Yellow Submarine buttons for $19.99, and I've got a Yellow Submarine Christmas ornament. You're gonna, when you're decorating your Christmas tree here in about a month, before you know it, it'll be here, you'll be wishing you were hanging the Yellow Submarine from one of your branches. Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits. This is a Analog Productions original master tapes, $59.99. This is cut from the original master tapes. Analog Productions, QRP, Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits, 200 gram, $59.99. $59.99. The Yellow Submarine ornament is $14.99. $14.99. The box set, where are we at on the box set? We are at $156. And Pamela hasn't set out, and neither has Anthony Barone. $156 with Stephen Tuttle. Stevie Ray Vaughan's at 60 with Michael Nath. Calvin Ward, let me know if you're out or in. Michael Nath has that for 60, final call. Lisa Montgomery wants Patsy Cline, and Brent Robley says he'll take the Yellow Submarine. That just leaves one of the Grateful Dead bears and the Yellow Submarine buttons. Next is Incubus Morning View. Appears unopened. It probably is unopened and sealed. Incubus Morning View from Music on Vinyl, $44.99. $44.99. Mr. JK is in on Stevie Ray Vaughan for $65. This is a 2LP expanded and remastered Texas Flood. Michael Nass back in at 70. Led Zeppelin's got 2 new bids, 165 and 157. So 165 on Led Zeppelin. Mark Shelton wants Incubus, I believe. I believe that's IC for Incubus. Is that right, Mark Shelton? Looks like Craig Ruth was second. Calvin's out on SRV, so still 2 bidders though. JK's a new bidder. He's back in at 75. Pamela's out on Led Zeppelin. This is between Anthony and Stephen Tuttle now. Paul Revere and the Raiders. This is another RTI pressing, sealed. It should be on colored vinyl too. No mention of it, so let's just assume it's black. But that's $29.99. That's a Friday Music RTI pressing of The Spirit of 67, sealed and unopened. Johnny Cash, Original Golden Hits Volume 2. This is sealed for $39.99. Sealed Johnny Cash on Sun, Original Golden Hits Volume 2. Ballad of a Teenage Queen is on here. Big River. Guess things happen that way. $39.99 for that. Steven's out on Led Zeppelin. Pamela's out. We're down to a final bidder now and a final call. Anthony Barone has the sealed Mothership RTI pressing for $165. The best of Led Zeppelin. How could you make a compilation like that? I bet Jimmy Page was pulling his hair out when he was trying to make that track listing. How could you make a best of Led Zeppelin? That's to be like doing a best of Pink Floyd. It's just like you can't. It's like you just need to put out a whole album box set. Bruce is in, new bidder at $170. Night Train, the Oscar Peterson Trio, an acoustic sound series. This is from Verve Acoustic Sounds, $39.99. Night Train, the Oscar Peterson Trio. Michael Nath is at 85 on Stevie Ray Vaughan. JK, you are out. Bob Seger's Greatest Hits, $26.99. Black Vinyl 2LP, Bob Seger's Greatest Hits, $26.99. Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. Bruce is at 170 on Led Zeppelin. New bidder. John Mayer, Sub Rock. This is a Target limited edition exclusive, $26.99. I believe that's on clear vinyl. It is. John Mayer, Sub Rock, It also is on kind of Coke bottle clear vinyl, $26.99. JK's back on Stevie Ray Vaughan at 90, and Led Zeppelin's at 170. Stevie Ray Vaughan Texas Flood is a 2 LP expanded and remastered. It has bonus tracks on it, and I'm pretty sure it's remastered. 180 gram, near mint. JK has that for 90. I call him JK because I've tried to say that name before, and I can't even get close, nor have I got the phonics for it yet. So we just say JK to move things on. Anthony Barone's at 180 on Led Zeppelin. We have the Best of Gold Volume 7, the 60s. This has Johnny Cash, the Buckinghams, Dion, Rip Chords, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the Byrds, and that is also $14.99. We have Kara Bauer on John Mayer, the feed drop. We're still here. Is everybody else's feed still working good? Kara Bauer got John Mayer. Still bidding on Led Zeppelin, 190 with Bruce Guthrie. We're still bidding on Stevie Ray Vaughan. Michael Nath is going to let me know if he's in or out, or if Brent Robley wants to bid. JK has it for 90, going once, going twice. Boulders. Here's another one of those comps. Record Crowd, 9, Moxie. This is a garage sock comp similar to Pebbles, also $29.99. Another sock garage comp, $29.99. Led Zeppelin's at 190. Zumo says he's here. Sam Squatch is good. Jetstream's good. Webster Vance is good. I think we're good. Theory of a Dead Man. Limited edition picture disc, $39.99 from 2014 picture disc, $39.99. I hadn't seen any Facebook. There we go. Okay, we're still live. Yeah. So this is a picture disc. Song lyrics featuring Nothing Could Come Between Us, Make Up Your Mind, and Point to Proof. Theory of a Dead Man. All right, Anthony's back in on Led Zeppelin at 195. I'm just waiting for a new bid or a couple people to say out on Stevie Ray Vaughan. JK has it for $90. And Michael Nath, just so you know, you're out. Led Zeppelin's at 195, now 200. Snakes and Ladders, the Best of Faces. This is a Rocktober exclusive from a couple years ago. Clear vinyl, $29.99. The Best of Faces. That's another one of those Rocktobers like we had coming this week. This is from a couple years ago. The Best of Faces. They do great titles. $29.99. Michael Nath says he'll let him have it. All right, we're about to wrap that up then. And Led Zeppelin's at 200. Still got two bidders, Anthony Barone and Bruce Guthrie. We Insist. Max Roach's Freedom Now Suite. Max Roach is a remaster, $22.99. It does have some cover damage. Where's that at? Paul says, oh, right here. It looks like something got stuck to it. And it has a big sticker on the back. $22.99. We Insist. Max Roach Freedom Now Suite. $22.99. All right. JK gets the Stevie Ray Vaughan for $90. Yeah, $90. And Led Zeppelin, we're still bidding on that. It's now at $200. Let's introduce a new auction. The new next auction is going to be this right here. Was that Stevie Ray Vaughan? Let's do this other Stevie Ray Vaughan. We have Stevie Ray Vaughan Soul to Soul shrink wrap and hop sticker. Soul to Soul shrink wrap and hop sticker. Let's get this one rolling for a $45 start. There's the hop sticker. Say what? Look, little sister, looking out the window. Come on. Part 3, shrink wrap and hop sticker, SRV. Beautiful vinyl. That is truly a near mint minus record. $45 start for Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's got 2 original price tags on it. Nice shrink wrap. $45 start for SRV Soul to Soul. All right, Anthony Barone, if you're done on Led Zeppelin, just let me know. Bruce has it for $200. Mick Fleetwood, The Visitor. This is an original sealed copy from 1981. Mick Fleetwood, the founding member and drummer of Fleetwood Mac. The Visitor, $19.99, sealed. Anthony's back in on Led Zeppelin at $206. We have The Shape of Jazz to Come, Ornette Coleman. The Shape of Jazz to Come is $24.99. Ornette Coleman, 180 gram reissue, remaster of that. Ornette Coleman, $24.99. And Grand Funk Live album, that is sealed, anniversary edition from Friday Music. Grand Funk Live, $44.99. Bruce, you're outbid on Led Zeppelin. It's now at $206. Stevie Ray Vaughan, I'm looking for a $45 start. Garrett, I will put down your name for one. Put down Garrett Jake for a Stevie Ray Vaughan, Skies Crying. All those analog productions we sold out of, all those analog productions we sold out of, I wasn't going to restock them until maybe later because I had them for so long and we had to discount them. But I've got a couple other items here that I priced last night. A couple more tchotchkes and collectible type pieces here. Let me show a couple of these right quick before I wrap up this crate and wrap up a couple auctions. We've got John Lennon Collector's Edition CD, 3-disc CD set, sealed in the metal tin. John Lennon's 1999 Collector's Edition, 3-CD set, sealed in the metal tin. I got more Christmas ornaments, this time from the Grateful Dead. I have the Grateful Dead Christmas 1996 with one of the Grateful Dead bears. That's $14.99. And I have a Jerry Garcia Christmas ornament, Christmas 1996. That is $19.99. So there's 2 more Christmas ornaments. Those are Grateful Dead ones. Very nice here. We have a very nice Sgt. Pepper's 8-track, $24.99. Very nice label, very nice cartridge in the original cardboard. That's $24.99. $24.99 for the Beatles 8-track. $24.99 on that. And I've got 2 Beatles decals. This is, I guess, like for your car windows, right? $4.99 each. $4.99 each. And that is the Beatles, like the Abbey Road silhouette, and then their logo. That's $49.99. All right, let's update our auctions quick. Let me go to the top of the feed. Led Zeppelin's at $206. Led Zeppelin's at $210. Tony Murphy gets the John Lennon CD set. Jake, that's sold to Tony Murphy. I'll put that right there. Jeff McMaster wants the Grateful Dead Christmas ornament, the bear. That's sold to Jeff McMaster, that Christmas ornament. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. We have Gerard Cacciatore wants the Sgt. Pepper's 8-track. That's sold to Gerard Cacciatore. Jeff got the Grateful Dead bear. Bob McKinney wants Grand Funk Live. This is sold to Bob McKinney, Grand Funk Live. That's sold to Bob McKinney. I'm going to put that, Jake, on top of the John Mayer there. That's sold to Bob McKinney. Brian C., you were second on the Sgt. Pepper's 8-track. Tony Murphy was third. So that leaves the 2 Beatles decals and the Jerry Garcia Christmas ornament. That one actually has Jerry Garcia on it. And a little, looks like a little red Christmas bears whispering in his ear. 1996. And then 2 Beatles window decals, $4.99 each on those. I still got the other Grateful Dead bear, the actual bear, and then I got the Yellow Submarine ornaments before I take those away and put them out here in the store. We do have a bid on Stevie Ray Vaughan for $45 to Michael Knapp. That's now a final call. And where are we at on Led Zeppelin? Boy, we've been bidding on this for a long time. This has been up for like a half hour. Anthony Barone, you are outbid. Bruce Guthrie has it for $210. If you say out, I'm immediately selling it. So if anybody wants in, now's the time to bid. We've been on that for a long time. Henry Pardidez is at $50 on Stevie Ray Vaughan. Back to the bin, Carly Simon. Another Friday Music Remaster, $24.99. Anthony's back in on Led Zeppelin at $215. Anthony's back in at $215. Carly Simon, No Secrets Remaster from Friday Music, $24.99. Simon and Garfunkel, the concert in Central Park. The historic 1981 concert 2LP remaster, that is sealed for $34.99. $34.99. 2015 sealed, $34.99. Anthony's back in on Led Zeppelin, $215. Bruce is right back in at $220. Anthony, you're out. Michael Knapp saddles Stevie Ray Vaughan. Final call to Henry Pardidez for $50. That's a really nice copy. Next is, boy, we've had the whole set of these, haven't we? The Best of the Gold, Volume 6. That's also $14.99. Surprised more people hadn't bought them. Tommy the Who, a sealed remaster from 2014, $39.99. Anthony Barone, you're out on Led Zeppelin. Bruce has it for $220, going once, going twice. And we have the Turtles Golden Hits, another sealed gold vinyl mono remaster, $24.99. The Turtles Golden Hits, gold vinyl mono remaster. Gold vinyl mono remaster. Of course, that has So Happy Together. Anthony's back in on Led Zeppelin at $225. Let's sell Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's sell Stevie Ray Vaughan to Henry Pardidez for $50, Jake. That's now sold. And we have the Association's Greatest Hits, another Friday Music Remaster, $22.99. The Association Friday Music Remaster, $22.99. Bruce, you're out on Led Zeppelin. Our next auction is going to be a Japanese pressing of the Eagles, Hotel California. The Eagles, Hotel California. Almost dropped some 45s. I had quick hands, though. Okay, so the Eagles Hotel California, this is a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing, and this is a $45 start. The Eagles, $45 start. This has the poster with it. Anthony Barone, you're out on Led Zeppelin. Bruce Guthrie has it for $230. Anthony, here's how this is working. As soon as you're bidding, so is Bruce Guthrie. So you might as well be ready to bid as soon as he bids because it's back and forth pretty fast. The Eagles has this insert with it. The vinyl's near mint, minus, and pristine. This is Hotel California. Hotel California, near mint and pristine. And Anthony Barone's in on Led Zeppelin at $250. $45 start. a pristine and very, very nice copy of Hotel California Japanese pressing. Led Zeppelin's at $250. Next is the original Jerry Lee Lewis. This is sealed, mostly sealed, meaning it's got a tear up here. That's $24.99. Bruce is at $275 on Led Zeppelin. This is a sealed RTI pressing, out of print at RTI. $275 of Bruce Guthrie. Theory of a Dead Man, another one. Theory of a Dead Man Gasoline, $54.99. Limited edition special 3D artwork inside, 3D glasses included with the original inner sleeve. $54.99 for Theory of a Dead Man. And we have a Now Yearbook 80 to 84 final chapter, sealed, just $39.99, and that's on colored vinyl. Anthony is out on Led Zeppelin. We may have found our winning bidder. That is Bruce Guthrie at $275. This is now a final call. If you want in, now is definitely the time. Also, we're going to do a quick auction on the Eagles, so if you hadn't bid yet, now is the time. We're looking for a $45 start on the Eagles Hotel California, complete with insert poster Obi, extremely nice top copy. We have, one more time, I'm just going to read the titles that's left in here. The Best of the Gold. We have Volume 8. We have Boulders 10, which is a garage site comp. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Dusty Springfield and Memphis. Paul Revere and the Raiders. Johnny Cash Gold Hits Volume 2, sealed. Night Train, Oscar Peterson. That was a Verve Classics. Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. And we have Best of the Gold Volume 7, Boulders 9, and Theory of a Dead Man. Theory of a Dead Man, Snakes and Ladders, We Insist, Max Roach, Freedom Now Sweet, and Mick Fleetwood, The Visitor. Ornette Coleman, Carly Simon, Simon and Garfunkel, Now Gold Volume 6, Tommy the Who, Turtles Golden Hits, The Association's Greatest Hits, Jerry Lee Lewis, Theory of a Dead Man, and Now Yearbook. And Anthony, once you've set out, you can't bid again. I've got to sell this to Bruce Guthrie for $275. Once you say you're out, you can't bid again because Bruce may have hopped off thinking he won it and then only to find out he's lost it. So this is sold to Bruce Guthrie for $275. That is sold. If anybody wants Eagles Hotel California, this is a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now for the Eagles Hotel California. $45 buy it now. The Now Yearbook is $39.99. Now Yearbook is $39.99. Now, as I promised, I don't have any RTI pressings. Those are now out of print. They're not pressed at RTI anymore, but I do have these. Motherships. They're new and sealed. This is the newest in print. They're $139.99 if anybody wants one. $139.99. I have 1, 2, 3, 5. I've got 6 copies if anybody. They're new and sealed. It's the newest 2023 repress. $139.99 if anybody wants one. $139.99. That's Led Zeppelin Mothership. It's embossed, has the hop sticker. They're new and sealed, and they're $129.99. They may be the same barcode. Let me check here. $129.99, the same barcode. Let me see here. There's a good chance they are actually. They're the same barcode. I can tell they're a little bit different though. This one has a little bit different font to it almost, or a different color. The one that just sold at auction. They're the same barcode, yeah. They're just not pressed at RTI. And speaking of box sets, I'm going to open one tonight and do a YouTube and Facebook unboxing video because I want to listen to these because I'm very curious. Such a big new release. I've got, if this is mine, then I've got 3 copies left. And if I need it, I'll go ahead and sell mine. I'll do a video another time. The Van Halen studio album box set, I've got 3 left. $134.99. $134.99. That's the 5 album set. 5150 OU 812, Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, Balance, and a Studio Rarities. First time ever these have been reissued. Those have never been in print until right now, which is incredible to think. Those hadn't been in print. No takers on Led Zeppelin. Everybody always wants those RTI pressings. I still got those on the shelf. $129.99. $129.99. Okay, nobody took Hotel California either for $45. Rydell Martin got the yearbook. This is sold to Rydell Martin. Fred Carnell was second. And I missed yesterday, fulfilled all pre-orders. Yes, there's all pre-orders are fulfilled. Anything that was due out this week that was a pre-order, everybody got it. No other takers on this. I got a whole nother crate of new vintage arrivals. I've got new auctions. I've got new arrivals and new auctions. And Tanner was my comp. He was looking up some stuff for me. I may have to pass something over to Seth and have him do a comp on it for me. Seth, I need you to do a comp on me for that. Can you do a comp on that for me? He says no. So he'll do that in just a second. That is Tom Petty. He's got a Beach Boys box set that I got to do some comps on. But first is Tom Petty. This is an American treasure. This is a sealed box set. A career-spanning collection, 60 tracks on 6 LPs. Let's put this up for auction. I know what they originally cost, and I know they're out of print, so I'm going to say $125 start. That's Tom Petty. It's sealed, an American treasure. A career-spanning collection, 60 tracks on 6 LPs. It includes previously unreleased recordings, alternate versions of classic songs, live performances, and more. A 48-page booklet of photos and liner notes. Sealed. That's heavy, and it's got like this binder style to it. Very cool. I owned one myself. $125 start. We had one. The shrink wrap got busted open on one, and I never could sell it. And I was like, well, what the heck? I'll keep it. And that's the one I ended up keeping. So let's go back up to, let's grab that next crate of new vintage arrivals that have not been shown tonight. New vintage arrivals and pre-owned records. These have not been shown tonight. Next was Theory of a Dead Man. Greg Rogers. There was 2 Theory of a Dead Man in that crate. Greg Rogers, there was 2 Theory of a Dead Man. And somebody asked about Oscar Peterson, so let me pull that too. Let me pull those 3 records and show them and see if anybody for sure wants them. First, The Theory of a Dead Man, Greg Rogers. That was the next comment. There's 2 different ones. There's Gasoline and Self-Titled. Gasoline here on top, the 3D artwork one. That was $54.99, and then this was a picture disc, $39.99. Greg, those 2 are still available. Jetstream, the Oscar Peterson was Night Train, the Oscar Peterson Trio. That was an acoustic sound series from Verve, $39.99. $39.99. Tom Petty's $125 start. Sealed box set there, if anybody wants those, still available. Got the Led Zeppelin box set, got the Van Halen box set, got the Green Day box set, and we're going to put this up for auction. This is now out of print. This is the original first reissue that came out on green vinyl. They're not on green vinyl anymore. This is the Warrant Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, the second pressings are on clear vinyl. Yeah, so when Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich got its first ever reissue, now about a year ago, this is on green vinyl. This is limited and numbered, number 1088. It is sealed. And it's a $45 start. That's Warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. And that's the first pressing of the reissue. And then they reissued again on clear vinyl, and then they've reissued it again on black vinyl. That's the green vinyl, Warrant, $45 start. Jetstream is going to get that Oscar Peterson, and Greg Rogers wants Gasoline, Theory of a Dead Man. All right, so those are sold. Let me go ahead and tag those. There's Jetstream, and there's Theory of a Dead Man for Greg Rogers. We have a bid on Tom Petty for $125, and Warren is a $45 start. New vintage arrivals, never shown. We have Johnny Cash, Austin City Limits live in Austin, Texas. That is sealed. These are, some of them are pre-owned new, if that makes sense. Some of these are new. That is $29.99. John, we'll talk about a bundle later on those. I know you'll still be watching. I know you'll still be watching. Richard Pryor, Reverend Do Right, Richard Pryor. Never seen that one before. $14.99. $14.99, Richard Pryor. Tom Petty, Final Call, $125. Verdad, maybe. Omar Galelis, El De Bilato, something. This is a 1985 Colombian import. 1999 Colombian import. Shane Devers on Richard Pryor. Shane was first to that. Kenny Cates was second. Fred Carnell wants Johnny C. That's Johnny Cash Live. And Stephen Tuttle is in on the Tom Petty box at $130. Final call on Warren if anybody wants in for $45. Let me mute my mic for 1 second. All righty. Tom Petty's at 130. Roger Ramjet, you're out. Next is Duke Ellington and his famous orchestra and soloists. That's an interesting cover. $14.99. Fred Goodwin collection. Fred Goodwin. We're going back to get more stuff from Fred later this month, actually. We still got a whole garage full of stuff of his we've bought that's still sitting at his house that we got to go move. Records, posters, memorabilia, autographs, lobby cards, photographs, entertainment memorabilia. It's incredible. We have like 2 box trailers full of stuff that we've bought. It's almost been a year since we've been at his house the last time, and all that stuff's been sitting there. They've let us store it there until we could make room for it here. We don't have room for it here yet still, but we got to go back and get it. It's almost been a year, so like 2 box trailers full of stuff. Brother, the Isleys. That's a promo label, $29.99 for the Isleys. Promo label, $29.99. I'll definitely do some videos next time we're at Fred. He also still has about 20,000 records inside of his house, and I've been buying stuff from him for 3 years now. He had about 100,000 albums. If y'all can imagine that, 100,000 albums in his garage, in his house, in his buildings, in bedrooms, his living room, his dining room, on top of his kitchen cabinets. He had records stored in his washroom. There was even records in the bathroom. It was amazing. If y'all remember the Fred Goodwin collection. Slade, Keep Your Hands Off My Power Supply, $24.99. Slade, Keep Your Hands Off My Power Supply, $24.99 for Slade. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, a 1986 OG. This just got slipped in. $34.99 for Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. $34.99 for Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. And Pretty Boy Floyd, Kiss of Death, that is sealed for $31.99. Okay, Stephen Total, let me know if you want back in on Tom Petty. If anybody wants the warrant on green vinyl, it's a $45 buy it now. Green vinyl, $45 buy it now. If anybody wants that, that's on green vinyl, and it's now a buy it now for $45. Lisa Montgomery wants the Bon Jovi. Jake, that's sold to Lisa Montgomery. Roger Ramjet has Tom Petty at $135. Howlin' Wolf, Best of Sun Record Sessions. Howlin' Wolf is $26.99. Interesting. Recorded in Memphis in 51 and 52. Produced by Sam Phillips. Pressed at Palace in Germany. Wow. $26.99. Todd Tipton wants Pretty Boy Floyd. And Kara Bauer gets the warrant. Jake, I'm going to lay that on top of Pretty Boy Floyd. That's a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now. And first on Howlin' Wolf was Patty Kay. Lisa Montgomery second. Fred Carnell third. Let me grab our next auction. Maybe Seth has Beach Boys. Do you have a comp on this, Seth? Okay, Seth said we need to start at $250. Now, this decision was in the hands of Seth. I know it's an out-of-print box set that's very desirable. This is the famous Smile, the Smile Sessions from the Beach Boys. By the way, a really cool box set. It's like 3-dimensional. The lid is like 3-dimensional. It looks like you can actually look inside the shop there. Good vibrations, good vibrations, good vibrations. Smile, the Beach Boys. This is an out-of-print and pretty desirable box set. $250 start. It has a hardback book, The Smile Sessions. I wish I had a sticker to tell us everything that was in there, but this was an interesting time for the Beach Boys. I think this is around the time that Brian Wilson was like hanging out with, what's his name? The Killer. Charles Manson. Dang, I forgot his name. This is, let's see what we have in here. So there's a hardback book. I hadn't got to look at it really myself. This is, there's the hardback book. This is a 5 CDs in this flip folder here. Here's the Smile album, it looks like. Gatefold, very heavy. It also has a book in it, it looks like. 245s. 245s and a poster. And a poster. $250 start. And that's Beach Boys Smile box set. Very cool. Is this something else in here? Or is that the back? That's just the back there. Looks like the back of the cover. Now, I don't think that album was actually ever released. It was never actually released. $250 start. Okay, Tom Petty, 136 and 140. And Stephen Total, you're out. It was Dennis, not Brian. Yes, Dennis. Dennis was hanging out with him. Johnny Cash, Out Among the Stars, sealed, $29.99. Johnny Cash, Out Amongst the Stars, $29.99. Johnny Cash, sealed. Nat King Cole, A Blossom Fell, $9.99 for Nat King Cole, Blasonfeld. The Beach Boys box set is a $250 start. Richard Pryor, Craps, After Hours. Well, we got a lot of these deep cut Richard Pryors I don't see as often. Richard Pryor is $14.99. Roger, you're out on Tom Petty box. No One Sings Like You Anymore. Chris Cornell, $34.99. Sealed. Chris Cornell, $34.99. Kenny Cates. It's a battle between Kenny and Shane on these Richard Pryors. Kenny was first on that one. That's so to Kenny Cates. Roger's out on the Tom Petty box. Stephen Tuttle has that for $141. Obituary, Slowly Rewrite. That is appears unopened, $33.99. $33.99. Michael Nath got the Chris Cornell. JK, you were second. Final call on Tom Petty for $141. Louis Armstrong plays WC Handy. Louis Armstrong is in mono, $14.99. Louis Armstrong. We have, this looks like some kind of metal here. Septic Flesh. That sounds pleasant. Modern Primitive. Strictly limited edition, transparent brown, black, marbled vinyl, $34.99. Septic Flesh. Wow, that's a very scary cover. Randall Garwell on Obituary. That's sold to Randy Garwell. Todd Tipton was second. We're also going to go ahead and sell the Tom Petty box set. I'm going to lay that right here. Let me move these other items. That's sold right there to Stephen Tuttle, Jake, for $141. Final call if you want to get a bid in on the Beach Boys box set for $250. I'm going to move these small items out of the way so I can go get some more and before they fall off. So one more time, I've got two Beatles decals, Beatles logo and Abbey Road, $4.99. The Yellow Submarine buttons were $19.99. Jerry Garcia Christmas ornament, $14.99. And the Grateful Dead Black Peter Bear limited edition in the acrylic case. That was all still available. The bear is $24.99. Let me slide here behind you, Jake, and put this stuff away. It was about to fall off. We don't want that to happen. I'm going to grab this other couple things I have over here. I've even got a baseball. And I've got a microphone radio and a Rolling Stone magazine item I'll show in just a second. So let me lay all that over here. We'll get back to the bin in just a second. Let me put all that right there. Okay, so back to the bin. We had Seether, Karma and Effect, the platinum selling album available for the first time on vinyl, featuring the #1 hit single, Remedy. Burgundy opaque vinyl. That is sealed. Seether, $34.99. Sealed Seether, $34.99. And Godsmack, Lighting Up the Sky, sealed black vinyl, Godsmack, $29.99. And Overkill, music on vinyl, also appears unopened, $33.99. Overkill, $33.99. Craig Ruth first on Seether. If anybody wants the Beach Boys box set, $250 buy it now. $250 buy it now. I'm going to set that back here behind me. So it's available for a buy it now if anybody wants it. Our next auction is Ghostbusters. Original motion picture soundtrack album, Ghostbusters. This is the OG pressing. The vinyl is near mint minus, very clean. Also a very nice cover for a black cover. Usually shows a lot more ring wear. Ghostbusters is the OG $20 start. The original Ghostbusters soundtrack. Next is the Best of Judas Priest. The Best of Judas Priest. Let me show that for a second. There's Ghostbusters. Next is the Best of Judas Priest. And I think this is a German pressing. Let's take a look at it. The Best of Judas Priest. This is pressed in, well, the vinyl's very nice, I can tell you that. I think this is German. Certainly looks like it. Yeah, pretty sure it's a German pressing. Very nice vinyl. That's also a $20 start, and that is the Best of Judas Priest. So vinyl is EX Plus near mint minus, closer to near mint minus. Has one little spine crackle up here at the top. Typical kind of European cover, and that's a $20 start. $20 start. A solid VG Plus cover, though. Craig Ruth also wanted the Godsmack, so Craig got Seether and Godsmack. Todd Tipton got Overkill. And these are up for bid. If you want to bid, put the numerical and then your bid, and those are $20 starts on either ones. That was the only Godsmack record in this store, actually. I don't think I have any other Godsmack. Godsmack is pretty bad about their catalog. It's probably not them. It's probably the record label, but nothing's in print, really. Deep Purple, Who Do They Think We Are? Deep Purple is $26.99 with the lyric insert. Deep Purple, Who Do They Think We Are? $26.99. Judas Priest is at $20.20 and now $23. Johnny Cash, Live at San Quentin. These have become very desirable over the last 4 or 5 years. This is the original press on the Columbia 2i label. $34.99 on Johnny Cash at San Quentin. Also, Robin Williams, Reality, What a Concept. Robin Williams, another comedy record, $14.99. That's on Casablanca. Judas Priest, $23.25. Richard Pryor, The Wizard of Comedy, for adults only. This is near mint in shrink wrap. Richard Pryor, there's another one. Let's see if Kenny or Shane gets it. $14.99. Ghostbusters, no bid yet. Looking for a $20 start. Who are you going to bid on? Ghostbusters, $20 start. That was the cheesiest line I've said all night, right, Jake? We have an AM/FM microphone radio. I thought this was pretty cool. I've priced it for $34.99. A pretty similar one had sold on eBay for $50 plus shipping. This is a microphone radio. It actually looks really cool. I think it's sometime from the 80s maybe. It's a microphone radio. There's the antenna. It runs on AA batteries, or you can plug it up to a 6-volt. And I think this lights up. $34.99. It's in the original box, but looks pretty cool if you put it on your record shelf or next to your record memorabilia. But yeah, it's an AM/FM radio. It's an AM/FM radio. That's, of course, the speaker. And I think this lights up. Yeah, the on-the-air sign lights up when the power's on. Contemporary entertainment with a nostalgic radio. Rotary tuning and volume controls. It has a 6-volt adapter not included, or 4 AA batteries. And that's $34.99. Looks pretty much unused. Pretty sure it's unused or near mint in box. That's an on-the-air microphone. Looks like that ribbon nostalgic microphone from the 50s. $34.99. That came from Dale from the Pittsburgh collection. I think he just had that sitting on like his shelf with all of his other. He collected toy jukeboxes too. We got all those in the back. He collected toy jukeboxes. He liked all that 50s nostalgic looking stuff. So yeah, $34.99. That's the AM/FM. And I like how the on-the-air lights up. I thought that's pretty cool. But one very similar to this had sold for $50 plus shipping on eBay. Not this exact one, but one very similar. Very similar. $34.99 on that. New, and that is there. Okay, so let me go back up to the top and get caught up here. So way back up to the top, Judas Priest was at 25. Shane was first on Richard Pryor, and then Sarah, and then Vicky. John Porter bid 26 on Judas Priest. Colin was fourth on Richard Pryor. Kenny was fifth. Ghostbusters is at 20-22. Judas Priest is at 30. Ghostbusters 25. Leslie Holt's going to take the radio, and that's stickered, so we'll just sell that to Leslie. Thank you, Leslie. Plus, she picks up. We won't have to ship it. That's even better for both of us. Rich Shockley's at 27 on Ghostbusters, and John Smetzer's at 30. And Sarah wanted Robin. Oh, yeah, okay. Hold on a second. Time out. I made a mistake. Shane still gets Richard Pryor, but he was also first to Robin Williams. Shane put RW, and then Sarah put RW. So Shane was first, and then Sarah was second, and then Shane was first on Richard Pryor. So, Jake, that's still correct. He still gets Richard Pryor, but also he gets Robin Williams, and Sarah, you were second. Sorry about that. Ghostbusters at 30-32, and Judas Priest is at 30 with Jeff Rice. The Vest of Judas Priest, German pressing. Stone Temple Pilots. This is the Walmart Blue Splatter sealed. Actually, Paul has it marked for an auction. So I'll just go ahead and make it a buy it now. He said a $35 start. Let's make it a $35 buy it now. Blue Splatter vinyl from Walmart. $35 start. Sealed. Sealed. Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. Very nice looking copy in the original brown bag. Cover variant A, $49.99. Cover variant A, $49.99, In Through the Outdoor, and the inner sleeve has not been dampened. If you put water on the inner sleeve, it changes colors. So several things unique about this album. First, the inner sleeve. If you put water on it, it changes colors. There's 7 different covers. There's 7 different variants. You can tell the difference, obviously, by looking at it, but also up here on the top, there's a letter A. That was cover variant 1, and it came in a brown paper bag. It came in a brown paper bag, and that is a very nice and near mint copy, $49.99. $49.99. Okay, Ghostbusters is at $30-32. Thomas Hujar gets the SDP, and Jake, that was a quick buy now for $35. Mike Bolton, you were second. Michael Nath third. Shane Devers fourth. This is a $49.99. It's cover variant A. Cover variant A. And Judas Priest is now a final call. Jeff Rice has that for $30. No one else has bid, so that's a final call. And no one else has bid on Ghostbusters. Rich Shockley has that for $32. 30 and 32 on those. Next is White Lion, big game. Wow, haven't seen that in a while. Low number, unopened, big game. I remember when we had those in stock, they sold out and then I couldn't get them anymore. And I don't think they ever released it on black vinyl. $44.99. White vinyl, white line, big game. $44.99. Jimi Hendrix Experience, RU Experience. This is the 180 gram. This is pressed actually at QRP. Great sounding record for what it is, $24.99. Yes, this is a 79 OG pressing. Yes, 79 OG pressing, Patty. Next is Red Fox. Get ready for the comments to come in. $14.99. Laugh your donkey off. Laugh your donkey off. Of course, I think that means something else. $14.99. All right, let's end these two auctions. Jake, the Best of Judas Priest is sold to Jeff Rice for $30. Jeff Rice gets that for $30. I'm going to put that right here, actually. And the Ghostbusters is sold for $32 to Rich Shockley. So Jeff Rice 30, Rich Shockley 32 on the Ghostbusters. This is $14.99. Rolling Stone Magazine CD and mug gift set, early rock edition, includes 15-track CD, a logo mug, and a 6-month subscription. I wonder if that's still, I don't know if you can still redeem that. $14.99. So it has a CD with artists such as Buddy Holly, Leslie Gore, The Angels, the Del Vikings, Mary Wells, the Shangri-Las, the Safaris, and that is $14.99. Rolling Stone Magazine CD and mug gift set. And you have a subscription. You can call them and say, hey, I've got this 6-month subscription. Chad told me I could redeem it. Kenny Case Jr., first to the Richard Pryor. Kenny Case first to that. Shane Devers was second. And Patty K does want the Led Zeppelin. I'm really surprised no one's bought White Line. Really surprised on that. Next is Johnny Cash, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Sealed 2018 reissue remaster, $24.99. Johnny Cash, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Featuring the legend of John Henry's hammer, $24.99. Sealed Johnny Cash. And the jazz legend, Louis Armstrong, that's also sealed. Louis Armstrong, $22.99. The jazz legend, $22.99. Buddy Holly and the Crickets, 20 Golden Greats, $24.99. $24.99. All right, our next auction is Great White. Great White. Great White, once bitten. This should definitely be saved tomorrow for Metal Night, but we're going to send it to a new home right now. Great White, once bitten. This is about a solid EX copy. It's a solid EX copy. It's not EX plus near mint minus, but it's a very solid EX copy. Of course, it is OG, comes in that just original plastic inner sleeve. This album is not in print, and it hadn't been reissued in a long time. $35 start for Great White Once Bitten. Great White Once Bitten, $35 start. That was Thomas Hujars for $35. You got it. Now, let's check out this copy of Santana. Santana. Santana is a Columbia 2i OG pressing. Look how nice the vinyl is. This is the OG first pressing of this album. This is a very nice copy. Santana. EX Plus to near mint minus on the vinyl with the original Columbia 2i label. This is going to be a $25 start. Santana. Their self-titled debut album. There's a little bit of cover wear right here. A little bit of cover wear on the spine. That's a $25 start. Greg's at $35 on Great White. $25 on Santana. Next is You Made Me So Very Happy, Lou Rawls. $9.99 for Lou Rawls. Wizards from the South Side. Great blues compilation here. $24.99. Wizards from the South Side. $24.99. Great blues comp, $24.99. Country Music Time Life compilation from Elvis Presley, $14.99. Blue Moon of Kentucky, You're Cheating hardcover, Suspicious Minds, $14.99 for Elvis Presley. Next is Seether Disclaimer 2, the breakout sophomore album available for the first time on vinyl and featuring the platinum single Brogan, Raspberry Red Opaque Vinyl, sealed. Seether, $39.99. Lisa Montgomery wants Wizards of the South Side. Greg Rogers has Great White for $35. Going once, going twice. Santana's at $25. No bid. Looking for a bid. Final call on that. The Greatest of Nat King Cole Volume 1. $12.99. Chris B. Jack is in on Great White at $36. Fred Carnell gets Seether. That's so to Fred Carnell. Next is Wesley Arms. This is No Place Like Home autographed. $99.99. Sealed, out of print, autographed. I remember when I had these. I got these from a guy that worked with this band who lives here in Lebanon. I think he helped promoted their tour, and he had like a whole factory case of these that we auctioned and sold off for about a month. Wesley Arms, No Place Is Home. That's sealed, or that's autographed, $99.99. Great White's at $36.37. Mark Lent is at $33 on Santana. Mark Lent's at $33 on Santana. Great pressing of that album there. Santana's debut, original first press. Ryan Willis wants Nat King Cole. Ryan, I'm assuming that was for the greatest hits. And he also wants the Jimi Hendrix RU Experience, one of the greatest debut albums of all time. That's so to Ryan Willis. Montrose, Warner Brothers presents Montrose, 1999. Very cool cover there. Looks like a movie poster. And the Best of the Doobies, 1999. Best of the Doobies. Great track listing on that. 1999. Michael Nath is in on Santana for $35. G.C. Colleton says he'll take Montrose. That's so to G.C. Colleton. So Great White is at $37 with Jeffrey Snyder. Greg just bid $40. So new high bid's $40. And Santana's at $35, and that means Mark Lent, you're out. Let me know if you want back in. Johnny Cash, Hymns from the Heart, 1999. Johnny Cash, Hymns from the Heart. Columbia 2i, 1999. Johnny Cash, Hymns from the Heart. Deep Purple, Come Taste the Band, $24.99 for Deep Purple, Come Taste the Band. Warner Brothers, Oasis label. Deep Purple's $24.99. We also have the Doobie Brothers, Stampede, one of their original studio albums, 1999. Mark Lent's back on Santana at $39. Michael Nath, you're out. Jesse Hood wants the Johnny Cash. That's an early gospel album from him. That's sold to Jesse Hood. Wu-Tang Clan, Pinky Ring. Wu-Tang Clan, Pinky Ring, $14.99. A promo 12-inch single. Michael Nath's back in on Santana at $40. And Witchcraft Legend. Witchcraft Legend. Brown with gold marbled vinyl, Stoner Rock. $39.99. Shakedown gets the Wu-Tang Clan. That's so too. Shakedown. Jeff McMaster second. Let's do a final call on Great White. No one else has bid. Greg Rogers has Great White. It's a solid EX copy. Once bitten, $40 to Greg Rogers. Final call. Santana's also at $40 with Michael Nath. Mark Lent, you're out. Final call. Fred Carnell gets Witchcraft. Joshua was second. We have Nat King Cole, Songs for Two in Love. We go from Stoner Rock to Nat King Cole. $9.99 for Nat. And Satchmo, Louis Armstrong, $14.99 for Louis Armstrong. And Crossroads, that's a soundtrack, music by Ry Cooder. That's a German pressing, $19.99. Mark Lent's backing on Santana at $46. Michael Nath, you're out. And Michael Nath says he's out for good. Mark Lent has Santana for $46. Going twice, going three times. And first, let me pull Crossroads for Michael Nath. That's sold to Michael Nath, and Jetstream wants the Satchmo. Okay, and I was about to pull Great White, which I'm going to right now. Nobody else bid. That's a pretty good deal for what I've sold these before. $40, and that's sold to Michael Nath. Nope, sorry. That was a Santana bid. Greg Rogers, Jake. Greg Rogers on Great White. And set that one aside because I need to clean it and put it in a new sleeve. And then new bid on Santana. Mark Lent, you're out. Michael Nath was out. But now we have a new bidder with Pamela at 48. I'm just going to read the titles left in here one more time. And then we're going to do our first official huge recap of the night. And if you missed the new vinyl for tonight, one of our best selections in a while, we'll have a lot more tomorrow night. We'll have new vintage tomorrow night. And we'll have lots of metal auctions. Look for the hot post in the morning. We're about to do a big recap of everything for tonight, including new and vintage. And any auctions that didn't sell, etc. I got more stuff to auction. I can't believe it's already 10:14. We've been live for 3 hours and 15 minutes. We still got 179 people watching, and we're going to keep going. Let's see what we have here with Pink Floyd. This is something that was originally ours. It has a very glossy cover. It has a barcode on the back. I don't think it's a reissue. Yeah, it's a reissue. It's 180 gram. I just don't know which version. I've never seen one that's this glossy with a barcode like that. Let me go grab one of the other ones and see what it looks like. Either way, I'm going to start it for $35. Is that how the other ones look? No, the other ones don't have a barcode on the back. This is very interesting. The new ones don't have a barcode on the back like this. So I sold it, I guess, a few years ago to Kyle. Now it's been almost 2 or 3 years ago. Gatefold. It's very glossy. It has a barcode on the back. Yeah, our price tag was on the back from 3 years ago. Let's start this at $35. It is near mint. I don't think that's 180 gram, but it is new vinyl. It is new vinyl. $35 start on Pink Floyd. If anything, that's a very nice cover, even if it's new. Has great colors because the old ones just don't look quite like that. Pamela's at 48 on Santana. Mark Lent's at 53. Here's what's left in here. One more time on this bin. That was the D. Verdad, Duke Ellington and his famous orchestra. The Isleys, Brother, Brother, Brother. That was a promo copy. Slade is still available. Keep Your Hands Off My Power Supply. Johnny Cash, Nat King Cole, Louis Armstrong. The Septic Flesh, Deep Purple. Also Johnny Cash, San Quentin. White Line is still available. Johnny Cash, Louis Armstrong, Buddy Holly, Lou Rawls, Elvis, Country Music. We have Country Music Time Life, Wesley Arms, the Doobie Brothers, Deep Purple, Doobie Brothers, and Nat King Cole. Thomas Bowman's in on Pink Floyd at $35, and price on Septic Flesh. Septic Flesh is $34.99. $34.99. Pink Floyd's at $35. Pamela, let me know if you want backing on Santana. Mark Lynn has that for $53. Let me do a bit of crate condensing here. Do we just have... No, we got 2 auctions up. Let me move some box sets around that are still available, and I'm going to do some crate condensing. Let's see which one I went through last. I think it was this one, so let me put these with these. Empty up some crates to give to Jake and Seth. And let's go back. Probably going to go back in time pretty much to the beginning of the show and see what we have here. So there's the crate of vintage. There was our last crate of new vinyl we went through. Another crate of vintage, but first, let me move those to the front. There's that crate of new vinyl. And that was pre-owned stuff. That was some really good pre-owned stuff there. Put those right there. And there's an empty crate. And let's see, yeah. So there was a lot of the Friday, or it's not Friday music, a lot of the Rocktober exclusives that we are sold out of, that we have waiting lists for. I'll try to grab those here in a minute and remind everybody. I still got all the pre-orders, but yeah, a lot of stuff came in today. We had 4 crates of stuff already sold before we got started. So we had four crates of new vinyl already sold before we even got the show started from pre-orders. So big deal on that. All right, let's go ahead and sell Thomas Bowman Pink Floyd for just $35. Only bidder on that. Thomas Bowman, thank you. And hadn't seen your name in a couple weeks, I don't think, so welcome back. Santana's at 53 with Mark Lent. Pamela's at 55. Jake, can you make a note to check on Witchcraft for Joshua Cross? Witchcraft. I will check on that. Any Boston Red Sox fan, this is a limited edition colored baseball of Fenway Park, $9.99. It's in an acrylic holder, which has been cracked, but pretty cool, like a colorized baseball here, Fenway Park. I actually found that in with some record stuff. $9.99. Mark Lentz at 63 on Santana. Okay, so the first Rocktober exclusive we still have in stock is on blue vinyl. The Best of ZZ Top, $29.99. The Best of ZZ Top, blue vinyl, $29.99. I'll take any of the waiting list. Do you have all those? Just all of them? I'll take all of them because I'm going to remind people some of the waiting list we have because some of them are big. Yeah, for sure. I'll take those too. All right, so ZZ Top is on blue vinyl, $29.99. That's my last 2 copies. Pamela's out on Santana. Mark Lynn has that for $63. Final call. That was the OG press of that. I got a 45 to auction. I think I've shown it before, but I'm going to reduce it and put it up for bid. This is Martha and the Vandellas, a white label promo of Nowhere to Run. Martha and the Vandellas, a white label promo of Nowhere to Run. White label promo, Gordy, Motown, 1965, Nowhere to Run. EX Plus on the vinyl, $20 start. The B-side is Motoring, $20 start. That's now up for auction. Final call on Santana. The other Rocktober was Buffalo Springfield. That was limited edition clear vinyl in mono. Buffalo Springfield again. 2 copies of that left for $29.99. 1 copy of Death Angel remaining. Music on vinyl, Death Angel Act 3. Death Angel Act 3, $39.99. And the big new release, The Darkness, a 20th anniversary limited edition blue marbled vinyl, $31.99. Blue marbled vinyl, $31.99. Brian C. wants a Buffalo Springfield. That's sold to Brian C. Buffalo Springfield again. Brian, I could have swore you bought one of those earlier, but maybe not. Sell that to Brian C. Buffalo Springfield and accept Metal Heart. That's on music on vinyl, new and sealed. Accept Metal Heart, $39.99. Let's go ahead and sell the Santana for $63 to Jake or to Jake to Mark Lent, $63. That's sold to him. Mark Lent for $63. And the Martha and the Vandellas is a $20 start. What else do I have up for auction? I might have to grab... We did open one of our newest shipments of Japanese vinyl. I've only sold one item out of there. I may pull one more just to keep your mind entertained on the auction block as I do a recap. Boy, there's some great titles in here. Let's do this one right here. One of my favorite albums, of course. The Beatles' Rubber Soul. White line was $44.99, Greg Rogers. Let's take a look at the Beatles' Rubber Soul. This is amazingly beautiful vinyl. $55 start. Rubber Soul, Japanese pressing. That looked absolutely dead mint. There's the original black inner sleeve. There's the Japanese insert. There's the cover and obi. $55 start on Rubber Soul. $55 start on Rubber Soul. Also, new release, it's an import only. Howard Jones, Celebrate It Together. The very best of Howard Jones, $64.99. 2 LP, mint green colored vinyl. The very best of Howard Jones. Destruction, Sentence of Death. Destruction is $49.99. Sentence of Death. And Metal Church, music on vinyl, new and sealed, $39.99. Metal Church, new and sealed MOV, $39.99. Portugal the Man, only copy I have left of Woodstock with their hit single Feel It Still, and that is $29.99. Portugal the Man, $29.99. Jackson C. Frank, new release, My Name is Carnival. Session recordings from 68 to 74, including Blues Run the Game, $29.99 for Jackson C. Frank. Testament Live, 1997, colored vinyl, $28.99. Leslie wants PTM, Portugal the Man. That's sold to Leslie Holt. Looking for a $55 start on Rubber Soul, and I'm going to go ahead and make Martha and the Vandellas buy it now for $20 if anybody wants it. That's nowhere to run. $20 buy it now on that if anybody wants it. Very nice copy of that for a promo copy. Motown record, $20 buy it now if anybody wants it. I had it marked not significantly more, but I had it marked quite more than that. Destruction, released from Agony, $49.99. Also, Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary. New and sealed music on vinyl, $39.99. 4 copies left of the Ghoul music, Sounds and Dance Music, Frankie Stein, limited to 900. First time it's been released since 1965, $33.99. The Dr. Seuss Grinch soundtrack, the 2008 movie, $31.99. A new Holly Dolly Christmas on silver vinyl, $31.99. Special limited edition silver vinyl, a Holly Dolly Christmas, $31.99. Colin Butler wants a Ghoul music. That's sold to Colin Butler. Another new Rocktober colored vinyl release is the Monkees Greatest Hits. Limited edition yellow flame vinyl, the Monkees Greatest Hits, $29.99. I've got 3 Mudhoneys left. First time this has been repressed in a long time. Super Fuzz Big Muff, $28.99. Special anniversary edition on mustard yellow vinyl. I got 3 left, $28.99. Joe Bonamassa, new release, Blues Deluxe Volume 2. Blue vinyl, $33.99. Huge restock of Kiss, The Carnival of Soul, The Final Sessions, $33.99. 2 copies left of the new and sealed Rocktober blue vinyl Talking Heads. That's $29.99, Talking Heads. Testament Low, $39.99 for Testament Low. And, of course, Ace Frehley, $33.99, Kiss. And Halloween Metal Jukebox, $38.99. $38.99. All right, if anybody wants the Beatles, extremely nice Japanese UK Flag Series number 6, $55 buy now. Let's go over the stuff that has not sold tonight before I bring out our next crate. Rubber Soul is a Japanese pressing for a $55 buy now. Rubber Soul's a $55 buy now. Stephen Tuttle says he'll take a best of ZZ Top. That's sold to Stephen Tuttle. Also over here, the only other 2 things that have not sold tonight as far as LPs, Eagles Hotel California, complete with insert, obi of course, and poster, $45 buy it now. And the only thing I think in the hot picture that has not sold is the Man with a Golden Gun. And that's a $45 buy it now. I think that's the only thing that has not sold that was in the original hot picture for tonight. That's a James Bond original soundtrack, Man with a Golden Gun. What night will new on sale that we mentioned a couple nights ago? Let's see. It probably won't be tomorrow, but that will be Friday or Saturday. I got to go through on that. What was the price on ZZ Top? I've got 1 copy left for $29.99. Blue vinyl, 1 copy left. Now, there's also a lot of waiting list. We had a waiting list for Arrested Development. We had a waiting list for a Rush Unofficial, Dreaming Out. Volume 1 and Volume 2. Michael Nath takes the ZZ Top, so if anybody wants to start a waiting list, I'm now sold out of ZZ Top. We had a waiting list for Cars Greatest Hits. The Cars Greatest Hits on red vinyl, we sold out of that. We had Van Morrison waiting list for Astral Weeks on green vinyl. We sold out of that. We got to look up Joe Strummer for Craig Thomas. Metallica Garage Days Revisited. Got a waiting list for that. Bad Company self-titled. That was a big one. I sold a bunch. I had a bunch of extras, and then we had a waiting list still. Greg Rogers, Darren Wortman on that one. And then I announced it earlier. Coming out is Ozzy Bark at the Moon on blue vinyl. First time ever that album's been reissued. We've got a waiting list started for that. If you're not on Facebook and you can't pre-order it, let me know. And then there's another waiting list for that Stevie Ray Vaughan. So there's those. Just so you know, Colton Banks, the James Bond is $45. That's a buy it now for $45. Jake, I'm going to hand those to you so we don't lose them. Very important waiting list there. So that crate had left Buffalo Springfield, Death Angel, The Darkness, Accept, Howard Jones, Destruction, Metal Church, Jackson C. Frank, Testament, Destruction, Boogie Down Productions, Ghoul Music, Grinch, Dolly Christmas, Monkey's Greatest Hits, Mudhoney, Joe Bonamassa, Kiss, Talking Heads, Testament, Ace Frehley, and Halloween. That was one of the crates of new vinyl left over. That was three crates condensed into one. Okay, now I'm going to go through one of the crates of vintage from tonight as a buy it now best offer. I think this may be the only crate of new stuff I'll go through buy it now best offer. Just to recap, and if you've been hanging around since pretty much 7 o'clock, 3.5 hours ago, I'll discount some of these a little, maybe a little. And I have somebody interested in all the comps that I have in here, so we'll do those in just a second. So first, we have Les Paul Now. That's a Phase 4 stereo, which is almost like a quadraphonic release, I think. It's a UK import and shrink wrap Les Paul, $14.99. Doug Kershaw, Alive and Pickin', $14.99, recorded live in Atlanta, Georgia. Chet Atkins, The Guitar Genius, $9.99 on that. The Very Best of Buddy Holly and the Crickets, that's a 2LP remaster, $34.99. Ray Charles Story, 14 all-time hits by the Genius, Volume 3, $14.99. There's the Best of Gold, Volume 4, the 50s. We have Zac Brown Band, The Foundation, sealed $124.99. $124.99. Jake, let's sell Les Paul to Michael Nath for $12. That's sold to Michael Nath for $12. Shout, the Isley Brothers, $19.99, a 2013 pressing for Shout, the Isley Brothers. There's Mahalia Jackson, You'll Never Walk Alone, $14.99 for Mahalia. The Best of Ray Charles, that's in shrink wrap, and it's an older pressing, $16.99 for Ray Charles. There's Best of Gold again. We have The Importance of Being Earnest, Ernest Tubb, $14.99. Doug Kershaw, The Louisiana Man, $14.99. This was the Lord Huron Lonesome Dreams, and that was a Newberry Comics exclusive glow-in-the-dark vinyl, limited to 1,000, $49.99. Buck Owens sings Tommy Collins. Buck Owens is a 63 Scranton press, $19.99. Jetstream said he would give $10 for MJ. Mahalia Jackson, go ahead and sell that for $10 to Jetstream. The Best of Gold, there's another one of those. We have Ernest Tubb Favorites. That's another UK import for $14.99. Silverchair Neon Ballroom. Silverchair Neon Ballroom. Music on vinyl, $39.99. Johnny Cash, his Greatest Hits Volume 2. VG Plus Condition, $17.99. VG Plus Condition, $17.99. Best of Gold. I'm making a pile of those because if Porter is still watching, John Porter, I think he wanted a bundle deal on those. I don't know if he's still with us or not. The Great Buddy Holly, VG Condition, $9.99. Artie Shaw and his orchestra, Moonglow, VG Plus Condition, $9.99. That's in mono. We have the Ray Charles Story. That's a VG Plus, $21.99. That's a 62 mono. 29 all-time hits. Has that great stuff on it, like What I'd Say and I've Got a Woman. That's VG Plus, $21.99, a 62 mono. Johnny Cash, Now There Was a Song. That's VG minus for $9.99. Buddy Holly, For the First Time Anywhere, VG Plus, $14.99. There's Best of Gold Volume 9. We have Johnny Cash self-titled, VG Plus, $16.99. That's a Harmony release. Flip Wilson, You Devil You, VG Plus, $9.99. Jimi Hendrix, Smash Hits, VG Condition, $14.99. Smash Hits, VG Condition, $14.99. I'm a Stranger 2, Chris Smither, VG Plus $39.99 in shrink wrap. Johnny Cash Orange Blossom Special. I need to do a Johnny Cash bundle. Anybody want to claim dibs to a Johnny Cash bundle, and I'll price them to you. There's a bunch in here. Gordon Lightfoot, if you could read my mind, EX $12.99. Louis Armstrong All-Stars, that's EX $12.99. Gladys Knight and the Pips soundtrack to Pipe Dreams, EX $12.99. Lou Rawls, All Things in Time, that's EX Condition $9.99. Joe Cocker, Jamaica Say You Will, EX $12.99. And Johnny Cash Big River, that's VG Plus $14.99. And the last one here is Louis Armstrong, the Chicago concert, EX $17.99. Chris B. Jack wants Buddy Holly, First Time. This is sold to Chris B. Jack. Now, John Porter, I'll give you a price on these first. John Porter, we have Best of Gold. I'll pull the other ones out in just a second. Best of Gold 9, or excuse me, Best of Gold 60s, Volume 9, Best of Gold 60s, Volume 10, and we have Best of Gold 50s, Volume 2, 4, and 5. And these are $15 each, essentially. If you want these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll do them for $55. Those 5 for $55, that's $20 off. That's $20 off, John Porter. How could you say no? $55 for those. Pamela said 6 for Gordon Lightfoot. I think you meant to say 10, right? I will sell that to you for $10 if you want it, Pamela. And then, John, I'll give you a price on the other ones, very similar to that price, in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out in case Pamela says yes. And I'm going to set this crate off behind me so I can grab another crate. So let me do that right now. Let me move these empty crates. Actually, we went through that really quick. Let's see. John Duran says he wants the gold compilations if John Porter passes. So, John, let me know if you want those for $55. John Porter, if not, John Duran gets them. So, Jake, those are going to be sold to somebody. And then there's Gordon Lightfoot. I'm going to set this bin off behind me. So we've been through a bin of new vinyl recap. I've got one more bin of new vinyl. I'm going to go through it very quickly, but it was new releases for tonight. It feels like not too long ago I was already showing these. So let me go through these one more time very, very quickly. New vinyl restocks. A lot of Kiss and Sabotage restocks in here. A lot of Sabotage restocks. We have Kiss Alive. Kiss Alive. We have Sabotage Hall the Mountain King. We have Rush Vapor Trails, Ryan Adams, so Kiss Alive, Sabotage, also Rush Vapor Trails, Ryan Adams, Steve Miller Band, Dwight Yoakam. We have Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons, and Paul Stanley Picture Disc, Sabotage Gutter Ballet, Puddle of Mud, Exodus, also Silverchair, Kiss Self-Titled, Accept, Halloween, and Kiss Dynasty. That was a very quick recap. Kiss Dynasty, Halloween, Accept, Kiss Self-Titled, Silverchair, Exodus, Puddle of Mud, Sabotage, Gutter Ballet, 3 solo album picture disc, Dwight Yoakam, Steve Miller Band, Ryan Adams, Rush Vapor Trail, Sabotage, and Kiss. I can pull the other ones, which I'm about to do, but they're going to be the same price, which is $11 each. So they're all going to be the same price. Because I think John Duran wants these for $11 each if you don't. So same thing, $11 each on those. But if you want them, I'll pull them all for you, and they'll be $11 each. That's going to be the price on them. Okay, and then what was the Dwight Yoakam Live Austin City Limits, $33.99. Arthur was possibly interested in a Johnny Cash bundle. Let me go ahead and do that anyway, because if you pass, there's probably a good chance somebody else is going to want it anyway. So let me pull all the Johnny Cash that was in there. There's 2 more. There's 2. There's 2 more. There's another one. And we'll see what's here in this first bin. I think there's more even in the next crate. So we have Big River, Orange Blossom Special, self-titled, Now There Was a Song, and Greatest Hits Volume 2. So this is, let me price these to you. We'll do 10 and 15 is 25, and 15 is 30 is 40. 40, we'll do that one for 5. Well, that's half off. That's 45, and we'll do $3 off that. 45, 50, 60. $60 for these. $60 for those 3 5 albums. $60 if anybody wants those. Okay, and then let me see. So, Jake, wait on these for just a second. It looks like John's going to get them, but we're about to add more to them. And then Homeland Conspiracy wants the Dwight Yoakam from that last bin. So, Homeland Conspiracy, Live Austin City Limits, that's sold for $33.99. And the Kiss picture disc are $38.99. $38.99. There's Paul, Gene, and Ace. I don't have Peter. So There's another volume 8. Let me pull all these. Okay, so here's another recap. Boulders, 10. Moxie, that's a garage site comp, $29.99. Also, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, $49.99. That has the misprint label. The label says The Bad, the Good, and the Ugly. And Dusty Springfield in Memphis, RTI, Son of a Preacher Man, pressed at RTI, $54.99. Clay Moore wants a Gene Simmons picture disc. Let's sell that to Clay Moore, unless whoever asked first wanted it. Who asked first about the picture disc prices? Jeff Rice. Jeff, I'm going to sell this to Clay Moore unless you wanted it. So let me put that there. Let me keep adding to this stack here. Fred Carnell wants the site comp. That's sold to Fred Carnell. So that's Dwight Yoakam, Gene Simmons to somebody, either Jeff or Clay, and then Fred Carnell on the site comp. Paul Revere, The Spirit of 67, that's sealed, $29.99. Johnny Cash, Original Golden Hits Volume 2, that's sealed for $39.99. Bob Seger's Greatest Hits, $26.99. There's another Best of Gold. Keep adding to that pile. There's several more in here. Boulders, there's another Garage Site Comp, 9. Moxie, that's $29.99. Garage Site Comp, similar to Pebbles, $29.99. Sealed. Can't believe this is still available. This is the Best of Faces limited edition clear vinyl. It includes Ooh La La, Stay With Me. That's Rod Stewart and Faces. Sealed, $29.99 on clear vinyl. Really surprised no one grabbed that. Jeff Rice says he wants all 3 pictures of this. So that scratches out Clay Moore. So let me pull that back. We'll take Clay out of the stack. And Clay, if it's okay, I'll order another Gene Simmons for you, because Jeff's going to take all 3 of these for $38.99. Ace, Paul, and Gene. So Clay, if it's okay, I'll have to put you on a waiting list. So all 3 of those are Jeff Rice, Jeff Rice, Jeff Rice. There's Fred Carnell Syke. And Nick Bargeron offered $22 for Bob Seger. I will sell this to you for $25. These are new, I think, $39.99. This is near mint 2017 pressing. $25, Nick. $25 on that. We Insist, Max Roach Freedom Now Suite, $22.99. That's a remaster. Mick Fleetwood was an original sealed copy from 1981, $19.99. Nick Bargeron said sold on Bob Seger for $25. We have The Shape of Jazz to Come, Ornette Coleman, $24.99. Carly Simon, No Secrets. That's a Friday Music Remaster, $24.99. Let's sell Eric Gooden, The Faces, for $25. That's also sold for $25 to Eric Gooden. Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. Simon and Garfunkel, the concert in Central Park. Sealed, $34.99, a 2015 180-gram remaster. Simon and Garfunkel. There's another Best of 60s. And John, I'll go over those one more time for you in just a second. This is Tommy the Who, sealed, $39.99, a 2014 remaster. Fred, you got the last comp for $29.99. I'll say that one for $25. We're on a $25 streak. Let me know if you want that one for $25 as well. I'll lay it up here in pending. The Turtles, More Golden Hits, sealed, 2016 gold vinyl mono remaster, $24.99. $24.99. The Association's Greatest Hits, that's also a remaster. Cherish, Wendy, Never My Love, Along Comes Mary, that is $22.99. Fred Carnell gets this other comp for $25. That's sold to Fred Carnell. The original Jerry Lee Lewis, sealed, $24.99. $24.99. Theory of a Dead Man, $39.99, a 2014 picture disc. Theory of a Dead Man, $39.99. This is that last crate that I just went through a moment ago. De Verdad, that is $19.99, 1985 Colombian import. Duke Ellington and his famous orchestra, $14.99. Brother, 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 the Isleys, $29.99. We're going to sell John Porter, The Association, for $17. That's sold to John Porter. Slade, Keep Your Hands Off My Power Supply, $24.99. Johnny Cash, Out Among the Stars, sealed, $29.99. That was sealed. Nat King Cole, $9.99 on Nat King Cole. Louis Armstrong, mono, $14.99. Deep Purple, Who Do They Think We Are, $26.99. Johnny Cash at San Quentin, $34.99. White Lion, Big Game, limited 1,000 on white vinyl, $44.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Johnny Cash, sealed, $24.99. The Jazz Legend, Louis Armstrong, that's also an original sealed record, $22.99. Buddy Holly and the Crickets, 20 Golden Greats, $24.99. You've Made Me So Very Happy, Lou Rawls, $9.99. This is an Elvis compilation, Country Music Time Life, $14.99. And Wesley Arms, No Place No Place is Home. That is autographed, $99.99, autographed. Best of the Doobie Brothers, $19.99. Deep Purple, Come Taste the Band, $24.99. Doobie Brothers Stampede, $19.99. Nat King Cole was $9.99. And Septic Flesh, $34.99 for Septic Flesh. Okay, so John Porter, here is what's left of these here. And we said 11 each. I'm going to read off what you're getting. There's the 60s, the 60s, the 60s. There's the 50s, 50s, and there's the 60s. You're getting volume 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're getting best of the 60s gold, volume 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and best of the 50s, 2, 4, and 5, and those are $11 each. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jake, 11 each. However you want to do that. John Porter. Anybody else on anything in this bin? And then I had the Johnny Cash here. Also, I forgot this. Pamela Yeager wanted this Gordon Lightfoot for $8. That's Pamela's for $8. I forgot about that. And so these Johnny Cash that I had over here, this was these 5 Cash albums. I was at 60. I'm going to add to that because there's still some cash left. There's Blood, Sweat, and Tears. There's San Quentin. And I was going to add to that pile and see if anybody wanted that deal on cash. Let me see if there's any more in here. Yep, there's another one. And a couple of these are sealed, a little bit pricier ones, but I'm going to discount them accordingly. So we was at 60 there. We'll do 30 on that one and 25 on that one. That's 55. And 25 on that one. That's 60, 70, 80. And 20 on that is 100. And those are bigger discounts on those. $100 and then 60 for these. So $160 for all of these Cash albums. $160 for all those Johnny Cash albums. And that's a discount of about $5 per album, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, or one I discounted 10. So $50 probably off sticker, just a random act of courtesy. Bee Smoker, $10 on Doobie Brothers. Sold that to Bee Smoker for $15. That's called splitting the difference. $15 if you're interested on that. Okay, we have been through everything we've shown tonight twice, which is pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. I've got a lot of empty crates and I'm about to do some more condensing. So I guess about the last thing I can do is probably go through one more crate of random half off. If I can find a crate. If not, I'll have to do a buy it now best offer. But let's do like a random crate of half off. And hopefully we still have everybody watching and paying attention. And we'll do some big discounts here at the last seconds. And Bee Smoker, let me know if you want that for 15. Let me see what's in this crate right here, Jake. I'm going to move these auctions right quick. I'm going to set them right here. I might have to find. I'm also losing my voice. I don't know why. I've done a lot of talking, but I do it every night. I don't know what's up. What are these from? These are pretty recent. These are pretty recent. I might have to go to the back, or we'll just go through this bin very quickly. We'll figure out what's going on there. Let me move this over here. I think I can almost condense these two vintage. I definitely could if somebody would purchase the Johnny Cash lot, but I guess no takers on that. I think I can condense these right quick. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Another empty crate. I'm gonna have to. I don't think I have anything back here. I'm gonna have to step to the back right quick. So let's see if I can go. Give me 1 sec. Actually, let me see what's over here on top of this set of box sets. Okay, yeah, let's go. Wow, this has got great stuff in it. Let's go through this. Buy it now, best offer. Great titles. Buy it now, best offer. There's great titles in here. Not half off on this one. A little bit too new, and there's really good stuff in here. So, buy it now, best offer very quickly. There's a lot of records in here, though, but I'm going to go at a pretty steady pace. So, just let me know. Buy it now, best offer. We have Fleetwood Mac. Heroes are hard to find. Don't hesitate to make offers. These are pretty recent, so they're not going to be half off, but I'll work with you. You know, they're not going to be giveaways because there's great titles in here, and they're pretty recent. And they've been buried over here in this corner with another crate on top of it. So, Fleetwood Mac, $24.99. Mick Jagger, She's the Boss, $19.99 for Mick Jagger. Elvis Costello, Almost Blue, $24.99. If I'm not saying the condition, that means it's EX Plus near mint minus. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required, in shrink wrap, original winter sleeve, $19.99. Creedence Chronicle, that is Creedence's greatest hits, 20 tracks, near mint, 2 LP gatefold, $34.99 for Creedence Clearwater. Crosby, Stills, and Nash So Far. This is their greatest hits album. Crosby, Stills, Nash Young. That is near mint, $34.99. Marshall Crenshaw, Downtown, $19.99 for Crenshaw. Fleetwood Mac Mirage is still available. This one's just $19.99. Has the original inner sleeve, $19.99 for Mirage. Stevie Nicks, Rock a Little. That's in shrink wrap for $19.99. Rock a Little, shrink wrap, Stevie Nicks, $19.99. How did these not sell originally? Like the Young Rascals, Groovin', $29.99. The Young Rascals, Groovin'. Greg says he'll do 15 on Phil Collins. I would say 18, but I'm going to go ahead and sell that to you for $15. Sell that to Greg Rogers. Next is the History of Otis Redding, $39.99. The History of Otis Redding, yellow Atco label, $39.99. David Bowie, Day In, Day Out, 12-inch single, $14.99 for Bowie. The Bangles, Different Light, that is $24.99. That has Manic Monday and Walk Like an Egyptian on it, $24.99. These are from September 16th. These are from September 16th. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Willie and the Poor Boys, $29.99. I don't think I ever went back through them. I think that was a night where we had so much great titles that some of these got overlooked, like John Lennon Mind Games. This is a Belgium pressing, I believe. $29.99 for John Lennon Mind Games. The Rolling Stones Some Girls, edited cover, no condition notes on the vinyl, $34.99. Led Zeppelin 4, yeah, this was a crazy night. All these new arrivals, $59.99, 1975 pressing, very clean. Porky in the Dead Wax, $59.99. The Mothers of Invention, Freak Out, a 66 hotspot ad, $69.99 for Frank Zappa. Eric Clapton, Just One Night, 2 LP live, $39.99. Stevie Wonder, Wow, Songs in the Key of Life with the booklet, $29.99. Now, these are from, I need to post these in the group or something for people that don't get to watch the shows, because there's some great records. Like Please Please Me, The Beatles, $34.99. What the heck? That's a 70s pressing, $34.99. MC Sean, Ain't It Good to You, $9.99. MC Sean, Destiny's Child, Lose My Breath, $12.99. Gary Wright, Ride of Smiles. That's an original sealed copy, $26.99 for Gary Wright. Jaco Pastorius and Pat Metheny, $49.99. Jaco and Pat. We have Tommy James, Cellophane Symphony, $26.99. Jim Robinson gets the Beatles. Jim, are you a first-time buyer? I don't recall saying the name Jim Robinson too often. If you are, then Jake, if you have the link to our website, we need to tag or we need to send him a link to that website so we can give him first-time buyer instructions. If you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. Make sure you click on that website link that just popped up. Fill out the form for a first-time buyer. We invoice every Monday. Scott Fish, everybody got a Van Halen box set. Everybody got a Van Halen box set. We have extras to sell, actually. I got 3 more in stock. There's MC Sean, there's Destiny's Child, there's Gary Wright, there's Jaco, Tommy James. Uriah Heep, very nice copy of High and Mighty. Uriah Heep is $19.99. The Beatles 65, $29.99. The Beatles 65, $29.99. This Jim Robinson, at some point, make sure you fill out that form. Sooner the better. This is a 1980s reissue of the Beatles 65, $29.99. Dark World from 1982. Dark World's in shrink wrap, $19.99. Thomas said 12 on Uriah Heep. Thomas, I will sell that to you for $15. John just offered 14. I was thinking 15. This is a German pressing near mint. Sell that to Thomas for 15 as long as he says yes. Till Tuesday, Welcome Home. $19.99 for Till Tuesday, Welcome Home. Also, Rainbow, Difficult to Cure, a 1981 PRC pressing. Rainbow, Difficult to Cure, $34.99. Red Polydor label, Rainbow, $34.99. Stevie Nicks, The Wild Heart. Stevie Nicks is $19.99 for The Wild Heart. 2 Stevie Nicks albums still left in there. Otis Rush, So Many Roads, live in concert, $29.99. Thomas says he's good for that for $15. Tina Turner, Love Explosion, $24.99. That's a Tina album we don't get as often. That's also a German pressing. Tina Turner, $24.99. David Bowie, Rare Tracks, a 1982 Italian compilation, $39.99 for David Bowie, Rare Tracks. The Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue, in shrink wrap, $34.99. The Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue. The Police, Ghost in the Machine. This has the original inner sleeve, $24.99. That's a very nice copy of that. Glossy, no ring wear, and the original inner sleeve, $24.99. I don't know if I want to discount that one, but we will sell Michael Knapp, David Bowie for $32. That's sold to Michael Knapp for $32. Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline, $34.99 for Nashville Skylon. That is the 70s label. Very clean, though, $34.99. Stephen A. Young gets the Police at sticker. That's a great decision. That's sold to Stephen A. Young. Heretics, AD, $9.99 for Heretics. The Police Synchronicity, $24.99. Another great Police album. This is on black vinyl, $24.99 for the Police Synchronicity. Jack the Lad, 1975 UK import British folk rock. That's a cool cover, $24.99, Jack the Lad. Also, John Phillips, white label promo, $39.99 with a promo sticker. And Kara wants the Police. Kara, I'm assuming you want a Synchronicity. If so, that's so do you. Kara Bauer gets Police Synchronicity. Gypsy, it's a 1970 Pittman pressing, kind of a borderline psych record. Gypsy's $49.99, 2LP. I've sold a bunch of those. Iguana, that's an interesting looking record. It's also on a promo label. Iguana is $49.99 on Lion Records. The Black Eyed Peas, this is Elefunk. Sealed, $99.99. Elefunk, $99.99. Interesting. Black Eyed Peas, a 2016 press and sealed, $99.99. Madam versus Benny Mays, that's $14.99. Madam versus Benny Mays. James Lade, that's sealed, $59.99. A 2015 remaster, sealed, $59.99. Femi Kuti, Africa for Africa, $34.99. We have Fringe Benefit, $14.99. Fringe Benefit. Leon and Mary Russell, $19.99 for Leon and Mary Russell. The Chambers Brothers, Right Move, sealed, $21.99 on the Chambers Brothers. Ring of Saturn. Ring of Saturn is on orange vinyl, $29.99. Gary B.B. Coleman, Nothing But the Blues, $24.99. The Clash, Cut the Crap, $39.99 for The Clash. A near mint copy with the original inner sleeve. The Clash, Cut the Crap, $39.99. The World of Elvis picture disc, a rare 1993 picture disc from Elvis, $74.99. $74.99. There's some great records to wrap up this bin. We have Bruce Springsteen. This was a sealed original copy with hop sticker, $39.99. This originally came from Japan. This was in Japan as a U.S. import, and then it's made its way back over here. It is a U.S. pressing, $39.99. Journey is a Japanese pressing, no Obi, Japanese pressing of Discovery or Escape, $29.99. Gentle Giant freehand. Gentle Giant is $19.99. Also, Wallace Collection. Wallace Collection is $19.99. Green capital label, Wallace Collection. Toto, their self-titled album with hop sticker, Hold the Line. It's from Holland, $19.99. Kara Bauer wants Journey. That's sold to Kara Bauer, the Japanese pressing. Miko, The Wizard of Oz, $19.99 for The Wizard of Oz. And Airwaves, New Day, $14.99. Does the Rolling Stones have the poster? I don't believe it did. It is in shrink wrap. It is near mint, but no poster. No poster, Pamela. Artie Shep, Things Have Got to Change. 1971 ABC Impulse, $49.99. ABC Impulse. And we have Nancy Sinatra's Greatest Hits, $34.99. A super clean copy. John Porter says Toto, $12. We'll do that for $15, John. I don't know why they didn't sell originally. With the hop sticker, how could you say no, John Porter? $15. Anybody else want to make an offer on there? If not, that's where we're going to stop for the night and say thank you, and we'll be back tomorrow for hopefully some metal records. John Porter says he'll pass. Never mind. Toto's still available if anybody wants it for $15. Self-titled, Hold the Line with hop sticker. We have best price on the Clash. Greg, I will do that for $35. And it's a near mint copy. Jeff Rice says 15 on Bengals. The Bengals would be 20. Let's see. Hold on a second. So we have, let's see. Time out for a second. Let me just, I might have to flip all the way from the front. Hold on. Toto. Actually, let's do it from the back. Okay, so we have Fleetwood Mac, Mick Jagger, Elvis Costello, CCR, CSNY, Crenshaw. There's one Stevie Nicks. So there's one, and there's David Bowie, the Bengals. So Jeff Rice, the Bengals would be $20. That's $5 off. There's Creedence, John Lennon. There's that. And let's see, there's Stevie Nicks. So both of these, Stevie Nicks for $35. These are very nice copies. Can't believe they hadn't already sold. So, Kara, both of those for $35. Jeff, that is $20 to you if you want it. Next is Jim Nielsen said he would do Toto. John Porter passed. Sell that to Jim Nielsen for $15. Best price on Nancy Sinatra. Thomas, I will do that for $28. $28. Kara says she'll take both Stevie Nicks for $35. That's both of those, Jake. $35 for both. And the other question was Black Eyed Peas. The Black Eyed Peas was stickered for $99.99. That's $100 less a penny. And we have Thomas Bowman said sold on Nancy Sinatra for $28. And then that leaves Jeff Rice if he wants that for $20. Is James the clear vinyl press? James Lade is a 2015 remaster Euro import, $59.99. That's all I know about it, David. Or is that what you was asking about, the James Lade? The best price on Gypsy, I'll actually do $10 off on that. Somebody asked about the Clash, too. Who asked about the Clash? Greg Rogers, $35 on that. $35 on that. Jeff Rice says okay on the Bengals for $20. Eric, I'll do $10 off on Gypsy, which makes it $40. It's actually a really clean copy. I've had this record before beat up, actually more often than usual. This has got a really nice jacket and spine. 1970 Pittman, $40 on that. All right, and I think that's everything that's been inquired about. Greg said sold on Clash, so $35 on that to Greg Rogers. That leaves Gypsy, James Lade, Black Eyed Peas. Everything else we've struck a deal on. We'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, it's kind of metal night. I don't really have a plan laid out. I hadn't really even got to see what we're going to sell, but I know we still got a lot more. And we have other new arrivals to get to. So Eric says he'll take Gypsy for $40. James Lade, yep. James Lade is sealed, $59.99, 2015 remaster. James Lade, Euro import. Eric says he'll take the Gypsy for $40, Jake, $40. Nobody bought my Fenway Park ball. That's sad, $9.99. 3 Van Halen box sets left. We got these 3 Japanese pressings. The Beatles were $55, Eagles were $45, Man with a Golden Gun was $45. The only other box sets that didn't sell was the Beach Boys Smile, $250. I still got Green Day Dookie, and I still got Led Zeppelin Mothership. Led Zeppelin Mothership. So, oh yeah, lots of new vinyl tomorrow. Lots of new vinyl tomorrow and Friday. There'll be new releases as well. So if you're waiting to know if your waiting list have come in, you might want to be tuned in the next 2 nights because there's a lot of pre-orders. A lot of pre-orders. We got a lot of new vinyl left over, even as much as we've sold. So, all right. If that's it, I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to go find supper, which is going to be, I don't know. I had Chick-fil-A about 6 o'clock. I'm not all that hungry. That wasn't too long ago. But if I don't eat now, everything closes here in Lebanon, and then I'll be in trouble. I'll be left with like one option. So, all right. James Lade, $40. Fred, I can't do that right now. Tonight, that would be $50 if you want it. That would be $50 if you want it. Looking forward to tomorrow. We'll have another great night. And, of course, Friday, we'll have great stuff. No Waffle House tonight. Probably tomorrow or Friday will be Waffle House night. Usually after a crazy 5-hour metal night is when we do that. So, looking forward to tomorrow, though, for sure. We'll have great new arrivals. All right. We're going to see if Fred Carnell is going to take James Lade. If not, we'll go ahead and wrap up. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night at 7.